All right. Let's get it started. Let's get this party started. Oh, we got the mic. Mic check 1 2 1 2. All right. Let me get this. All right. Oh, this is a juicy topic today. I'm kind of late. I said I was gonna get on early, but see what I can do today. See what I can do today. Alright, man. Anybody in here, man? Tap the screen for me. Get me to 1,000 if y'all can. I'm about to send some invites real quick though. Share to some people too. That's gonna be very. I keep forgetting my stuff mirrored up. Keep forgetting this mirrored out. It's about to be interesting. Let's see. Now we gonna do this. Who can I get in this situation? I feel like I'm missing somebody. I'm missing some people. Let's see. Hold up, y'all. I think that's somebody. Okay. I agree and disagree at the same time. Oh, this about to be. Yeah, I know this is gonna be a sweaty one for sure, man. Cause something. I got an even better topic tomorrow too. Some stuff I have to speak on, man. It's just my point of view, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm gonna explain it the best way, I'm up for, disagreements in the box, But I'm gonna go ahead and start it because I am running late. So topic is being racist and prejudice is evenly wrong. That's how I feel. Even though I know they say racism got to deal with power and all that, but whatever. It still don't exclude the fact that, both of them got the same, it's almost about the same thing on both ends. I noticed that a lot of our people, they like to use the word prejudice instead of, and I feel like it's the same exact thing because they do the same, the stereotype stuff or whatever, if they, and my thing is that I know there's a lot of us do the same thing that we don't want done to us. That's what's crazy about it. Happy Black History Month. What's the deal, man? Happy Black History Month. They do the same thing. I forgot to make the topic the room. I forgot to do it. I'm running too late on this. Whatever. But the thing is, I feel like it's just being equal and treating those that like and treating. Gotta be careful on this topic. Yeah, I already know the deal. But I just got to put my point of view on this situation because it's like this is the reason why this stuff is just getting prolonged. It's getting prolonged because we doing the same exact thing that the people doing to us and stuff. And it's like, and then some of the times we do the same thing to the people that ain't got nothing to do with it, just because we looking at their skin. We put them in the same category, and that's what's wrong. And then when we get that done to us, that's where the problem be at. We want to start going crazy and knocking stuff down and stuff. Don't even know the person. We just looked at their skin like, oh, you evil. You know what I'm saying? That's some crazy stuff right there. I feel like that, like I said, I have gotten to talk to one live about that. They said it's a difference in that, but it don't matter the difference or not. It's still, they both wrong. You know what I'm saying? This stuff that we teaching our kids and stuff, that stuff is wrong. It's flat out wrong. What's the deal, Stays? Because we can't just sit there and just, and that's why I said it's a problem with labeling. We got a problem with labeling stuff, putting everybody in the same box and stuff. You even put the innocent ones in the same box and they ain't got nothing to do with it. So it's just like, what was that in the box? Give me a second, though. I'm just speak on this real quick and then I'm trying to let people up. Have you seen Gabriel lately? No, I haven't seen him in a minute. I got you in a minute. I got you soon. But yeah, I just feel like that we not doing no different and stuff. Like we even do that. Like I even was watching this one skit where this girl, get mad because I guess it was a dude the opposite colors or telling jokes, oh you racist and all this stuff, and quick to go on him and all that stuff. Obviously he's a comedian and stuff, and she just going crazy. Quick to her and throw that word out, but it'd be a joke if it was the opposite end. You know what I'm saying? If a black person telling a joke about the opposite person, I don't know if we could say that word on there. We could say black though. We can't say the other. They say YT. But they say that it's just like I don't never get it though. Like people don't never, and that's why I be saying that people never put themselves in other people's shoes and stuff. They just do the same old, feel like just because we went through, or we personally didn't even go through it, our ancestors might have went through certain stuff. They feel like they're allowed to be that way, be racist. You know what I'm saying? I still call that racist, even if they don't want to call it that. They want to call it prejudice and make it seem like it's a cooler version or something like that. It's the same exact thing. You literally doing the same exact thing they doing. So you just you being stereotype against a certain skin color, which that junk is wrong. Like none of this stuff we should be teaching our kids. None of this stuff. I mean, and we can't get mad that a lot of this stuff keep going because we doing the exact same thing. And we literally doing the exact same thing. We look at him like, oh, he must. I even feel like when we tell a person and we quick to jump and say that, oh, this person must be racist. I feel like that's a racist statement already. Because like, what did they do to even be that? Like, how you making that judgment to even say that? Like, oh, that person must be. That mean that it's funny because we just do things. We do these things and don't realize that what we doing. Like we even making jokes about, it's like we feel like we the only ones that can make all these jokes against everybody else, and then as soon as they do it on us, it's the end of the world. That junk is so crazy. As soon as we start talking about the people that made this app, I don't know if I can say their name, start talking about rice and all that. We can make all them jokes and stuff. As soon as they start talking about chicken and Kool-Aid with us, we gonna blow a casket. You know what I'm saying? That junk crazy. It's like they pick and choose, but none of that stuff is different. Like I said, I do understand. I talked to people on this other live about, well, the difference is the people that's got the power and they go against us. But besides all that, I look at it that even if it don't matter, it don't even matter. So say if we had power and they was under us and stuff, we would be no different. It'd be still called the same exact thing. So it ain't just about the skin. I mean, I'm talking about in that. Being the difference between races and prejudice and stuff, but it ain't just about it's about the skin, but it ain't just like, I'm just saying if we was to switch roles, if we was the one in power and they were the YT people was the ones that was, what I'm saying. I always think about just stuff like that. That's all it is. That's all I try to think in fairness and stuff. Nobody never think like one of you grew up the opposite color and stuff. And then how would you even feel? And then if you knew you was an innocent person and then somebody just, call you out your name and, oh, you must be this and why you talk like that? You know what I'm saying? You got to walk on eggshells because of, certain people's feelings and stuff. And none of them didn't even experience it and stuff. They just, that's why I don't know. Even, that's crazy. Even Black History Month itself and stuff. Like they teach the wrong stuff to our children and stuff. And it's cool to, know your history, but a lot of stuff they teach is prolonging and extending this hatred towards one another, and then we keep wondering why the world going the way it's going. That's like some of this stuff really don't need to. They know what they're doing, man. I feel like the system, that's why they allowed it like this, because they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing at the end of the day. They know it's going to keep the war going. It's going to keep the crime going up and all that stuff. It's going, that stuff is, that junk just wild, man. That junk is... It's wild and people just don't see it, and then they wonder why they call us, what they say. Can I say that word? Ignorant. They just wonder why they call us that, because we keep falling for the. I mean, we don't see what's happening right in front of our face. Like we got all the knowledge in the world right now, and we still doing the exact same thing. They know how to trigger us. They know how to just say a couple words and next minute, oh, what you mean by that? You know what I'm saying? What you meant by that when you done told the jokes on 4 different other races? You done told jokes on them. They said what you mean by that, but somehow, just because we got taught certain stuff and we never personally experienced what our ancestors went through, now we just got the top anger out this world and act like we personally, man, that joke is just crazy, man. Imagine if everybody did that, the same thing, and it showed how powerful that we is and stuff. Cause our words get out. Our words do get out though. And that's why I be feeling like the news, they got full control of what they want to show. I feel like it's crime every day, but they just know how it get to us. That's why they post certain stuff online and stuff. You know, it's like they do all that stuff because they know it's gonna get to us, and that's their way to kind of control us in a way. Like, oh yeah, it's time to get them in their feelings. Let's go ahead and post this. This happened to this man and all this. Like, it's like literally, it's really crime going on every day. It's somebody really probably getting unalive today. You know what I'm saying? People get unalive every day, and people get born every day. That's just that's a fact right there. Like literally, if we don't think, even if we don't want to think about that, it really happening right now. It's always like that. It's just always been like that since these days and stuff. But like my main thing, I just want to just put that like. I just want to put this out, like, man, just because you say that I'm not, I'm just prejudiced or something, like that's nothing to be proud of. Like that's nothing to brag about or nothing. Don't say that this the same. You basically just sound like the white tea person that's admitting that they're racist. That's the same exact thing. That's nothing to be proud about. That's straight hatred. You know what I'm saying? That's that's straight hatred towards you just letting it be known and stuff. The thing is, we're trying to make some type of like, I know y'all heard the saying, two wrongs don't make a right. Just because they that way, that don't mean we don't have to be that way. And it's giving them more of a reason to be that way towards us because we're being that way. You know what I'm saying? Even to the innocent ones. So they looking at that. But it's just like, I understand we say fight fire with fire and all that stuff, but then again, we want this stuff to end. Like somebody gonna have to be the bigger person, and to show some type of that we're worth, I don't know how to put that, but it's like, who can you tell who the real enemy when both of them acting the same exact way? That's what's crazy, because of course we probably think they're the enemy, and then they think we the enemy and stuff, and then our kids is growing up into it, thinking each other the enemy and don't even really know each other. And then it's the teachings, like we don't know how they getting raised, and we getting raised a certain way. It's like a forever prolonged thing and stuff, and then we don't really grow up and come to like realization and stuff. Was that even a word? Did I try that? Did I just stretch that one? I don't know. We can only come to that until we get a little older and stuff, until we get a mind of our own. So I roast everyone equally. Elementary, too elder, too right. Just not yet. To be forgiven, reparation is the solution to make us forget and prepare. What's the deal? Dazzle is in the building. King is in the building too. Yes, I brung a sweaty topic today, my buddy. Yes, I got something, even another juicy one. I got some all this week too, for sure. All this to the weekend. I was gonna do a little break on Friday, but I got a topic for all these days. Yes, I do. Hatred. Yes, hatred is taught. That is, I most definitely believe. They said, "Ooh, I see." Yes. Because like I said, I was mentioning earlier before you was in here, King, is that I don't like when. And I've been seeing that lately. Like I be seeing our own kind be like, I'm a little prejudiced or whatever. But they saying it like they proud and stuff. Like that's nothing to be proud about. Like you're no different from the white tea people talking about their race. It's like you own up to saying that you're racist. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, just because we had different struggles and they try to, I guess it's different meaning. They trying to say it's mean power or something like that. But it's like this is not making the world any better. It's not making the world any better sitting here, being that way. They're trying to make us be that way. I'm saying, well, we're basically not giving them no valid reason to why we should not get treated this way when we do the same thing to them. You know what I'm saying? We kind of doing it. I'm not talking about the innocent ones. I'm not talking about the ones that deserve it. I'm talking about it to be innocent ones too. Like, cause I've been seeing that, like, even my live a couple times I've been seeing that stuff. Like they just, a dude they get, they won't understand them just because they got a different color skin. They wouldn't understand them. They automatically just assume that they're racist. Like, and I'm just saying, like, even the fact that you do that show that you being prejudiced when you call somebody that because you don't understand them. You quick to herb and jump the gun and say that. Like, that junk ain't right. That junk will never have no type of unity, being that type of way, having that type of mindset. We'll never have no unity. But, it's just wild, man, and people just don't see that. I've heard a dude at my job say that jump before. Yeah, I'm a little prejudiced and all that stuff. Like, dude, that's nothing to be proud about. That's not gonna make this world any better. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand. Like I said, I know they people doing the same thing. They doing it wrong too. Both of them doing it wrong, but we can only fight for what's right. Like we can't do the same exact thing because it's giving them a reason to give an excuse why we, I'm trying to put it this way, why they treating us a certain way, or how the police be treating us and all that stuff or whatever. It's just, man, that's part of their plan. That's all I'm trying to get to. This is part of their plan, man. We falling for it. The stuff they show on the media and stuff, we're really falling for this stuff and we just don't see it because we know we let our feelings take over and not being smart about what our next move gonna be. We like, oh, you did that? Okay, we about to go crazy. And it's also giving more excuse to take more of us out of stuff. And that junk just said, nobody is really seeing this stuff. Oh, good looks on the crown. I'm a king too now. I'm a king, but I was a blushing king. That was crazy. I be getting you with the I be trying to get y'all with that cowboy. It looks so funny when y'all talking all serious on y'all talking serious on y'all business and all of a sudden y'all just turn to a cowboy. That just be so funny to me. What's the deal, Hormiga? What's the deal? Yeah. But yeah, I had that on my mind, man, because it's like they don't realize this is continuing the same hatred, man, against one another. Especially like even on my mission, I'm trying to unite anybody. Oh my, I got the mustache. Oh, he got me. Good one. Good looks, man. Thanks. But they just don't realize this is really is making it even longer. That's why they calling us ignorant and all this stuff, because it's like we falling for all their traps and stuff. We falling for all that stuff. Like we gotta be. I guess we gotta be more smarter about what we do, man. We gotta be smarter and stuff. And we can't be, like I said, we can't be teaching our kids this stuff. And you gotta not like this person because of the color of their skin and all that stuff. Like that junk's crazy. Because some of them doing the exact same thing. They doing the exact same thing. Like I said, we don't be fully aware until we grow older. We don't get until we got a mind of our own. Because I could have been one of them kids and stuff. I'm not saying that my parents taught me that way, but I'm just saying that when they get taught in school that way, and then they take it, kids take it a certain way. Then it's like that's so in a way that's like depending on what you teaching. It's crazy that it's Black History Month. It depends on what you teaching during Black History Month. If you teaching stuff in a negative type way and stuff, then that's when like the hatred start getting built up. Because every child or every person that grew up don't take it the same way. Like it ain't no avoidance type thing. I know they try to teach it in avoidance, but it get teached in a way as in, nah, you gotta have this hatred toward them because this what happened to us back in the day type stuff. Like that's not a good thing to teach our kids. You know what I'm saying? That's what's making us become this type of people and stuff. But then again, I feel like I understand that you don't want nobody growing up gullible and getting shocked that they like, what the heck? What is this that got happened to me that this person's just staring me down the aisleway like this and all that stuff? And I understand that too. I understand that. But we can't. It's a better route we got to go with this, man. Because we just teaching this whole world teaching each other hatred for no reason, prolonging this history stuff. We're never going to change from our history because we keep trying to teach history the same wrong way and stuff. No, the whole thing of teaching history is to grow from it and do something different. Not keep doing the same exact thing that's happening from the past. That don't make it. That don't get it that. That don't make it work, man. Teaching it can't be ugly. Yes, most definitely, man. Yeah, it can, man. But I don't know. Like I said, I just feel like it's evenly wrong on that end. No matter if they try to say one end got more power than the other, it's like like I said, when I be seeing even the innocent ones still getting it because they automatically, label a whole group. Now I'm not gonna understand there's a big amount of group, but like that's like saying that all men and the all women thing. That's no different. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all cops. You know what I'm saying? You gonna call a cop to help you, and it ain't all cops that's doing the same thing. That's why I said they gonna show the certain cops that's doing it, which is I'm talking about how the media do it, and they make you, which it is scary though, because I be scared. It get planted in my mind. I be scared to go around cops and stuff too. Even though I got all my license and all that stuff good, I just still get scared to get pulled over nowadays, just because how the media is putting them out and stuff. But we got to know that it ain't all of them less like that. We do got to. I mean, we can't learn from it. Like stop being so feisty with the police all the time, and just be cooperative. So you don't get get no valid reason for them to take you off this earth and all that stuff. And that's why I take it that way. But it's weird that it's like people still don't learn. They still just go crazy, go violent, and do this. Like, dude, was you asking to get this way? Like, I don't get it. Like, stop doing it. Stop doing that. We already losing one another. There's no you. I've never seen somebody fight back and actually win from the police. You can't do that. And that's one thing if I have a child, I'm not going to teach him that. What's the deal, Mark? I'm not going to teach him that. I'm just telling him like, shoot, just listen to the cop. You know what I'm saying? Take that junk to the court if you have to. You know what I'm saying? Just do that. It's better for you to come back alive back to me. You know what I'm saying? Now don't do that fighting and all this getting in your feelings and go crazy questioning the police. Like I know if people know they law and all that stuff, but it's a way about going about it because every police is just. Some of them are trigger happy, you know what I'm saying? They're trigger happy and they're ready for you to move wrong, you know what I'm saying? Give them a valid reason. We can't be doing it, man. We can't. We really losing one another because we not getting taught right. We going off our feelings and stuff. We going off our feelings and not being smart about certain situations. I'm pretty sure all of us, if we get an encounter with certain situations, we want to be able to make it back home. We want to be able to make it back home. I'd rather take jail time than just not being on the face of this earth. You know what I'm saying? But I guess I started letting people. I guess I got my point over a little bit. I'll fight charges in court. Mike, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Fight the court, man. You ain't gotta be doing all this extra stuff. Let's see. My man's left earlier. I thought he wanted to come in. African Americans only. I'll bring you up. Very true, but that's not always the case. Yeah, fee. But y'all can start coming up if y'all want to and stuff. Tell me how y'all feel about the situation. But yeah, that's just my point of view, man. Because like I said, I don't it's just we be hypocrites to our own stuff. That's one thing. And I'm like, people need to realize that stuff. We doing no better than them. It's like let's do evil with evil. Let's do hatred with hatred. Like that's never I don't think that has ever solved anything. I don't think that has ever did that. The heck, like it said Dazzle shared it to herself and came back through herself. That was weird. That's some funny stuff. How you feeling today, Dazzle? How you feeling? One of my favorite mod and stuff. You know, you said best friend. I take that too. Pop to the dude. He ain't never make it in the box. He ain't never. Is he in here? It say he in here, but he not in here. This thing tripping. What? Should be right back. All right. For sure. Is this? Let's see. There
Can
you
you
go.
hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Like T-Mobile, man, I was trying to connect, the phone
Oh,
probably didn't catch in.
yeah, it was acting weird. I'm great,
My
Dazzle.
first
I'm
time
great,
meeting you,
man.
boy.
You said what?
Said this is my first time meeting you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What's the deal? Right. Welcome to the live, man. Welcome to the live.
Man, what's up, man? My name is Dennis. Dennis the Menace.
Dennis the Menace. Okay.
Yeah, I
Welcome to
just
the
started
live,
this
man.
TikTok thing like what last year in summertime, I believe. And when I first got on, I didn't understand it till I started really catching on, seeing all the things people, the content people's post on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And by me being on Instagram, Facebook, then coming to TikTok and comparing them, I say TikTok is like the WWE of social media.
Mm.
It's like
Wow.
we breaking the rules, we breaking laws. Man, we everyone every page, every post I run into, they all up on this type of tip, racism, you know. Disagreements and agreements. Mainly it's
Mm-hmm.
all disagreements.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, one thing I learned, man, with this TikTok platform, you learn a lot of things about a lot of peoples because it's like how we're communicating right now on this app. We're what we call it, we're networking. and we're
Network.
learning about each other. It's like we're
Yeah.
face to face in each other's house, in each other's company. Whenever I'm on live and we got two viewers, it's like we're sitting in a circle around a campfire, telling stories and talking,
Mm-hmm.
conversation, tribal stuff. Mainly, I'll be sticking to my own kind on this. And yeah, I'm gonna admit I'm kind of prejudiced,
Mm.
and I'm prejudiced by default. I'm prejudiced because the supremacists made me that way. They turned me into a warrior and a protector for my peoples because I see what their what their agendas are, what their plans are. I
Mm.
understand what they are doing to keep us down, to keep us like how we is. Before I can even speak about unifying the whole world where we get rid of racism and prejudice, first we have to be paid reparations, blacks. Because out of everyone in the world, blacks are going through the most trauma throughout history.
Mm. What, more than the Ethiopians and stuff?
Blacks, us,
Mm.
blacks. Ethiopians are blacks, ain't they?
No, I feel you. I thought you were talking about American in general. Okay.
America, when I speak, I don't just speak on African Americans. That's wrong
Okay. I
because
feel you on that.
we're going by that prejudice notation. That prejudice saying where we're saying that Africans sold us to slavery to where we ended up in this situation, and the Africans they blaming us. They saying that we use racist slurs towards them recently in our generations and generations that have. The
Mm-hmm.
thing is, I'm tired of seeing that separation
Yeah.
because you can't unify everyone in the world if your own peoples ain't all the way unified.
Exactly. It gotta be baby steps. That's what I say. It gotta be us first. You know what I'm saying? Our own homes, our own families first. Then we gotta
Mm-hmm.
people around us first. You know.
Thing is, in the black community, we're not first. They don't put us first. They don't let us put each other first. When we start to put each other first, such as me speaking to you on your live, I might get blocked by one of your fans in the comments that's a YU that don't like what I'm talking about black unity.
Mm.
If it's with them, unifying with them, they good with it, long as they could be right there in the conversation in the business to help dictate where everything is going to go with us. But when we take our space and we use it like this to unify ourselves, they look at that as something wrong. So how's we gonna unify everybody else? The prejudice is gonna be there because every race want to put their races first, and they putting us last. Even in the workplaces, you
Yeah.
go to the workplace, you see every race have supervisors that's up under them that's their race. Then you see the white Oopies. You don't even see them. They in higher positions than the blacks. The blacks is always the laborers and the ones that stand outside doing hard work or just standing around with signs. Unless we pay for all that education ourselves. A lot of races, they got help from their peoples. They got nations. We got a nation, that's Africa, but our nation is being bombarded. They going over there stealing from our nation and taking from our peoples and placing these puppets in a power to dictate where the resources and minerals will go. And the wealth ain't coming back to our peoples over there. You see the peoples that you see the I don't want to say no names of any groups, but you see those over in the mid E, the ABs, the heirs. Them brothers got their stuff straight. They all unified, even though they got their religion besides their religion. Not all of them is Muslim, but they still unified. They could come over here broke, and their people's going to help them because they own every liquor store up and down this block.
Yeah.
The chains,
That's what's funny though that we could do the same exact thing, but it's just wild. The way our
yeah,
aware
they
of
always
how we
tell
got
us
brought
back
up.
when we do. We had numbers of chance, brother. I don't
Yeah.
know if you know about, but we had Black Wall Street, before Black Wall Street, we had the 40 acres and a mule where they gave us all of Florida and all of South Carolina, I think, North or South Carolina, where they made all the peoples that lived on the lands vacate the land and us in lots. And they took that away from us. Did but they turn around and give reparations to the J1 else.
Mm.
It's not fair. How can we unify somebody like it's hard to? First, before I unify with anyone, they have to pay us reparations so we get that boost. Because everything we got, everything blacks own, we had to get it ourselves. We had to work our asses off for it. Majority of people here get reparations, they get all types of tangibles, they get better loans than us. Man, even in the housing boom in the Bay Area, peep this out. The Bay Area housing boom is when in San Francisco and the Bay Area, they're selling houses for $10,000 a house. People was rushing to the banks to get loans. But guess who got the loans? The Chines and the Euros. The Chines and the Waiupis. They got all them loans. Made it hard for blacks to get them. We never got them. Only thing we got was projects. So yeah, racism gonna be there till they change up and give us reparations.
Yeah, I hear you, man. So
Can't get
what's
rid of them
your so
things.
what's your plan of some type of unity? Like you said, you wanted to start with our own kind, right? First. So what are you doing in this process? Like how are you doing that? Like
Well, we already formatted a few platforms on TikTok where we unify Africans, the Bantu, Be First, African United, and the B1 fam. These are two TikTok platforms with numbers of creators. And we go in there and meet up whenever we see each other on live and we talk about things. And I see that a lot of Africans they trying to communicate with us and unite with us and let us know, but we have to understand. We have to learn from the Africans. That's where we come from. We can't just be over here talking about, nah, I'm not African. I'm American. I'm Black American. I'm African American. You're an African. Your bloodline comes from Africa. And we have to unify with them peoples in order so we can know who we are. This modern day, these are the modern days where you have a lot of technology. They have DNA to tell you what tribes and what peoples you come from. We have to utilize that to learn about ourselves and unite with our peoples in Africa. That means do business in Africa, invest in the Africa. Because if we have our own nation up and running, we'd be doing good. Our nation be bar back. But right now, our nation is being taken away from us. They using our nation. Our nation is like a plantation. It's like a breeding ground for slaves. They can't control the blacks that's being here in America, the African American blacks. They can't control us like that. We wilding out. We don't really want to work for them no more. Our ancestors built this up and they ain't got paid yet. Just think great 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 grandmother from way back in the slavery days when slaves was free, right? Just think when they was free and your ancestors was given reparations, giving them 40 acres and a mule, tangibles and loans and just giving what everyone else had and a boost. You know where we'd be at? We'd be in a better position than where we at financially. I wouldn't be sitting here with my heart pounding, jumping out my chest, thinking I'm gonna get evicted out this damn apartment that I'm in. I'm gonna lose my job. Don't you know you could have had you a cupcake factory somewhere down south or somewhere in America if you had the 40 acres? Them people's push that hateful attitudes, that hateful ideology on us. For what? We don't do nothing. We ain't come back for revenge or nothing. Only thing we want is our recreations and to live our life and be able to run our own system like how we want to, a black system. We want to have our own nation, our own land, and our own peoples up under the same roof, up under the same code, that one black code. Then we can mingle out and conversate with everyone else once they stop treating us the way they do. Other than that, we can't just sit around and you know look at ourselves like why we being prejudiced towards these peoples. It's because they keeping us down. You ask any of them peoples what they think about us
So
getting
you think
reparations.
two wrongs make a right?
Yep.
So how would that? How
No,
will we
no,
ever
we're
be able to
not, we're
expand if
not,
we
we're
doing the
not
same exact
wrong
thing?
though, brother. We're not wrong. They wrong.
I'm saying if we doing the same thing they doing back to us, then how will we ever grow from that? Like how will we ever do anything different if we're doing the same exact thing? And we've been doing this for years and years, and so it's obvious that it's not working, right?
Man, we've been getting unlive for years.
Most
We,
definitely. That's
we
been
been
happening
getting,
too.
we,
That's been
we been
happening
getting,
too.
we been getting bulldozed and unalive. And I'll tell you this, my
It,
family is a victim of po brutal because I lost my cousin. I lost my cousin because of them over a bike line. Sound funny? Imagine you ride down your street at nighttime in your neighborhood where you grew up at in your town, where you went to school at, grew up at, played at, slept, and even sat on the toilet at. And then you get unlocked over a bike lap because you was riding at nighttime without a bike lap and got chased by two popos. You managed to use everything in that utility belts, the T, the electro T, to the flashlight, to the fist, to the B, to the pop, pop, pop. And you see the news. This recently happened like 4 years ago, and it's on the news, and no one acting like they care. That wasn't unity. Because when my cousin went away behind on two popos, then no black folks around me stand up and say, man, we for some march for Ronell Foster Cat Daddy. They did him wrong. It took George Floyd to go away for everyone to stand up.
that's what I'm saying. That's crazy. It's crazy.
No, I'm not unifying with no one
So I
else
say a lot
but
of us
our
just
own.
already too selfish to even do any type of unity. That's what we gotta grow from already. And that's why I said we be trying to say. I know you heard that saying, all skin folk and kin folk. It's like really, even just because we got the same skin, I don't mean we on the same mission either. Cause it just be
Right.
like some of us looking to tear each other down before we even do anything. Some of the most of the time, you know what I'm saying? Ain't like we could trust our own. So I'm looking at the news now. I'm seeing these dudes lighting each other. I mean, that gonna be wild, man. It's like I don't, it's like we it's like so much confusion with this
Hey,
situation though. It's like we
yeah,
want to
don't let
do
the
unity
news
with each other,
mislead
but we
you.
gotta find the right ones. You said
Yeah,
what?
don't let the news mislead you, bro. Because what you
It's the same
see on the
thing.
news, what you see on the news is not even a handful of the activity that really goes on. They
Yeah,
just
that's why I just
targeting
mentioned that
a
earlier.
particular group on the news. Whenever they have them type of activities go down, there's more activities similar to it that's going on, even worse. But they
Yeah,
point the
yeah.
camera at
The,
us
uh,
to demeanor us and make us look bad. And guess who they
I was
sell that?
saying that earlier. I was mentioning that earlier too. Yeah, I feel you on
Yeah,
that.
guess
It's
who they
like they
sell?
pick and choose.
Yep, guess who they sell that information to? They take that over to Africa and show them peoples what we be over here doing.
Yeah.
Just from one, two, three dudes who just happen to get ride on the highway and see each other and start barking at each other. They gonna make it seem like all of us is like that, and they sell that to our brothers and sisters over in Africa. It's funny because I spoke with a lot of them. I even had a conversation with a few on TikTok and in person, and What they told me, they said, man, over in Africa, they got on TV and they show y'all unliving each other, dealing, all this crazy stuff, the projects, crack addicts everywhere, all this stuff. They've been fed this over there, and when they come over here, they be surprised when they see that majority of us is working class people, working class individuals. It spooks them. It spooks them when they actually open up their eyes and learn that before they came over here and they was told by other peoples, when you get over there in America, do not mess with the blacks. Do not mess with the AAs. They're crazy. They're wild. And their ways ain't like our ways. The way we live a more harder life in their eyes than what we see. What we see is normal. What they see, they like, man, these blacks over here, man, they going up against the beats. You did what I'm saying? Through our history, through
Mm-hmm.
AA history, we've been going up against the beast. Black Panthers, Nation Islam, Malcolm X. What was that boy name? The minister Louis Farrakhan. All these brothers, Martin Luther King, all these brothers, even the ones that, even our slaves, the ones that are slaves are our ancestors, slave descendants, and the ones that came on the boats, even the ones that even reached this land. We got history behind us.
Yeah.
You know, but when people look at all of our history, the AA history, and their well, how can I say this? Their view on us is we're very strong, intelligent, mean, dangerous, wild. We're we're to them either the superheroes or someone who could get pissed off and do something. That's how they view us.
That's
They
what
look
I was
at
saying.
us.
I said there's some other places. I like what he said. Liberty. Mhm. Yeah, I'm about to say I know some struggles around here. I feel like we shouldn't. I don't think we the only ones though.
Yeah, nah.
I know there's some
African
struggles out here in
Americans,
this world.
you know what? Our genetics and our history and our mentality says a lot about us. Out of all the Africans, the African Americans, we got a mission that God given us and a script that we have to follow up in the book of life, up in the story of life. It's like a book that God written up before He created our souls. He already predicted what's going to happen up in this life, what's going to happen in the hereafter and here, what happened in the past. Everything that happened, He already written that up, and we only thing we doing is only thing we doing is it's like we're actors and doing a play. Only thing we doing is following the script of the play. So every move you make, that's God's plan. He already scripted that.
Yeah, I
Even if
already
you
know
change.
that. I know there's nothing new under the sun. I for sure know that one. I feel you.
So God gave us a purpose in life. He
So
gave
I
us a
tell people you
mission.
can't trick God. You can't trick him. People be like, oh, he might not knew I was gonna do that. He know everything, every move you gonna do, everything not gonna do. So
Hmm. And God gave us a purpose.
yeah,
African Americans, we got a purpose, and we've been following through. Our people's been through a lot. It's just now in this generation, what I call is the sit down generation. They the generation that I call the lost generation because we lost them to the YUP system. You go talk to these brothers and sisters and ask them who's Malcolm X, who's Marcus Garvey, who's Huey P. Newton. They ain't gonna know. They ain't gonna. They probably know their names by hearing. Oh, ain't that guy from the Black Panthers Party? Yeah, who's the Black Panthers Party? I don't know. Some guys with boom booms and walk around in all black. They don't know the true history where it motivates them. Let them know this is your people. This is your forefathers that's before us, the generation that's before us, our leaders that's before us. Because if you ain't going living life amongst your peoples by that black code and that rank of age, the years, more older you is, the more rank you should have. If you're 74 and I'm 24 and I see you, ain't no way I'm gonna tell you what to do. I'm gonna sit there and wait until you tell me what to do. If you give me a command, I gotta do it, as long as it's a reasonable, righteous command. I ain't telling you to be a slave towards each other, but when we working on a code, we working on a code. More like we have to be together, more united amongst each other before we start giving out to others. Because lately we've been giving out to others, and the others been looking at us and been using that as brownie points, been using that as a defense mechanism.
This thing tripping. Oh my.
Ah shit, they supposed to shut me down.
No, I'm over here trying to this thing to land on my stuff. I'm gonna do panel. That's what I'm gonna do.
Have any of y'all ever seen a movie color what is it called? Color Purple?
Color Purple. No, I haven't seen it. I heard of it.
Yeah, it's a bunch. It's like three movies, I believe. Two episodes. It's a movie. It's a long movie, but that movie is authentic. It's like take you back to where when we became servants to the
Productive.
supremacy.
What's the deal, man? How you
What's going
feeling
on, man?
today?
What's going on, man? Shit, just got
One of
done
my
giving
favorite guys on this app, man. One of my favorite guys.
just
What's
got done
up,
giving
bro?
them another 12 hours.
Oh yeah, you already know. I know you be grinding, man.
Grinding, literally
Uh,
grinding. That's it, man.
hmm
What's
I
going
see the
on, man?
sweat already. I see it on this.
It's real. I'm about to
Dazzle in the building.
put something together, roll something up, put something in the air, clear my mind.
You got to, man. Gotta have those at least a few times a day. A clear mind.
Yeah, but this is the touch on the topic. Being racist and prejudice is evenly wrong. Yeah, I agree with that.
You feel, man? I know
But
that's where
but
we connect. We almost on the
but
same stuff every time.
but my question is, can everybody be racist or prejudiced?
yep.
That's what I believe.
Let me ask you a
But
question, bro.
they said
Let
it's
me
a
ask.
difference. They said it's
Yeah,
a
let me
difference.
ask you a question. What nationality are you?
Well, my grandparents are from the island of Puerto Rico, so but I was born in America, so I'm an American human being.
And I'm not asking what country you from. I say nationality. What bloodline do you represent?
I'm human, man. I just I,
I'm
I
just I'm
Yeah.
just
represent I
trying to give an
represent the human
example,
race,
bro.
man.
Yeah, I'm just okay. Let me take an example.
Now,
All
now
right,
I know
I
what you, I
got
know I
in
know
my
what you're trying to ask me, like to if you wanted me to be politically correct, but I like I'm human, man. I don't do the segregative, divisive. Like I like-minded individuals, no matter what you look like. You could be purple from the planet.
I was about to friend him again. I forgot
I
he already
mean,
my friend. Shoot.
you could be from the planet that ain't even been discovered yet. You like-minded and you cool with me. Real people
Yeah,
do real things. Fake people
yeah,
do fake things.
straight
you
up.
can be.
No, I'm
Exactly.
not.
That's what
I'm
I'm
not gonna
saying.
be
That is.
prejudiced or racist. If I have any type of disagreement with on a view how I view a person's nationality or whatever, it's because I learned about the culture. But I'm not going to use that as a hate tool.
Yeah, nah.
I
I
use
would
that
be
as I
if
use that as an educational tool, as not to be racist or prejudiced, but to understand your culture.
yeah,
Because
nah.
by
But if I
you
if I was to
understanding my culture,
identify with a
yeah, by me
nationality, I would be Afro Latino because one half of my family is all dark skinned, dark skinned Puerto Ricans with froze and all that. That's my dad's side, and then my mom's side is all light skinned Puerto Ricans. You know what I mean? So I would
yeah,
identify as Afro Latino if I was to, but I'm human. You know what
yeah, Afro Latino. So basically, you Afro Latino, we're African Americans. You got the Africans, right?
Yeah, that's
Let's
in our
put it like
DNA.
this: Afro Caribbeans, African Americans, and Africans, and the Euro Africans. These blacks around the world. Now, when you look around at all these other circles around the world, you see everybody putting in and investing their time and their energy within their own people. But when we do it, it turns into something else, such as, oh, the blacks is racist, or prejudice towards the white Whoopies, or the chops, or the Arabs. But in reality, the blacks ain't never had a chance to invest and focus in on their own nation, on their own peoples to fix the holes in their roof. So
Yeah, but I think,
while everybody living comfortable, they up there pitching off of us, and they puts us down. They holding us down. They know it.
but to be real, I play devil's advocate on this one. I think we do a better job at holding ourselves back, man. We got that crabs in a barrel mentality for the more
Man.
in the inner cities. I can speak for the inner city. Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for the suburbs. I can't speak for the people that live, on the other side of the tracks. I can only speak for the inner city and what I experienced growing up. We got that crabs in a barrel mentality, man. Like, and it ain't used to be like that. It used to be each one teach one, but somewhere along the lines, like greed took over everything.
Of
Like
course,
you could take
Man.
you could take any movement that has ever been tried to be started, and at the end of the day, it all falls apart behind greed, theft of money, theft of money, theft of money. Like it all falls apart. It's like once people got a chance to actually see some wealth, and instead of doing the right thing with it, they do the selfish thing with it. Like you really got pastors and preachers that sit like that, like the pastor from Brooklyn. The one that went, he showed his whole walk-in closet, Gucci, Louis, this, that, the third. Whole time he robbing his whole congregation. He
Mm.
take the say that pastor that got robbed for $1 million worth of jewelry on a
you
live
know
stream.
what?
Then
Check
he
this
ended up
out.
getting indicted by the feds. He got
Yeah, they
indicted like,
got peoples of all other circles that be doing the same thing to
oh,
their
that
people.
listen, what's
That's
the what's the
inner
what's
inner
the dude
stuff.
name? Osteen. Oh, he the biggest one. That Osteen dude, the Caucasian dude. Oh, he got private jet and all that shit. He
Mm.
got
Oh
private
yeah,
jet.
they found money. They did a thing about him last year. They found like $500,000 in the wall in the church.
Or the Osteen dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man,
Yeah,
man.
that's a church, y'all. That's a church. We talk about something different, man. We talk about us uniting us, not no preachers. Preachers, I never trusted preachers and ministers and churches and synagogues and all that. Only one I probably trust when it comes to religion is the masjid. It's the Islamic masjid with the Arabs and the black Muslims, even the Wahhabi Muslims.
Mm,
All of the Muslims basically. I
yeah.
trust being up in a masjid instead of a church or any other place, because one thing, when you in a church and a temple and all them places other than a masjid, they have a lot of gossip. They gossip. In the in the Islamic masjid, they don't do no gossiping. That's a sin up in their religion. It
Yeah,
says it up.
it's a sin in Christianity too.
Yeah, but they do it like a mother lover, so it makes it
Oh
uncomfortable in the
yeah.
church.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean
where
a lot of
everybody
people
ain't trusting everybody, but everybody putting that one trust into that one person that claims to be a
right.
religious leader, when he's up there trying to put himself on a pedestal as a Jesus Christ.
Right, but you have to test the spirit by the spirit. So
So
when you go to church, you have to be very mindful of whose church you sitting in. Watch
Yep.
watch them, watch what they do, watch how they
Yep.
move, watch how the congregation interacts with them. I know a lot of people have had unfortunately bad experiences in church. So I hear a lot of stories. I mean, I grew up in a Christian church. I'm Baptist. I grew up Baptist. In my experience, I had a good pastor. I'll say that because
Yep.
sometimes, most of the time, in my experience, it's not the pastor, it's the congregation. So,
hmm
but if you don't have, the pastor could be good, but if you have somebody who's not who allows certain things to happen with the congregation, that's where a lot of issues come in with that.
You know what? In the church, when it comes to the church, not speaking of the masjid, but the church, because I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna compare the two for you and leave it like this with one phrase. In the church, everybody puts their trust into this one person that stands on that up on that altar, but they all don't trust each other. They gossip behind each other back, talk behind each other back, and feud behind each other back. They come together and play like they brothers and sisters and together, but really ain't. But they put all their trust up into this one man. That leads that one man to turn into a criminal and to abuse his power
Right.
because everybody ain't trusting each other. They trusting that one man, so they gonna trust every lie that man tell them.
Right. And the issue with that is that, especially in this day and age, a lot of the pastors are running the churches like businesses. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't know how they do it, because that's not nothing to play with. That's nothing to play with. And no matter how good they try to make it look, no matter how big their houses is and what they have, when you go up on them pulpits and you play them types of games, you better believe that's coming back around full circle. That's not you have people lives in your hands. That's serious business. So,
Well,
that's
like
just
I
what it is.
said, the peoples don't of the church don't even trust themselves, so the pastors do whatever they want. You know why? Because the peoples trust that pastor so much that they give him anything, even the inheritance of their kids when they fade away.
Right. Yeah. My that happened to my grandfather when my grandfather he was at this church for like 40 or 50 years. When he got sick, he had dementia, and the church sent the treasury. They, not the pastor, they sent the people that collect the money, the treasury. They sent the treasury to the nursing home to collect the money. They didn't send flowers. They didn't do any of that. And when me
Collect
and
the
my mama,
inheritance.
my granddaddy was giving these people on a fixed income now. He was giving these people like $400 a month. Now, he been at this church for 30 years. This was after he retired. I can only imagine how much money he gave them before he retired.
Where he was
Mhm.
working. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about, and I was mortified. Now, when my grandmother died, the church that I grew up in, that pastor, I mean, I never seen nothing like that. The way he touched my grandmother in the casket, the way he spoke about her, he really had true connections with his members. Like I said, it just, you just have to be mindful, and a lot of them are tricksters. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure my granddaddy never thought in a million years on his deathbed they coming up to collect money, and they ain't brought not nan flour. The pastor didn't even come.
That's sad, man.
And it's terrible. It's terrible. I mean, it really enraged me, but I had to remember, and I know it's hard for a lot of people to do that, because now in this day and age, it's a lot more of that going on. Pastors are running churches like businesses. Some of these churches want to see your W-2s. I went to a church one time, and they said in order for you to be a member, you had to submit your W-2 to them, because they want to see how much money you make, so they
So
can get
they
a
get some
set amount
inheritance.
of money. You have to give them a set amount of money every month for you to be a member of their church, based off of your income. So
yeah,
I
so they
get it.
so they know
Yeah, but
exactly
you
what
get a
10%
tax
of
break
your
from that
income
though.
look like,
Right.
and
So they
they
can
they
know
want that
exactly
off
how
top.
much money. Right. And that is sick. They
Now you
shouldn't even be allowed to
tell me
do that.
this. You talked all about these people's giving all this money to the pastor, but you ain't said nothing about the people's trusting each other and loving each other and giving each other money up in the choir, up in the church, the members of the church. You don't never hear about members of the church talk about, hey, I got $1 million for you. Before I pass away, I'm gonna give it to you so you start a business for you and your family because I ain't got
Right.
no one else to give it to.
Right. Exactly. Right.
They go
Right.
give it to the church. That's because they don't trust the peoples in the church. That's
Yeah.
separation.
And that
Okay.
boils back down to that crabs in the barrel mentality. Nobody want to see nobody do better than them. Nobody wants to see that these days. And as far as these youngins is concerned, like, I think these youngins is more worried about surviving today than they is about anything in any history book that any one of us can even try to sit. You try to sit one of these youngins down and talk to them about
Right.
Malcolm X or something
Oh
like that,
man.
man. They gonna be
Yeah.
like, man, listen, old head. I don't mean no disrespect, man, but I just ain't trying to die today. Like,
Right.
I'm
Mm.
trying to make it through the night. I mean,
But
And
shit, you
not
you
can
try,
miss me with all that. I mean, but if If you got something that can help me make it home safe, I'll gladly take that.
But you know what's crazy when you just said that it's not, and it's so bad to the point where a lot of that goes on this app a lot too. I've been in lives where you will have grown men on a panel. You may have a man that's around 33, 34, right? And then you have another man on the panel that's 65, 70, right? And the man that's older, he's trying to give game. He's trying to give correction. He's giving wisdom, right? And you have these 33, 34, 35-year-old men. I don't want to hear that. They won't even listen. They won't listen. So it's not just the young men, it's the grown men too
Yeah,
that don't
I
know
say
how to.
youngest. I say youngest because I'm 40. So
Right. Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, when some people say young, they talking like between the ages of like 18 and 30 or something
yeah,
like
but
that.
you got 35-year-old, 18-year-olds. You
Yeah,
got
you
30.
do,
You
and you
got
got
40. You
right.
got
But
40-year-old, 16-year-olds.
yeah, I was just trying to make the point that you're right. They
Yeah.
don't want to listen. It's like anything that's wisdom, they don't take heed to that. They don't listen to that. And it's like, now this grown man sitting up here talking, I'm not even a man and I'm learning something. And he's speaking to the brothers. He's speaking to y'all, but I had somebody I was on a platform and I had to kind of like check them about him. Because at the end of the day, this man's 70 years old. Whether you want to hear him or not, it's a respect thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people, a lot of men, they don't even know how to talk. And that was my thing. They was being disrespectful with it. Because it is a way to say stuff. But some of these men don't even know how to, talk for real. So it was disheartening to me as a woman to have to step in and say, hey, let's show this man some respect because of his age and his wisdom, and that's why a lot of people slipping, because the people that do have wisdom, they don't want to hear that. They just want to do what they want to do.
And like you said, if that man was 65, 70 years old, he been on this planet twice as long as we have, man.
Mm-hmm.
Twice as long. You can't pay for that kind of wisdom. You can't go to no college and get that type of information that you could get from the old timers, man. Because whether we want to accept it or not, history repeats itself, right? It's just like they
Mm.
always say, the game don't change, just the players do. The only thing
Mm.
different between us now and the 70-year-old man back in his prime is technology. Just wasn't
Right.
cameras and all that stuff around. But
Exactly.
the game, when it comes to the game, oh, he played the same game. He didn't already seen where they already seen where we all headed if we keep, and that's what they be trying to instill in us. And even when we was young, I was a hard headed youngin, real
Yeah.
hard. I ain't want to hear nothing the old heads, and then would tell me. But then now it's crazy because now I'm the old head.
Divert the mission.
And
Agent provocateurs divert the mission from its true course is what they do. We already been implanted with all types of moles and infiltrators within our community that diverted our mission. Now you look today with this generation, what do all the young boys and girls want to be that's 13 all the way up to 30? They want the boys want a boyfriend, girls want a girlfriend so they could be happy. But it's taken away from
I'm
the
not going
natural
down that
order.
road. I'm not going down
Yeah,
that
I
road.
am. Because
I'm
Yes,
not
it's
touching
taken
that
away from
subject
the
at all.
natural
right.
order of black
I'm Mike.
family
I'm not
first.
touching that.
It's right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm about to
Put the
say,
shit
yeah, I
on
ain't
me.
trying to
Put it
just
on
root
me.
this job. We're
Yeah,
just gonna go
y'all
to
want to put
500
y'all
in
might
here. I'm
want to
not
put
trying to
this
mess
on
with
me.
them.
Because look,
Uh-uh.
check this out. It's taken away from the natural order of the black family. It's
Yeah, I'm trying to
taken
bring
away
you up,
from
Mar. This thing
it's
tripping,
stopping
man.
us.
This thing
Yeah,
is
It's
acting.
some
stopping us from producing black families within our communities.
This
It's
thing
only
moving slow too.
we're within our communities. We're producing broken home families, split families. Husband lives somewhere out on the streets or at another girl house while the baby daddy while the baby mama is at home with the children as a single parent. And for some reason that became traditional up in the black community.
right.
There you go. I had to work the opposite way. This
Well,
thing
That's
you
what
know, a
tripping.
lot of people, a lot of I hear a lot of panels, a lot of lives, they bring up that topic about what caused that. And a lot of people believe that, when the men went off the war and then they start giving all the women Section 8 and giving housing, a lot of people believe that's what broke it up. And then, the feminists, what they're saying, the feminist movement, when that happened, that's when women start kind of trying to like separate, because they saying that a lot of women that have any, a choice, they want to try to put it like that. But it's all, in my opinion, it was all
Yeah,
systematic.
you're
Either
right.
way you
You're
look at
right,
it, it was
sis.
systematic.
It started with the
Who's
back
good? Can y'all
in
hear
the
me?
slavery days, if you believe it or not. They was doing this way back in the
Oh yeah.
slave days.
Kev,
Can y'all can y'all
And
hear
then
me?
after slavery,
you read the Willie Lynch, Kev? Have you ever read that book, The Willie Lynch Letter? Oh man,
yeah,
you gotta read that. You
There's
gotta
so
read
much
it.
stuff I ain't been
Oh
reading
man.
up on
Hey
and all that.
Dazzle,
Hey,
what's good,
Mark.
panel? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
I hear
hear
you.
yeah,
you.
we can
Sir.
hear
Yes, I
you.
did.
My bad. Hey, y'all got some, y'all dropping gems in here. Y'all
Hey,
dropping some
thank you,
real gems in
brother.
here. I just want to
Thank
make sure y'all can hear me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
you.
But
Hey,
I think
hey, I'm
I
gonna
think
drop down.
that
All right, for
no,
sure,
bro.
man.
I'm
I
gonna
wish you
drop
would
down and
unless
come
you
right
had to.
back because I want to turn on my notification thing so people know that I'm online here so they tune in with you. All right,
All right, for sure, man.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
be
that's a
right back.
bet, bro. Appreciate that, fam. And that's what it's about, y'all. Like building and linking. But
Mm-hmm.
one thing that I want to touch on that he was touching on, especially when it comes to the different generations of especially men that we are seeing on this app, right? There are a lot of the older generation that were willing to put up with a lot of things that the younger generation is not going to put up with. Like that definition of a man, and what like a lot of women saying they want the men of old, and this generation is saying I'm not him, right? Because historically we've seen what it looks like to be a black man in America of the past. And this is no disrespect to our black men, but you hear people say, and this is our own women that we hear say, "Oh, y'all didn't fight hard enough. Y'all didn't do this. Y'all didn't do that." These are things. This is the type of rhetoric that a lot of the young men are hearing, and they're saying, "It ain't gonna be me."
What
They're
the
they're
heck?
saying, "Mr.
Dazzle
Dazzle
big
right here,
paid like that? The
Dazzle right
freak?
here." Hey,
Good
that's
looks.
why
My
I
bad,
show.
Mark. I got
Oh
excited.
no,
My
you
bad.
good. You good. You good. Hey, bro. That's that feeling of appreciation that you get. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
good looks. Right. That's caught me off guard.
Yeah, but see, I really want us to bridge the gap because I'm one of them 31-year-olds that Dazzle was talking about. The ones that can see both sides.
You
Where
31?
a lot, man, why you gotta say it like that?
I'm
Like you thought
saying
I
I
was
didn't know I was
52
older
or
than
something.
you. I didn't know I was older than
Like
you.
nah, bro. You thought I was like 63 or something.
I just thought
Like
I
you
thought you was
really
older
ain't
than
trying to play me,
me.
kid.
I'm 32.
Yeah, but see, it's a
Y'all
lot of
both still
things.
youngins, man.
Yeah, but
Y'all
see,
good. Y'all
the
good.
difference
Here
is,
go grandpa trying to come in with some stuff.
Yo, listen, don't throw that title on me yet. I ain't earned that one
I
yet.
know I'm talking junk.
My old
hey, nah,
listen.
bro.
Go ahead, a
See,
couple
but
years
listen
older than
though,
us. I already know. I'm talking
it's a
junk.
pleasure. It's a pleasure to be there though. That's one thing that we gotta understand. Like I took pride in being around the older generation. Like as a
Hmm.
man, I didn't hang around kids that was my age. I was always hanging with the big boys. I was seeing what that next step up was, and a lot of men are doing that. But then it's like the newer age, they're not caring about what the older age is saying. And this is where I feel like a lot of the disconnect comes from. Because we understood coming up with me, I feel like I'm the last of the Mohican. I'm 31. Like so I seen both sides of the spectrum. So there's things that we can learn from the older generation, but at the same time you gotta realize that the younger generation is not gonna take that.
Nah, but all right, so here's my and it, you can take this on a relationship level, or you can take it just what the youngins is really into right now. Um, One, you saying that the youngins is saying that they're not going to take it, but in more, and I'm just speaking from inner city experience. In more situations these days, what do you see? Do you see more or these young men you talk about? Do you see more of them with they own? They own everything consistently, or do you see a lot of them jumping from relationship to relationship to relationship, one so they can have a place to stay, Two, so they can have a way to get from point A to point B. Let's just be real. A lot of dudes is dropping a lot of females off at work and taking a car.
Right, but see,
Right?
and this,
So,
but this is one
hold
thing.
on, just hear me out real quick. So, if what we see on a regular is the second part of what I said, what good is it doing the youngest to keep thinking like that
But see, this is what I want to tell you though,
when it comes to
because
relationship?
and in that same relationship, right? You heard me say that a lot of women say they want the men of old, right? But the men of old, they were holding all that stuff down. They didn't have to go get nobody car. They didn't have to do this. When a man came to your house and that man was coming in and out of your house, he was paying some type of bills. The younger generation, they saying, I ain't gotta pay no bills. You got it. You got you making this bank. You the manager over at Chase Bank. So you got it. You don't need my money for nothing. So this is where we come into that 50-50 thing. But at the same time, when a lot of people, when you got your own as a responsible adult, it's not 50-50.
Mm.
And that's what a lot of men are not understanding, because once you give women that pre notion that she can't depend on you, I gotta depend on myself, she's not gonna respect you at the same way. And the difference between the generations is a lot of these men are not being respected. They know what they're gonna do. Oh, he ain't nothing. He a munch. He gonna move to the side. But those old Papa Rolling Stones, you knew they they might have had four women: Rosetta, Susan, Cleopatra, and all them. But he was taking care of things at home. He was making sure that all them 17 kids were taken care of. They went to college. They was productive members in society. Nowadays, these young men don't even know if they the daddies or not, and that's a difference.
And they know
Yeah,
they the daddy. Thing is, these young men of today is seeking other the same thing of them, and the girls seeking the same thing of them, and that's lost. It's like we been put away behind bars in the up underground 6 feet deep, on the streets, and trapped up as addicts and all this stuff through a couple of generations. And before them generations, we was held back by other circles in the economic part. So it's like, yeah, we got self-esteem issues when it comes to relationships because we ain't got it like how they got it up on TV, how the white just got it up on TV with
Bro,
their
like, and
Brady Bunch family.
respectfully, fam, can I interject just for a second? My bad.
Yeah,
The whole thing
yeah.
we gotta
Hey, hold on. Let me say this before you say that. The thing is, man, we got to be there up in these youngsters' faces and teaching them and showing them what a family is. We got to start creating our own family. Show them this is how you maintain a family. Because they got the notion that, oh, I get with this girl, she gonna take care of me and all this. No, man, in my generation, they taught me to go to work. If your woman work, that's cool. That's a plus. If she's not, she staying at home, take care of the kid. That's even more better. But in today's society, things have changed. It's like a two person, 3 person income household nowadays, man. These youngsters, they lost. They
but
really is
that's
lost
but
because of that.
that's why I was going to interject, because I feel like that's where the disconnect comes in at, fam. You can't
Yeah,
say that they're lost because they're paying attention to what's going on. A lot of young men now are saying, why would I get married? They seen how their mama was moving. They seen how they
yeah. I'm 43 years old and I'm not married, bro.
What happened?
He went off. He went somewhere. So it's like I'm 43 years old. I was married once for a year, and that went down the toilet, and it really did a lot of damage. But I grew up in a household with two parents, with my biological parents and my brothers. But at the end of the day, when I if I come across any youngsters and happen to tell them my story, how I live, and about my life, and I mentioned I grew up in a household with my mom and my dad, they tell me I never knew my dad. I used to live with my grandma. But they get in the idea like a mom and a dad, then they go out and create that family. You have to show these youngsters. You have to give them stories. You have to give them ideas and give them lectures and give them the scoop and tell them, man, create your black family because we ain't living life just a party. We're supposed to be living life creating families and producing.
Yeah,
It's
I
very
hear what you're
That's
saying, but
why.
that shit ain't
That's why. Since if I'm single
shit.
and I can't find a black queen, I'm gonna wait till that black queen come or I run across before I go to anyone else.
Hey,
it's
Not
yo,
to be all.
it's
Not to be.
very it's very important. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you.
Yes. Yes, queen.
Okay, it's very important, and I agree with what you're saying. It's
Thank you.
very important to do that at a very young age, though. You can't wait until they get 12, 13, 14
Yeah, it's too
and
late.
start to instill that because they need to be rooted in that and
Right.
not telling them but showing them, you know. And I hear a lot of people say, oh well, you know, I made mistakes and everything like that, or I didn't make the best decisions. You know, you can't go back and change your choices, but you can start from where you at after you make those decisions, because what children do is they do what they see and not what they're told.
Right.
So if you telling them to do something and you doing the complete opposite, they're gonna do what you do.
yeah, they not hearing that shit.
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna do what you do, you know. And I hear a lot of people be like, well, you know, I didn't grow up seeing certain things and I didn't grow up hearing certain things. And I know some people who grew up rough and they did the complete opposite of what they saw their parents do or what they saw their what was in their environment. But that's because they were so dead set on not being like that, because they got to see what that looked like. They got to
Mm-hmm.
see what their life was gonna look like if they made those same, you know, decisions. And even if it was people that weren't that close to them, most people do get some type of glimpse of what a family look like, what healthy relationships look like, what coming together, you know, looks like. And not only what it looks like, but what it produces.
Yeah, the
Because see,
benefit.
looking and producing is two totally different things. We looking for results. We not looking for,
You
oh
got
look at
the whole
her.
family.
Yeah, and it's like we not paying attention to what it looked like. We want to see results. You know,
Mm.
people, especially in this generation coming up now, they want to see results. They don't want to hear talk. You
Yeah,
know, so they're watching what's going on in their around them in their surroundings.
Yep.
you right about that. That's why I always tell people to practice what they preach, man.
Yeah,
Right.
you gotta practice. I did 16 years in the dungeon, and when I was up there, when I left my family behind. And at that time, I was trying to uphold that family, even though I was up into a hectic life. I was up in that life deep. I went to prison for sticking up banks and got wrapped up with my co-defendants. I did 6 years the first time, and when I did that 6 years, I used to always tell these youngsters about my pops. They used to be like, "Hey D, who's that be sending you money up here?" I said, "My mom's and my pops. They be looking out for me." And they like, "You got your dad with you?" And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Other
Mm-hmm.
people's other circles learn that I got my dad backing me up and my mom's backing me up and they still together. They look at me different.
Mm-hmm.
They respect you different. Now it's fact since I've grown up with my mom and my dad, I'm different
Right.
from those that haven't. Cause I see the ones that haven't grown up with their parents. Even one parent, if one parent is away from their house when they growing up without that parent, it messes them up. It messes them up. But sometimes, a lot of the times, it's good because when that person have a child, he know he ain't gonna separate from that child.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like now in relationships these days, females, these young girls, they get with a brother. They have kids, then they kick the brother out. Brother don't want to go to work. She kick him out. She doing all the work. He want to stay home and hang with the homies. Late night with the homies. Only thing I gotta say is, man, I'd rather be at home with my woman instead of hanging out outside all night with a bunch of men. That's kind of like sword fighting at nighttime.
Hmm.
You know? I'm trying to be a real man like my peers taught me to be. Every last one of my uncles when I was growing up had that woman and that kids in the same household with, and they went to work and their women stayed at home and
But
took
see
care of
that,
the kids.
see that's another
That's what
disconnect
we
that
gotta bring back.
a lot
That's
of
what we
people are
gotta
having,
bring
fam.
back, and it starts with us OGs. Us OGs, we guilty as hell. We run up out there, man. After work, we don't go home. We probably
Can
go
y'all hear?
home and change our clothes to get in our rides and go over different females' houses. Jumping one chick
Shit, I
after
be. I
another.
come over every day.
Can y'all hear
7:30
me?
sharp.
Am I?
Go ahead.
Heavy.
Where'd he go?
How many of us is family orientated, got our own families? Instead of separate, broken up families. We need to fix our families.
I'll be right up,
Fixing
Jahad.
our roof. Fixing our roof. This is what I'm talking about with fixing our roof. Fixing
Hmm.
our roof is where you start seeing more and more and more black families, whole black families, not just a household with a mother and the kids and the father is gone somewhere else, running around the streets or kicked out. I'm talking about families actually uniting, man.
But you know what's crazy though? Even if it's not a perfect world, right? And even if you can't, even if the majority or if some people can't have that, consistent co-parenting is very beneficial for kids as well. But it has to be consistent. Because like the lady
Yeah, but
said, kids will stop doing what you say and they're gonna do what you do. And I gotta keep I'm just mute my mic. My son he keep being up at the top of the steps calling me.
They
My youngest
spoiled.
one. Boy.
but see,
Yeah,
I think
But what
that's a key too though
What
when
the
you start talking about
Mark invisible?
co-parenting though, fam. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You
not
co-parenting,
when I
invisible.
man.
I
say
thought you was gone.
like
I'm like, where you go?
when I say consistent co-parenting, I mean no matter what the scenario is, as the man, as the father,
Hmm.
you don't let nothing deter you from what time you're supposed to spend with your youngins. Like if
Right,
God
right.
forbid,
And that's what I was about to say,
like
fam.
Hey, let
but
me
it take
ask y'all a
genuine
question.
effort. I'm talking
Hey,
I'm
About
let
talking about
Mark.
both
That
both
Mark been trying to talk for
parents,
the longest.
both
Let Mark talk real quick.
go ahead.
putting
Go on here, Mark.
You still there, Mark?
it's
Mark.
both. Can y'all hear me?
Oh, I hear you. We hear you.
Yeah,
Yep.
copy that.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, but when we talk about co-parenting, a lot of people they want to sit out here and celebrate Mother's Day like it's just ours. But no, that makes you a great mother. That makes you a father. If you're a single parent, you stay in that role. And I think a lot of problems come in because people are not addressing the fact that people are trying to play both roles and you cannot play both roles.
Mm.
You need both of those people in the house, the mother and the father. It's accountability on both.
Right, it's accountability on both parents.
You doing this, but see, but a lot of times in America, we think somebody getting that my child is going to be okay.
You gonna get it out bad.
Yeah,
You
your stuff is
your
lagging.
If
audio is
It was
going
everybody's
out
at,
kind of.
bad.
It was kind of working at first.
Yeah,
It's just lagging.
Yeah, it's like real choppy.
yeah, he
What
needs
you
to
at work or
rock
my
out.
something,
bad.
Mark?
I'll
I
wait
hear
till I
what
get
he's
set.
saying. I hear what he's saying, you know?
Yeah, I hear him a little
Yeah,
bit.
Yeah.
You
I
at
hear
work,
what he's
Mark?
saying. I understand
yeah.
what he's
I'll
saying.
wait till I'll wait till I get stayed at the house, and I'll jump
I
back
was here. We
on.
was hearing a little bit,
Appreciate
but it
y'all,
just
though.
kept going in.
Yeah, it started going out bad.
No, no,
But
Man,
you good, man. Keep it going, bro. Keep it
like
going.
my definition of co-parenting, right, is God forbid, like me and my lady, we ain't going separate ways. But my sons, you see, I put both my sons on camera. It was both my sons. You know what I'm saying? My only two boys. There's no work schedule. There's no, there's nothing. There's no go chill with my homies. There's none of that that'll come before the time that I got to dedicate to my sons. Because like you said, it starts with cleaning, fixing your own roof. So I know my legacy lives through them, no matter what the cost. No matter what the cost, my legacy lives through them. I don't give a shit how down and out shit get. If I got to catch a bus to and from work, if I got to do this, do that, I'm gonna make sure I get it done because of what I got to show them. The impression I got to leave on them, whether me and her make it or not. I can't let that disrupt the routine that I'm building with my sons. No matter what. I don't give a shit if I got to go to court. We got to get 50-50, or we got to do custody, or we got to do visitation. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. If you and a woman have children and y'all don't work out, that is not, and the man, if you leave the house, that's not a get out of parenting free card. That's not. Even if the woman says, I'm gonna put you on domestic, she put you on child support, you can't use, you got a lot of men that use that shit as an excuse. Like, oh, she got me on child support, I pay my child support. That shit don't fucking matter. It don't matter. You still gotta go see them. You still gotta go put in that time. If you gotta walk, ride a bike, get a bus, it don't matter. But you got a lot of dudes that'll lay up under another chick, around another chick and her kids, but they spend more time around somebody else's kids than they spend around their own. Talk about accountability on all sides. You gotta have that kind of accountability too. Because that's what's really going on. Not like hypothetical, not like, what if no, this is really happening in real life. We all know people that do this shit. We all do.
Hell
So
yeah.
the biggest thing that I think two people in a relationship could do, if the man want the woman to let him lead, and the man want the woman to be submissive, and the woman wants somebody that's gonna lead, you gotta show them, come up with a plan. Come up with a realistic motherfucking plan for y'all relationship. Like, sit down, pen, paper, put the shit down, put it in numbers, break down y'all finances. You got, like, people ain't having them type of conversations in a lot of relationships, man. Like, cause neither side is planning for the long haul. People stop planning for the long haul. And that shit is crazy to me. My fault. I just went on a rant real quick, but
No, I feel let them out, man. Let people know, man. Let them
that
know.
it's real. Like a lot of people can't really sit down and say that, yo, me and my ex, we really had a financial plan. Like, we really had a plan and it just didn't work out because of X, Y, Z. No, most people's relationships end for the same old bullshit reasons. Gossip,
Man, no weak
social
relationships,
media,
bro.
and most people's
You be having weak
relationships end for the
relationships.
same shit.
You be having
Infidelity,
weak
all of that shit.
relationships. That's what we be
Disrespect,
having.
all of it. DV, all of it. Most people's relationships end for the same shit. Remember, like Kev was talking about the other night, like, if more people actually really sat down and had conversations with their neighbors or the person across the street, they'll find out that humans are more alike than anything.
Yes,
We're more
yes.
alike than
You
anything.
feel me?
Mm.
So, like, when people talk about, this is what's causing this is what's causing that. Well, what's the solutions though? Let's get to that. Let's get to what do people think the solutions are in relationship, and it got to be solid. You got to be able to, like some of the youngsters, if you could show them how to get money legally on some entrepreneurship for real, like, show them the proof is in the pudding. Look, youngin, I did it. Then the youngins will follow you. Same way your lady will, like, babe, look, I just bought 4 vending machines, and I got 2 warehouses that said we could put them in there, and I already got them in there. Now listen, I took a couple thousand out the savings to buy them, but look, watch what it do. And then she was like, all right, motherfucker, we gonna see what it do. We gonna see what it do. And then 3 months later, look, babe, we got an extra $5,000 right now. So we already got our money back. Plus we got 1,500, and we both
That's
working. And
teamwork,
They
bro.
come
don't
on,
they
man.
That's
don't listen.
teamwork.
They don't
That's
know nothing about
teamwork.
that, baby.
Come
They
on,
don't know
man.
nothing about
Man,
that level up. They don't know. They
yeah,
don't
that's the
know.
stuff we're
Their
supposed to
mind
teach
ain't
them.
there.
I know I'm prepared to do that. I'm single because why I'm single. For one, I'm probably traumatized from my last relationship. Two,
Mm-hmm.
every time I do try to find a relationship with a woman, first thing come up out of her mouth is a price. She
Oh
give me
yeah.
a Christmas. She give me a Christmas list in February. You know,
You
and you
know,
only
Them the ones you
and
want
you
to
ain't even
dodge,
got the
man.
kiss yet.
I met a guy one day. I was out somewhere or something, and I was just buying somewhere, and he was like, I mean, this was a stranger now. He looked at me. He said, "Wow." He said, "You're beautiful." He said, "But you're very grateful. You're great. You show a lot of gratitude, don't you?" And I looked at him kind of weird, and I said, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, I wish my girl was like that." He
Boy,
was like,
crawling in the building. What's the
He said, "I spent $400 on this girl for Christmas." And he was like, she telling me that she didn't like the stuff that I got her. She was acting mad, like I didn't spend enough money on her. And I was like, really? And
dog?
he was saying they live together. That's what I'm saying. He was like, and and this is a stranger. And I'm like, wow,
That's crazy.
that's crazy. Like, and I'm like, and I kept thinking in my mind, I said, I know this man paying bills. He probably washing cars. He doing everything, and you complaining about $400.
It's nothing like
When me and my husband first got married, the first couple of years it was rough because he was in the military, and I had moved out there with him. We literally had to piece everything together. I never complained. I slept. I went from sleeping in like a $15,000 bed every night before I got married to sleeping on an air mattress. I had to sleep on an air mattress for 2 months. And when I tell you, I was on
Yeah, I'll be
cloud
back in a minute.
nine.
Got some father things to do.
Okay, for
I
sure, brother.
I was on
But I ain't gonna drop. I'm
cloud
just gonna mute.
nine because
Okay.
I didn't get married for that. I wasn't worried about that because I knew that I knew
We
it wasn't
need
gonna
more
be like
women
that
like
forever.
her.
But I knew it wasn't gonna be like that forever. And that's the thing. Women don't. I ask women when they say, "Oh, I want to get married," are you in love with him? Are you in love with him? If you
No, it's
didn't
the money.
marry him, if you didn't marry him because you love him and y'all want to be together forever, if you're being with people because, oh, I want my bills paid, or oh, I'm trying to have this kind of setup, that's you're gonna fail. It's not gonna work. It's not, because what you have to be able to do is be in the trenches with each other. It's not gonna. I don't care if you marry a millionaire. You don't think he not gonna hit hard times? See,
Man, a
that's what's
millionaire
wrong
go
with
broke.
people.
A millionaire go broke
They
within
do.
a second, just like
Right.
me.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's the thing. Don't you know back in the days, back in the old days in black families with our ancestors that used to be here back in the 50s, 80s, 1800s, even the slave days when they had families. They didn't have wealth like that, like how we got it. It's easy for us to go out there and make money nowadays because we got all types of things at our disposal. But back then, they was faced with racism, people's not want to give them work at places, bands, all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And it's like the women didn't go look for a man because he had money. They looked for that man that she felt that they could build a household together
Right.
with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Usually they go out and find them a brother, a king that ain't got nothing.
Right.
A brother
Right.
that's sitting there drinking all day, drinking
Mm-hmm.
night train and beer all day on the corner with the other brothers, no job, and they get with that brother. They do that thing, consummate the relationship. Now you got that brother working.
Yeah, and I had people, even some of my friends before I got married, they was like, you gonna marry him. Like, and it wasn't because, and it didn't have anything to do with who he was, because they knew he was a great guy. They liked him. But they looked at it like I was downgrading. They felt like I was downgrading because of the way I raised, what I was used to, what I had, the luxuries. And I'm like, but the thing about it is, my daddy started with nothing. When my mom and daddy met, he was living in a little 1 bedroom apartment. My mama already had a house. She had a house, she had a car, she was a college graduate. He built himself up from the ground up. He was not no blue collar, he was hood. And she was the complete opposite. But he had a vision. He had a vision. When they first met, they sat in the car for 10 hours and talked for 10 hours and just talked in the car, rode around the city the whole day and just talked. And she said she fell in love with him. She knew he was going to do. He didn't have anything. He was building himself up. And a lot of people would have looked at her and been like, what you doing with him? And what they built together, and I saw that. So I was never going to marry. My same thing with my grandmama. I wasn't raised like that either, but I understood what that looked like. When you get two people together that really love each other, that want to be there for each other, that want each other to be successful. A lot of these people are in competition. You can't be in competition with your man. Your man can't be in competition with you. Y'all got to be working together. I have to listen. My husband has sacrificed, and I have sacrificed. We both have sacrificed for each other because we both want to see each other win. These women, and the thing about it is, if you're doing good, right, and you're a woman that's successful, and you get with the right man, that's going to quadruple. Instead of you running around here trying to have it going on your own, why not get with a good man, and then y'all can really build a legacy?
Man, tell you, man, you gotta turn your live to that, man. I'm telling you, be preaching.
Mm.
Yeah,
Man,
I got some
it's
I
more
nothing
like
like
scriptures
that.
a
too, Kev.
grateful woman, man. It's nothing like,
Right?
and he said a dude or stranger read that. That's how you know that's rare. That's
Yeah,
all.
because
That's all a man asks for.
Right. And I guess I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was looking like I wouldn't. I don't know what I was doing, and it's like even I just never been that, but I always was right. My grandmama used to always tell me, just like you up, you can come down. Always stay grateful. Always stay grateful. Always stay humble. And I grew up. And that's the thing. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, people with money they act like." No, not all of them. Not all of them don't act. Now it's more rare today, but see, I grew up around old people. Like I was 10 and 11 hanging out with 70 and 80-year-olds. I grew up around real wisdom. The people who watched me, the people who picked me up from school, the people who played with me, they were old people. I didn't grow up around no little teeny boppers like that. So the wisdom that was poured into me and what I saw, that's what gave me my foundation. Because I didn't see, and they had problems, they had hard times, but they was together. It was a united front
Yeah,
at
yeah,
all
they went
times.
through ups and downs, you know.
Right.
One thing about our ancestors, our grandmothers and grandfathers, when they got married, they had long marriages. They
Mm-hmm.
stick together to they separate through what do you call it? Through passing on. A lot of
My
that's
grandmama told
that's
me when
the
I got
OG.
married. Yes.
My mother and my father was together till my mother left.
Yeah.
And I was in prison when my mother left about what, 2012, and I got the notice a day before the funeral. And my family was trying to call up there and tell them, hey, um, your mom, she's gone. But it's like when they called up there, they gave them the answering service. When they left the answer service to the COs there, they ignored them. And when I found out an illegal way by using the phone that we had up in the facility, a
Uh-huh.
cell phone that we had in the facility. And when my mom T told me the news about my mother, it broke my heart. And I'm running
Yeah.
around panicking. I ain't talked to my dad or nothing. And a brother, he came to me, a Muslim brother by name of Dawood David Taylor. He came to me. He said, "What's wrong, brother?" Let him know the news. He took his last $5 on his phone card to let me use his phone to call my pops.
Yeah.
And the phone card is valuable up in the dungeon. And the thing is, my moms and my pops, they've been going through ups and downs through that whole marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been witnessing it. I witnessed it even in the crack epidemic. Ups and downs, ups and downs. But when they is up, it is beautiful. It is historical within that family.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right? That's what our young brothers and sisters need to know. Don't go up in no relationship thinking you fit to get, mainly with a lot of young sisters and a lot of young brothers. Don't go up in a relationship thinking you're gonna get pampered and spoiled, be getting wealth, riches, gifts, money from your partner. Nah, y'all
Mm-hmm.
gotta go up in a relationship is we get together and we fit to go tackle these problems so we can get up out the stormy weather. Because we don't
Yeah.
have no shelter over us. We gotta get the stormy weather. And by me and you being together, we're companions. We're linked together. It's us against the world now.
It's very important to be friends. I can't I just can't, I can't stress that enough. It's important for couples to be friends. Like
Impossible for a
people get
man. It's impossible for a man and a woman to be friends like that without intimacy.
That's my
It's only,
next topic.
it's
Hold on.
only, it's only
That's my
prescribed for.
next topic. You giving away my topics. That's
Mm,
actually gonna be one of my next topics. But see, I disagree with you because I know it can be done because I
What y'all
saw it
talking about? What's
growing
the
up.
topic?
He talking about men and women can't be friends without intimacy.
Oh,
The
you
same
did tell
thing
me. You
we
did talk
the
about
same
that. I
thing we
got you.
talked about, right? But see, I disagree
Yeah.
with that because I saw that. I saw that growing up. I know it can be done. And the thing about it is, it's who it's done with. This is how I feel. If you love somebody or you care about them and you value, that's the key word. You have to value whatever you have with that person. If you don't have enough self-control, and I'm not saying because we all make mistakes and things like that, but if you really love somebody and you value that friendship or you really care about them, you will do nothing to ruin that. Once people figure out relationships, real friendships mean something. That is a substance that is priceless. My granddaddy told me If you die with 3 real friends, you have lived your life. Okay? I'm telling you, when my grandmother died, she had about 300 people at her funeral. She had YT people at her funeral. She had all types of people at her funeral. My grandmama was just a regular grandmama, a woman who worked and raised her family, but the impact that she had on so many people, and it was not just women. She had men, grown men, sobbing at her funeral like that was their mama. Her pastor, the church that I grew up in, you know what he called my grandmama? His friend. So when people say, "Oh, you can't be friend," a man and a woman can't be friends without intimacy, that's untrue. That's
Yeah,
very untrue.
it's easy to be friends with a
Can't
pastor
wait
and
to that
keep the
day though,
meeting
because I'm the
together.
opposite thinking.
Every best friend I have, I be trying to.
You're the opposite thinking, Kev.
yeah,
You on the wrong
yeah. Because
page.
I actually when I was listening to and it was a valid point. I was listening to I don't know if you listen to Fresh and Fit and stuff. They had valid points though, and they was actually proving that stuff. Cause I don't want to talk about it because I know you want to wait on your stuff though. But I'm gonna put it this way: somebody in that predicament, because they have valid points. But it's like what they were saying is like, what's the point of like you can be friends? If a dude needed friends so bad, he can be friends with another man. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then most of the
But
time,
but but see that but see but your guy friend, men can only show so much compassion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, men are. When I say that, I don't mean like they just. It's just what it is. A woman, a feminine woman, is a nurturing woman. So if you have a female friend and you going through something, she will be able to comfort you like a man would not even be able to. And I ain't talking about physical and intimacy.
it's like
Yeah.
not talking shit.
Oh
Yeah,
my
when I
Put
wanted
God.
to
my
talk
head on your
about
bosom,
hey,
you
if
know.
I ever
Kev,
have a female friend,
you
look,
gotta
sis,
get it together, Kev. Okay, because I told you the other night, and this is the thing. This is where in it because it's a lot of, and I feel like a lot of men. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people couldn't do it. I'm not saying it will be a whole lot of that going on. I'm saying it can be done. I'm not
Yes, it
saying
can.
that. Yeah, it can be done, but it
But
just depends on who you involve, like who is involved. Because if you got somebody who is not don't have no self control, they just of course that's probably gonna happen. But if you have two people that are mature, they value each other's friendship, why would you wanna mess that up? But I'm not gonna lie,
I'm gonna put it this
wait a
way
minute.
though. The reason why I said that is because, like I said, majority of the time, if it is that situation, if they didn't, reason why they could be friends is that because the woman had set the standard. Because majority of the time, I'm just saying for average man. I'm just saying for average man, because majority of the time it's nothing a man is getting. Not that, like I said, you said the compassion, all that stuff. He can get a dude that relates with him and all that stuff. I mean, I have friends that do all that for me. You know what I'm saying? I literally have friends, and I ain't talking. I gotta lay on their chest and all. That's
Right,
crazy
no, then
stuff. But
that's
I'm just
not what I'm
saying like.
talking about either. Right, I'm not talking. Yeah, I'm not talking about that
But
either.
I was saying like I don't want to try to sound because they make it sound bold though, but I understand what they saying, but I don't want to this sound they make it sound. But basically, it's just the thing is if you ask like one of your friends or something like that, like if they would hit, they probably would, but they just not doing it because they made that they put that standard down. I mean, they put that thing down to let them know like I don't know how to put it though.
it's
I'm trying to
just
word it a
friends.
different way, but
I mean, and I see the comments with the sounds like an emotional side chick. I don't. The thing about it is, and I'm gonna bring up one of my favorite classic movies, and I know everybody gonna say it was a movie, but Love Jones is a perfect example of men and women being able to be friends without intimacy. And that is a black love story. Now, yes, two of them did hook up. Well, really, three of them hooked up. But the other women that was in the group that were friends, there was a group and they was tight, and they didn't. And that's what I'm saying. Like when people say it's very small minded, I'm so sorry, but it's very small minded because that's why a lot of people miss out on great people because
You
they
said what
have
you mean
those
by small
types of
minded?
mentality. That's why a lot of people miss out on great friendships, because they have those types of mentalities, because they feel like you putting yourself in a box. You're basically saying, "Oh, I got homeboys that can do everything that I need a friend to do." But if you meet a woman and she is a great person, and you really vibe with it, just like you would vibe, not saying it wouldn't, because men are different. So your friendship with her is not going to be just like your homeboys, but you still can have a genuine friendship with this woman. I don't, and I know it would be very hard for a lot of people to do that, but it's not impossible. You have to see the value in that person. You have to be that has to mean something to
Hey,
you.
you saying be friends first? See, that's the mistake that a lot of sisters
But
tell me personally. Personally, that's a mistake that they all inform me of is when we first meet, then I'm trying to develop a bond, a connection between us, and they
right,
stop me in in the middle of the road and say, "Hey, we're just friends."
but
And it's like, okay, we're friends, but you have to
right,
understand what type of friends do I got? How do I view friends?
right,
Because
right,
a man view friends differently
right,
from a female point of view. Because me, I view friends as all my friends in real life, all the male friends and female friends I said I ever had, they all came in my life as friends. We all exchanged as friends, and they left, and I don't see them no more unless they just blowing in the wind. And I'm like, hey, what's up? Remember me? Hey, it's my partner or whatever. We see each other on social
right.
media.
Yeah, that is. I
But
was about to say that is a point right there. I think male and female, they look at, they do look at things different though, especially when it comes to friends and stuff.
But I
It,
have
it
I
might
have a
seem,
friend. I
huh?
have a friend right now, and her best friend is a man. Her
Yeah.
best friend is a man, and he
Mhm.
is married.
Oh yeah, for sure,
Okay.
for sure. But if
But
he
it ain't, but
wasn't
no, no, no,
married
no,
though,
no, 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 no. It ain't no for sure nothing, because y'all just went against everything I just said. So when I say that, you can't say for sure for sure. So it happens, and it's happening, and people are being said. Like I said, it all boils down to what you value and what like I said, I grew up seeing it, so I have a totally different perspective. I know it can be done,
yeah.
and my thing is this, and I even, and a lot of women that I know that do have real friends, the little couple of friends that they usually be men. Even if it's just one or two, they usually be men. Now that don't mean they hanging out, going out all the time, and they probably are not doing those types of things together, especially if they're in a relationship, but they can count on each other. They can call each other, they can talk to each other, they can confide in each other. It's
let
about
me
what
ask you a
friendship
question, because
means to you. Yeah,
I
but it's
remember
about
I
what
had
friendship means to you.
yeah, I had a girlfriend. Well, we was up in a serious relationship, right? And she had a male friend who happened to be her ex boyfriend. Then she had another male friend who happened to have sex with her, but she said these is just my friends. Then I met other girls who came and counted with me who had male friends, and they like these my friends. And it's like by you being my woman, I'm not feeling comfortable with you having male friends.
Right. Especially somebody that you already been intimate. Now I can understand that. Now if you
Yeah,
in a
let me
relation now if
finish.
you in a
Let me say
relationship
this,
with
sis.
somebody
Let
and
me
you
ask
still
you a question. Let me ask you a question. Now, by you telling me that we're friends, right? You want to be friends first, right?
no,
Now,
you only gonna be my friend. I didn't say, I mean, in my situation, because I'm already in a relationship. I'm married.
yeah,
So yeah,
I,
but
no, I'm not saying it like that, sis. I
oh, I no,
respect
no,
it.
I know you just being hypothetical, but I'm saying
Yeah,
because
but the
it
thing
but
is, what I'm trying to get, the point I'm trying to get to is the blockage of me developing a unification with my peoples, with someone that's a potential. Because when a woman tell me, "Oh, we just friends," that's a turnoff. It's like, oh, she ain't got no interest in me,
But
and that's
that,
what all
but
guys
that's
think.
that's what I'm saying. You're going into it with other motives. Let me tell you something. When you meet a woman and you want to be friends with her, and you want to, I'm gonna tell you this, most men, when they see a woman, they want more than friendship. That's why they're gonna want more than friendship. It's not for every man. So see, what you just said right there canceled it out, because you said if a woman tell you she want to be friends, you already turned off. Friendship is not about turning on and turning. It's not a physical. It's not when you're talking about platonic, let's use that word. Okay, I'm not talking about romantic relationships right now. I'm talking about strictly platonic. I'm not talking about getting to know somebody to date them and move into a relationship. I'm talking about two people meeting each other and actually being genuine friends, not going into it with no ulterior motives, not going into it trying to date, not going into it even thinking about that. That is very possible, and it has happened, and it does happen, but it only happens with people who they want those things, and they link with other people who want the same things and have it's all about a mindset. Because I saw it. I saw
It's
men.
possible.
It is, but it takes years.
I,
This is
I
not
put it this way. I wouldn't trust that situation because it might be possible, but it ain't probable. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, most of the men, they want to. And if you give them the opportunity, they probably would. You know,
right.
it's always a reason why you with somebody or some
But
type of connection.
right, I had a friendship. When I
Yeah.
lived in, and this was when I was married, I had a friendship. And this was when I was living in Virginia. Me and him were friends for 2 years. We met at my job. We never went out. I never saw him outside of my job. We talked on the phone all the time. He was very attractive, an older man, very well established, very educated, extremely smart. He was a very good man, and we were the bestest of friends. My husband knew about it and everything. I don't see, the one thing about me and with relationships is I'm very transparent. I don't lie, I don't sneak, and I don't do anything. I don't do those things. So if I'm dealing with somebody on whatever level, the person that I'm in a relationship with, especially my husband, is going to know, right? Me and this man talked on the phone for 2 years. He never made a pass at me. He used to give me, compliments like, oh, you got it, as far as my business and the way I carried myself, but it was never anything physical. Now, at the end of those 2 years, we had a really bad storm here. And my husband was away. And he shot his shot after 2 years. And I never thought that we never had that type of relationship, so I didn't see it coming. And I
What she said.
wasn't, yeah, I didn't see it coming, because he was making remarks like, oh, I'm gonna send you a plane ticket, you need to leave, you're not going home. When I told him I wasn't going home, he told me I need to come up there with him. I ignored it. I didn't, I didn't ignore it. Like, I acknowledged it, but I didn't like, oh yeah, okay, and I was like, oh,
See
okay,
what that
well,
turned
I'm good.
into?
But no, but it
But
was so,
you
but no, this is
you
what
trying
made
to
it
hold on to that friendship, right?
right. I was trying to,
You
because
you
we
don't
were
want it
really
to
good
go to
friends.
that next
And
level, right?
yeah, but just listen to what I'm saying. But it was devastating for me, because this is somebody that I had built such a great rapport. And what was so devastating was, once he knew he wasn't gonna get that, he completely walked away from me. He never called me again. It was it was heartbreaking,
Yeah.
because what I'm saying is, I get it, but what I'm saying is, he didn't have the right mentality in the beginning. Because if he had a really, think about it like this: you take 2 years to get to know somebody. This is a great person, y'all have a great friendship, and for you to just walk away from somebody like that, you were never real and honest in the beginning. It was fake in the beginning. You had an ulterior motive. When people go into situations like that, it will never work. It's
But
never gonna
like
work.
this, majority of men is going to feel that way
And
and
that's
do the
fine.
same
That's the
thing.
but I'm
I
not
do I
talking
do
about
the
the and
same things all the time.
I understand that, but I'm not talking about the majority. I get that. I didn't say it was gonna happen a lot. I didn't say that
Mhm.
that was gonna be an everyday type thing. I didn't say you were gonna run into it all the time. What I said is that it's possible. I saw it
Mhm.
growing up. I know it can be done. I saw it with multiple people growing up. So I know
Mhm.
it can be done, but it's about who the person is. And honestly, he could have been embarrassed. I don't really know. But I tried to do damage control, and I tried to let him know that it was okay. And I wasn't just gonna stop talking to him because of that. you know, but he took the option to not speak to me anymore. And it hurt me because I felt like, and we had built a very good friendship, and he may have felt rejected. And that's
Yeah,
what I feel.
he
But
felt that by him getting at you, you know, trying to make that pass, it kind of like ruined the friendship because he feel that he's being rejected, you know,
right.
and it turned that friendship feeling turns to animosity because you's a female, you's a woman, and
But
when a, if you
I
become my
understand.
friend, look,
Yeah, I get all
yeah,
of that. But what I'm saying, all I was saying was that it can be done. It just has to be with the he was not able to do it. Just like you said, a lot of men are not gonna be able to. But if you're not gonna be able to, don't play into that narrative, because I never led him on. I never gave him a reason to. I really never
A
did that.
reason.
But
yeah,
no,
that's
but
why I
he knew.
say
But see the
men and
thing.
women
But the
can't
thing.
really be friends like that. It's
Well,
only a certain level of
but but
friendship we can
but
have for each other.
all I was gonna say is, because he knew I thought he was very attractive. I told him he was very attractive, but I didn't make passes at him. I told him he was very attractive. I spoke very highly of him because he was an upstanding man. He was a great father. He was a great co-worker. He was a great person. So I spoke very highly of him. So maybe he felt like as time went on, because I thought so great of him, that he could possibly, but he took it to a whole nother level, because he was talking about taking me away from my husband and everything. Like he took it to a whole nother level. Yeah, he took it to a whole nother level. But
Hey,
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Wait,
yeah.
so he made
When
his
you
move?
became friends
Oh
with
yeah,
him,
yeah, yeah.
No, I
when you
know I
became
told you. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
yeah,
But
when
I'm
you
but what I'm but no but I'm saying but all I'm saying is that it can be done. You can't.
It
But
can.
he went into it with the wrong. He didn't have the right mindset. That's all I'm saying.
This
Now
gonna get
hey,
maybe.
juicy tonight at your live. I
let
can't
me,
wait.
let me,
I can't
hey,
I'm going
wait.
on live. I'm on live
I
with you
can't
all night
if,
tonight.
wait. I already see already. I'm about to be the devil's advocate though, but I still love you, Dazzle. I still love you.
But
Yeah, no.
all I'm
if I
saying
could,
is,
mm,
and we
if
all
I could
have
say,
eyes,
hey,
but my thing is, we all have eyes, right? So
Mm-hmm.
right, we all have eyes, right? So if you attracted to somebody, you gonna say, "Oh, they nice looking. You're very attractive," and all of those things. But like I said, it's a maturity level, and then that you have to. I feel like with me, my opinion with that is, if you care about what you have with this person, a friendship, why would you ever want to cross the line? Because just like you
let,
said, when
let
that
me,
happened, it ruined the whole thing.
let me say this D-Dub up here, y'all. Let me say this.
What's
I've
the
been
deal,
listening to
hey,
D?
y'all
I ain't
for a
never
while.
seen you on camera before. I always seen you in lives and stuff.
I
Never
know,
seen
right? Ain't too often I even come in the box
you.
because
Right.
you might get too much heat, and I try not to keep the camera on, so I'm gonna be real quick. Hey, y'all are
uh,
talking about great topics, man. I like to see the younger generation below me do something different, um, and be focused on trying to do the right thing. Um, because my generation, we didn't do it the best, and y'all probably won't do it the best neither. It's a learning process for all of us. I'm gonna bring some. I'm gonna drop some jewels on y'all to think about. Not to get off Miss Dazzle conversation. I'm gonna leave that alone. Everything ain't good for everybody, but
mm-hmm.
that's everybody's
Mm-hmm.
business, right? She got it right. But I want to drop this jewel on y'all to think about when it comes down to men and women. When it comes down to us and meeting, um, I think the key component. We all got desires, opinions, ideas, feelings, and thoughts as to what we should not do, how we should come together as one, and how we should stay together. But I'm gonna put something real simple on you for y'all to think about. I'm a Libra, so that's with the scales, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
scales, you're trying to weigh something, balance it out, right?
Word.
But in the middle of that scale is the most important part, which is the fulcrum, right? And the fulcrum is what actually balances between the two to give true measurement. Meaning, when a man meets on one side of that scale, a woman meets on the other side of that scale, they are attempting to balance each other out. And everything in life must balance, even nature, right? Nature has
Yeah.
to balance itself. We have to do the same. But
Yep.
oftentimes, what we do is we put the wrong thing in the fulcrum. We put money, compatibility, understanding, wealth, just whatever, all these non superficial things which at any time can change. Vanity is what we put in that fulcrum.
Hmm.
And when those things begin to change, you off balance, right? And when you off balance too much, rather woman or man, that's when you're gonna have a problem. So I
Right.
encourage our young generation to put God, whatever that is for you, or the belief in that fulcrum.
Most
Because that's
definitely,
the
man.
only thing you're gonna have in your life
That's
that
what's gonna
don't
keep
never
the
change.
balance.
Exactly. And what it does, it allows men to come to a woman asking her not only to submit to him, but to submit what he submits to.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, she has something greater to hold him to than just himself, his thoughts, and his desires. And he has the same thing to hold her accountable for, other than her desires, her thoughts, and her feelings. So I encourage y'all to whatever that looks like for you, whatever you believe in, but make sure the fulcrum that you choosing to balance your life and your marriage and your relationship on is something that's never changing. It's something that y'all both can meet to and agree to. Because when a woman has something in mind and a man has something in mind these days, we don't live in a traditional way where man says this the way it's gonna be. No, we live in a way where men and women are meeting each other on the same level, doing the same responsibilities, and upholding the same, structure in life. And that's to be observed. But when we bump heads and don't know which way to go, rather right or left, someone has to make a decision. And so if you read in the Bible, it says, two cords tied together is strong, but three cords cannot be broken. When you make that
Mm.
fulcrum, when you make that fulcrum in your relationship of God or something that's forever unchanging, you are adding that third cord to your relationship. You have taken it from being strong to being unbreakable. And I
Hmm.
just
And,
wanted to
and
pour
and
that
this is
on you.
and this is what I believe. I believe all things through Christ will strengthen me. Okay, because let me tell you something, and I can do all things through Him.
We
Okay,
about to end
and
up
what
running some people out this live now.
that
We talking a
means,
little too
and,
juicy.
and what that means is that I can have a male friend if God see fit
She
for it
gotta
to be.
squeeze that in there.
Yeah, and if God see fit for that to be just like a woman, if
Most
He
definitely.
want, He's gonna bring the right people in my life. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a man or a woman, it doesn't say nowhere in the Bible women can't just be friends with men and men can't be.
No, I
It
don't
don't
say that.
say that, and
It
and
don't
No,
that's
say
the
that.
thing.
I'm not.
People
I
come
don't
up with
say.
all of
Hold
these
on, Dazzle. Hold
illusions.
on, Dazzle. Dazzle,
Uh
we
huh.
heard you, sweetheart.
Mhm.
Look,
Mhm.
I'm
Okay.
not saying you wrong. I'm not saying you wrong. I have
Cause
no
I'm getting,
authority.
listen,
Hold
I've
on,
already
hold on,
gotten
hold
judged.
on,
Wait a
hold
minute,
on. No,
hold on. I've already gotten judged on this app, okay, as a
I
married
have
woman,
nothing to do with
okay?
your judgment, though. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
not me.
talk to
I'm
you
talking
now,
about
right?
other people. I know you not,
I
baby. I
know,
ain't
but
talking
I
about
ain't
you.
other people. So
Yeah,
I
but
had this
I'm not
conversation
talking
with you,
about
right?
you. Yeah, I'm not talking about you though, love. I'm not talking about you. I'm just speaking in general, okay? We get judged, okay. And I if I if my grandmama told me that your marriage is what you make it. When you marry somebody, y'all set the standard. That's why honesty and trust is very important in a relationship,
Do,
because
do you want to hear anybody else's opinion other than your own?
I've been listening.
But
You
I'm
know
just
what,
asking
I'm a
on
mute,
this
and
Only
you
thing
know
I
what,
know
on
is,
on
only thing I
on,
know is when
on
you in a relationship with your
that why I
partner
was in the
and
box,
you
bro.
have friends of the opposite sex, that only causes problems. You gonna have to let that friend
It
go, because I
it
know I
doesn't
ain't
have
gonna have a
to.
woman who gonna be talking on the phone with no other man besides me.
It doesn't
That's for
have to
sure.
cause problems. It may not cause problems. For some people, it may not. For some people, it may. It will determine the quality of people in which you keep yourself around and what's
mm-hmm,
the fulcrum in their life.
yes,
Doesn't weigh out the fact that it's gonna happen for the good or happen for the bad. What I do inquire all y'all to take into consideration is when you get married, that is your best friend. If you
yes,
can't have that conversation with your husband or your wife, and you got to take it out here to the street to a friend, your
Mm-hmm.
relationship already losing in my book, in
So
my
Exactly.
yeah,
but
opinion.
but
I feel
whenever
you
you
on
So,
talk
that.
to
so
another
okay,
man
once
but
once you
privately,
two,
or you
hold on,
confront
don't
with it,
jump, don't beat me up, don't beat me up.
oh my God, oh
All I'm
Lord, that's
saying is,
why. See, I
all I'm
can't.
saying
I'm
is,
not beating
y'all,
him up.
the younger generation, y'all may do things different. So Dazzle, you and your husband, y'all might stand on different chords. Y'all might be okay with that, and that might work for y'all. And y'all might have people around y'all that can work in that manner. I just heard you had an incident, but it's gonna happen too. And as long as you handle that situation correctly, you're gonna be all right, right?
But
But
just this one. Oh, okay. Because all I was gonna
but
say is, let me tell you something, baby. You keep talking about this generation. My grandmother was 85 years old. She had male friends. Okay, I grew up seeing old people do that. So y'all keep hollering about this generation. Yeah, this generation mindset is jacked up.
I was about to say,
So,
yeah.
so
all
I
I'm
don't want to
saying,
hear nothing about this generation.
all I'm saying is what you saying. It's gonna work for some people, but it
Right.
ain't
I
gonna
didn't
work
say
for
I did. I
everybody.
never said it was
That's
gonna work for everybody. I never
for
said that.
and to add on, but not take away from what you said. I even went to say this: your best friend should be your husband and your wife. It
And
is
I
gonna come
agree.
times where
Right.
y'all might need to venture out and communicate with somebody else. But I even encourage that to be another couple.
But listen, just listen what I'm saying. Me having a guy friend doesn't have anything to do with my husband not being my best friend. Just because I have a listen, I can tell my husband everything. I don't have to venture out to nobody to speak on my marriage. You are talking about one specific thing. Oh, well, I don't recommend you go because your husband or your wife is your best friend. Friendship is not about venturing off from my husband. That's
No,
not
I
what
don't. I
friendship
don't.
is about.
Me myself, I don't agree with having outside friends that don't stand on the same principles. Meaning, what a marriage couple, what does a married woman get from a single man? What does a single man get from a married woman? Like at the end of the day, when you step from being single to being married, you just stepped in a whole different ball game. It's no more I and me. It now becomes us and we. So even our friendships, the people that we deal with, the things that we do, because we have family, we must put ourselves around people who like minded. So I don't agree with having single friends. Most of my guy friends, my partners, my players, they married too.
Right.
So when we get together and talk, we talk on common ground.
I
I
understand,
don't
but right, and but this is the thing. I'm not speaking about this for you to agree with me. This
I
ain't a
know. I mean,
conversation about
I wasn't
agreement. What
trying to.
all I understand, but what all the reason why I brought that whole conversation up was to say that it can be done. I'm not here to convince. I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. That, but I just want to say that first and foremost because a lot of men are never going to be able to wrap their mind around their wife being friends with another man. I get it. Thank God.
But you know
But
why
but
that
but
is?
I, but
Do
yeah,
you
but
understand why that is?
yeah, I understand.
Because
Me and
we
my
know men. Because
yeah,
we know men.
right. But
And just like
I
that
know,
dude
Just
yeah,
like
hovered
you
around
said,
right.
when
you,
you and your
that
husband
dude
fell
hovered
out,
around
Right,
you
and
for what, a
when
year?
you and your
I
husband fell out, your
understand,
friend
right,
made
and I
that
get,
pass after
but
2 years.
what I'm yeah, but all I
But
said
it,
was,
but
But now
huh?
you just
oh Lord,
waiting
I
for
can't
him to
say
make a
nothing.
pass and y'all just start out
I can't,
friends.
you
It
Come
know
wouldn't
what?
on,
work
That's
out.
About
man.
three
why
people talking at one
I'm
time.
not. You know what? That's why I'm gonna carry this over when I have my live. Cause when I talk about this, ain't gonna be none of that. Cause what I said was it can be done. I never said I was trying to convince anybody of anything or anything like that. I get it. I'm married. I've been married for 12 years, love. Okay. My husband know everything about me. That is my best friend. I don't do secrets. I don't do any of that. We don't do that up in here. I
Right.
get it.
All right.
Everybody, wait. Everybody gonna run their marriage to what's best for them. We have this conversation all the time. My husband knows that a man can be friends with a woman without sex because he's done it. You
Okay.
might not be able to do it. You might not be able to
I
do it.
don't choose to do it.
And that's
I don't
fine.
need
And,
to
and
do
it's
it.
Amen.
okay. But that's
That's
your
the only
choice.
difference.
But listen,
I never said you were wrong,
but
sweetheart. I
and
never said you were wrong.
I never said you were wrong. But when people come in and say,
Exactly.
but all I'm saying is when people come in and say, well, everybody can't do it. I never said everybody. That's why I'm like this because I never said everybody. The only point I was
The,
trying to make was that it can be done. That's the only
the,
point
the,
that I
the
was
Yeah,
only
trying to make.
reason.
it can be
The
done. You
only
know,
reason the
but
only reason
what,
why I even spoke up was because a lot of times we get lies and we tell our truth, right?
Right.
and we tell what works for us. And a lot of times you have people in these lives in the comments, right, that are looking for something in their own life. So I feel like it's very important a lot of times to tell both sides of the spectrum and not just one. So in this case, you told one side of the spectrum, right? And I told another. So it leaves an individual in the comments to still make a decision based on the two as to what's best for them. So I'm not saying you right or you wrong. And you don't have to say I'm right or I'm wrong.
Right.
It's just you choose and able to do yours in a way, and I do mine a way. It doesn't mean I lack self control or any of them other things. It's just that me myself, I don't choose to bring that into my
Right.
marriage. You feel what I'm saying? And to
Right.
each his own. And for the people in the comments, they can listen to both of us, and they can make that conscious decision to say,
Right.
hey, out of what I'm hearing from both of these individuals who are in that position of being married, which one would work for me?
Right, absolutely, and
Right? That's
that's
it.
why I made the point. That's why I said that you make your marriage is what you make it. Your marriage is between you and your spouse. That's why I
Mhm.
said that what work in my marriage is not gonna work in somebody else's marriage, and what work in your marriage may not work in somebody. I was just speaking on how I felt about this because this ain't even the topic. I don't even know how it turned in all this. All I was trying to make the point was that it's possible.
I'm
That
sorry.
was my own. No, you. I mean, no, I'm good. But I'm just saying it is possible. That was the only point I wasn't saying whether everybody could do it, whether everybody should do it. All
Mm.
I
Yeah.
said
I
was
think I
that.
mentioned that
Hey,
first though. I
sis, can
mentioned
I
that.
say something?
I mentioned.
Can I say
Hey, I'm
something?
I'm gonna catch out y'all because
All right, for sure.
I'm in this truck. I'm about to head to the house to be with the fam.
For
It was a
sure,
All right,
brother.
pleasure.
King. Be
Y'all
safe,
keep up the
King.
good work, man.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
be
man.
in and out
Have a
checking
good
you out,
Yeah.
bro.
night.
Thanks for coming
All
through,
right,
man.
you too, Dazzle.
Have a good
All
night.
right.
Yeah, King, Queen. Can I say something?
Yeah, this ain't my platform. You ain't gotta ask me.
Nah,
Let
it's
me
out of
shut up. Of
respect
course you
because
can.
you're a black queen. I always respect my sisters.
Oh,
With
thank
the
you.
So you gonna
especially
disrespect me though?
especially in the eyes of other people,
You gonna disrespect me though?
sisters. Yeah, I did. I created you. I
Say
said, "What's
no.
up, King?" When you first came on,
I'm talking
but
junk.
I don't want to be jocking you because you's a dude, blood. Yeah, but anyways, when we first started on that subject, you said you want to before you become intimately involved with a person, a relationship with that specific person, that you want to be friends.
No, that's not.
Now,
No, that's not what I said. What I said was in your relationship, you need to be friends. I never said that. I said you need to be friends in a romantic. I'm talking about romantic relationship now. In a romantic relationship, you absolutely need to be friends. And the reason why I said that was because what we were talking about earlier about relationships and why a lot of these relationships don't work out. Romantic relationships, a lot of romantic relationships don't work out because there's no established friendship. The relationship was never, it was built off of other pretenses. You have to get to know somebody. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. In order to truly fall in love with somebody, you really have to get to know them. You normally don't really get to know somebody unless you are friends with them. And when I say friends, I mean you already are being transparent. Y'all already are having all these types of conversations and
yeah,
topics.
yeah, y'all
That's
know each
that.
other.
Yeah, but
But you
yeah,
said in the beginning when you meet a person, you did what I'm saying. When you first meet a person, like say you meet me, and we exchange numbers and we become friends. It always
right,
starts off we exchange
right,
numbers when we
right,
talk,
right,
but the intentions is already there when we first exchange numbers. Cause we never meet no one and be like, oh, you gonna be my friend? Yeah, I'm gonna be your
right.
friend
But
too, and we
but
exchange
you
numbers,
change. But
and
yeah, but I'm not
our
exchanging.
intentions is to be friends. But when that man try to reach out to you when you had to spat with your husband, and things was going shaky, he try to like, cause then you meet him before your husband.
But the thing about it is though,
Did
people
you
are.
meet
But
him
let's
before
let's
your
listen
husband?
to what I'm saying. You can't speak for everybody's mindset, love. You can't speak
Yeah, I
for the way
know, but
I
I'm
think.
just trying to make
You
sense
can't
of
speak
this,
for.
sis.
I understand you trying to make sense of it, but you already have a set way of thinking about the situation. I'm not trying to get anybody to agree with me or disagree with me, and nobody can change my mindset on this. So I understand what you're saying, but the way I go into situations, even before I got married, when I exchanged numbers with a guy, it was to get to know him. right? I may
Mm-hmm.
have thought he was cute. Now I ain't gonna lie. I
Mm-hmm.
usually ain't gonna give my number to a dude that I'm just like that I feel is hideous, right? But
Yeah.
me personally, I've never really had a lot of preferences as what they talk about now. So if I feel like I'm interested in this person, I'm gonna exchange numbers with them. I'm gonna talk to them on the phone. I'm gonna ask them questions about themselves. They're gonna ask me questions about myself. I'm not automatically going into like, ooh, this gonna be my boyfriend. Now, men may do that. A lot of
Yeah,
men may
that's
get a
all.
girl
Yeah,
number
that's
and
what I'm trying to
automatically
get
know they
to. That's
want to
our
sleep
first
with a
mind
woman.
state. For all you ladies in the comments and watching this show, a man's first mind state when we first meet you and exchange numbers and exchange Instagrams is that we're gonna develop a relationship, not
That's
be
not
friends.
true. I know that's not true. I know that's not true.
That's all I was about to say. It's a
The,
well,
the,
I feel you while you're saying that, but I'm about to say men's point of view is different from a woman's point of view, though. It's not always. That's why I mentioned earlier that is that with the situation you talking about, that is more possible than probable. Like probable is like is unlikely to happen type
right, I get.
situation. We,
Right,
huh?
I get
Yeah.
it.
So yeah.
I
In
never said it was
reality,
gonna happen a
men
lot. I
thrive.
never.
Men seek to have relationships with
Hold up.
women when we first encounter.
You. What'd you
I
say,
Unless
Des?
we
never.
do
Again?
that rich and we already became friends and we
I
know each other from
I
childbirth.
never
If
said
it.
that it was gonna happen a lot. I never. You all keep saying it's
No.
not probable, but here's the thing.
Yeah,
I
I wasn't
never
saying that you
said
said that though. I was just saying that I was
not
just saying in
you,
general. I was just
but I'm
speaking in
saying
general. I wasn't
earlier in
saying
the
against you.
I know. No, I'm not. Look, I can't. I'm too nice for this. I can't. Because you know what? When I get the debating, people really be like, I don't know. It's just because I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. Like, I'm not trying to change. All I made a point was to say it's possible. That's the only reason why
Yeah.
I even made that. Because I didn't say it was going to happen a lot. I didn't say what the majority of men do. I didn't say what the majority of women do. All I said was that, is this possible? And I know this because I saw it. I can't speak for how other people think. You know what I'm
Yeah, I'm
saying?
literally agreeing with you.
No, I'm not talking. I'm not talking directly to you, Kevin. I'm
Oh.
speaking to everybody. No, babe, I'm not talking to you. But I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
saying you can't. All I was saying was that it's possible. That's it. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to. I know that it's not gonna happen a lot. I have had guy friends when I was younger that were just friends, and they were really good relationships as friends. We lost touch over the years, but I
Mhm.
know it can be done. Now, to say would those dudes have talked to me or not, they may have talked to me. I don't know. But what I'm basing it off of is the situations that I have been in and from what I have seen. That's how I know it can be done.
Yeah.
Now, I can't speak for what most men do because I'm not a man or how most men think, but I'm married to a man. And me and this man have these conversations. Well, in our marriage, we've had them a few times, and he agrees with me. And at the end of the day, that's all that really on my end. This is what
Exactly.
I'm speaking. That's what matters to me. I
I
can
feel
be
you.
open and honest in my relationship. I'm married to somebody who knows his wife, who
Yeah.
knows who I am, and that's what it's about. I
Okay.
also know him. I know how he is.
Yeah.
So that's why I went all back to when I said it's about the mind frame. It's about the way you think in a situation. If you all don't think like that, of course it's never gonna work. If you go into it saying, well, I don't feel comfortable, you have every right to feel that way. It's not a wrong or a right. It's just the way what you perceive, how you think. All I made a point was to say that it's possible. That's all I wanted to say about that, was that it's possible.
Yeah, it is. I ain't gonna lie. I see a lot. I run across a lot of individuals who have female friends, and they call them up while their men ain't around, or their men in another room, and be like, "Hey, Bobby, what do you think about this or that?" And he give them that input and be friends on a friendly level, But with me, through my life, I ain't never had female friends like that. I have female acquaintances, but most likely, if I like them and desire them, I'm gonna be trying to get up in that. At least try to get a one time treat. But
Well,
ba- but up on the other topic with the racism thing, can we be prejudiced and racist? Hell yeah, it's wrong. But then again, sometimes it's necessary in a good way, then it's really unnecessary in a bad way.
I can see this about to be fun when she come with this topic. I can't wait, Dazzle. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, this next topic you gonna
It's,
come
I
with?
know,
Back on the
it's all
spot.
right, man. I'll mess with you. You could change the topic whatever you want.
Yeah,
You
I want to
you
get up
mess with
out
me.
of
That's
that
what.
because I'm starting to
I
feel.
don't think I'm gonna do this topic because y'all got my blood pressure up.
Nah, yeah, I'm about to
Hey,
say
I
you
just
got to be
think
ready
it's
for
good to
all the
No,
have
heat.
other
You wasn't
couple
ready
up
for
in
this. You
here.
wasn't ready.
This
Hey,
no.
this is the type of stuff I need to talk about because I'm passionate about it. You see what I'm
I
saying? You
feel
need
you.
to talk
Yes,
about stuff that you're
yes,
passionate
yes.
about.
You know what?
Uh,
Let's stick up on this topic. Can men be friends with a black queen while she's in a relationship, while they're in relationships
I'm
with
I,
other people?
I'm gonna let her do that, man. I ain't gonna do it, man. I don't want to
See
steal
that
her
y'all come
stuff.
over to my live.
Yeah, we
Everybody
gonna
follow
come
me.
to her
Matter of
live,
fact,
do that.
Hold
I
on,
think
let me
I'm gonna
follow
go.
you. Let me follow you.
Yeah,
Let me
follow
follow
me. I'm
you
gonna
real
follow
quick.
y'all back. Yeah, cause I'm gonna do that sometime this week.
Yeah.
And I need the devil's advocate in there.
Well, you ain't heard me.
See, look.
That won't be me.
I,
See, I know
listen,
we just talked yesterday last night about it though, but I'm gonna play the whole. I'm gonna do the whole field though because I do. Like I said, you have valid points of what you were saying about my situation, and I feel like yes, if you're strong enough, you can do that situation. But I'm just, but we gonna talk about it though.
Kev is the
It's gonna probably be a little different from what you
I'm
think.
waiting
perfect.
no
I'm
more.
gonna
I've
say
been
though.
waiting for 20 minutes
But
to get a
Kev is
word
the
in.
perfect candidate for that.
I've been waiting
Yeah,
for 20 minutes to get a
Oh,
word
sorry,
in.
Mimi,
About
sorry,
30
Mimi. It got heated up in here, little. I didn't get heated, but
yeah. Sis
It's
was
what's
trying to
up?
get.
funny because
She was trying to make her point clear. Yeah,
it's about, I got a friend that I debate with. We debate a lot. We've been friends since childhood. And we spoke of this very topic today.
The
And
prejudice.
no,
Oh, the friend. Okay.
yeah, Mrs. Dazzle's topic. And, I didn't catch it all, so I didn't hear all of it, but I didn't get in here till around 9. So, but I do have male friends that I'm strictly platonic with, never nothing. But I am a single woman, so it's a little different for me. Um, but that undertone with the men is always there. And the thing that I had to admit to today was I have different dudes that I call for different things, and
do you do
majority of
that in front of your man?
90, I don't have a man. I'm single. ninety
Oh,
percent
okay,
of the
okay.
men that I can get to do things for me, they don't.
Life of a woman.
Uh, I don't have to do nothing with them. You understand what
Life
I'm
of
saying?
a woman. She said, "I got
But
one that shine my shoes. One that."
I mean, but I don't. So I say that to say
Man, I want to.
that
Man, you
I
got me. What
believe
I'm
that
trying to leave the subject alone, but I want to say something so
this,
low
Kev, you
key. If you
stole
was
my
the
subject.
this
You stole my topic, Kev.
right now, I was just about to say, but it was. I didn't steal it. That was you. You said it.
debate.
But I'm
Hey,
gonna just say this before it get because I don't want to talk about it. You just said it again, but the reason why I'm gonna put it this way: you say you got all them friends that do that, right? But I bet money you're
yeah,
the one that's
I
holding
do
that
that.
standard
I
for them
don't
to
I
not
don't
hit. Because
disagree with
if
that
they
at
wanted to
all.
hit, they will hit. I bet money.
Mhm.
Listen, I don't disagree with that at all. There's
Yeah,
always the
right.
undertone.
That's
Trust
why
me, I bet
That's
you.
why they say there's
I'm
no
gonna
such
Hey,
admit
thing
that.
as.
trust
There's
me.
always the undertone there.
But I'm gonna leave this
Trust me.
juiciness for
I
Dazzle
bet you
real quick. I gotta leave it
they
for
Okay,
her
gonna
so
hit.
live.
that's why I
They
followed
just
you. So
waiting
make
for
sure
you
you
to
So,
say,
remember
hey,
so,
come on.
Ian,
It's
you
ready to
follow back.
go.
I'm gonna keep it.
It's ready
I'm
to
gonna
come
keep it
in
right.
the oven.
see,
There's a difference between man. It's got to be a difference between
It is
somebody
a
man and
difference. It's
somebody
most
that's not.
definitely.
So
Yeah. It's gonna get
yeah,
juicy.
that part.
That's man.
I'm gonna just
Hey, put your
so,
armor
so
on,
do
man,
you
because
think
this was a
it's a
pregame right
personal
here.
problem or a personal choice?
do what if I was in a relationship and
Like, do
there's a
you
couple
think
other
it's a
guys that
personal
I don't
problem
give a damn.
or a personal choice to actually understand that somebody has other
It's a
relationships
personal choice.
outside of you?
Mm.
It's a personal choice. If I know
Mm.
them, I wouldn't
Oh,
have a problem with it. If
yeah.
we can
I'm gonna put it
also
this way: a
fly
lot of that stuff
together,
come
now
with nature.
you all in the background. No, I got a problem with that. I'm gonna know her too. It's just that simple.
But see how they was
I
saying,
want to know her.
right? They was talking earlier about,
Exactly.
oh,
Our friend,
she called them
and
up
he gonna
and
be your friend.
wait. Buddy said, "Oh yeah, the girl go and she do it when her man ain't around." See, I didn't. My husband was standing right there. I don't do secrets. I don't do
But
lies. I don't do
I think
deception. So I don't know what
what they, what the men say is that's always that undertone of physical, and that's why they move the way they move.
Right. And yeah, I mean I can
So
understand that.
Yeah, I ain't playing that
gave
game.
old
Me
boy,
myself, I ain't playing that game.
he, as soon as he got that opening, he took it. Now, whether he
What you
succeeded
need to be
or not,
friends with him?
Right, but yeah, and like I said, and I understand that. I understand what you're saying, and that is true. The undertone with men is 90. I would say 97%. I ain't even gonna say 99. I'm gonna say 97%.
99.1.
It's gonna. But my thing is this: if I have friends before I'm married, right, and
That's different.
they're male friends, I'm not cutting nobody. But I don't understand because it's like, what am I supposed to do? Not get the. So basically, I have to isolate my life to only women. That's basically what that
No,
is. Yeah,
no,
yes, it
no.
is absolutely. Because if you say your woman, and see, it ain't can't be that way. See, that's the thing. So if that's the case, then that means that your woman or your girlfriend is only gonna be able to have women friends. They can't talk to nobody other than no
and most
woman.
of them feel that way.
Can I say
They
Yeah,
feel
something?
that way.
most of
This
them do.
this
Can I
But
a
say
I.
that's
something? Can I
right.
say something
Most of
real
them.
quick? Can I say something real quick? All this
Go ahead.
talking
So,
about
so does that go the same
interacting
way
with
for
other
men?
men.
Where
Let me say
so
something.
does
Let me
that
say
go the
something.
same way for men?
Now, let me say something, sis. All this talking about being in a relationship and having male friends. What about your partner's brothers or sisters or
Right.
cousins?
Mm-hmm.
The males in that thing. Why you can't go to them?
Hey,
That's what I'm
we gotta leave this juice for her live, man. We gotta do that. We go ahead and do that because I
saying.
got a lot to say
But
about
in
that.
the
It's gonna be fun. It's
right,
gonna be fun.
and what I'm saying is, see, like in my situation, the my cousins
There you
are
go, Dazzle.
the cousins that I'm in my situation. I can't speak for everybody else, but in my situation, the cousins that I grew up, God rest their soul, they been passed because
Yeah.
the family that I was raised around I was raised around old people, not
I'm talking
older,
about your
old
partners.
people,
I'm
and
talking about your companions' cousins,
I
brothers,
don't
and
deal with them.
male
I
relatives.
don't have that type of relationship with them. Everybody's not gonna get along with their in-laws. Everybody's not gonna click with their in-laws like that.
See, that's the thing that's what I'm talking about. But we'll click with other people's. Where's the unity at?
You
We
can't, but no,
marry.
just listen what I'm
Listen,
saying.
we marry within. We
Friendship is authentic. Friendship is an authentic connection. You can't. I'm not gonna force a friendship with somebody just because they related
No,
to my husband.
I ain't
Yeah,
saying
well,
forfeit
that
the friendship. It's all right to have friendships, but it's a certain level of friendships with
we
certain
ain't
people.
even talking about levels. You said levels. I didn't say nothing about levels. I
Yeah, I
only
know.
said
I
what the
said
word
level. That's
friendship.
my idea. I made that word up.
But the thing
Word
about
up.
it is, though,
Phrase up.
you could be pen pals with somebody. You could be friends with a man and never. I did it for 2 years. I was friends with a man. We only talked on the phone. He never saw me outside of work. I never went nowhere with him. So it's about what you think, what's appropriate and what's inappropriate. That's really the
I
word
feel you.
that nobody
I
has
feel
used.
you.
It's about what's appropriate and what's inappropriate. And at the end of the day, you have to be true and honest to yourself. I'm not here to be like, oh, well, what does this look like? And what does that look like? I don't live my life like that. I've already been judged on this app already low key, real low key, for me being married and holding a conversation on a freaking TikTok. Okay. And I'm judged because I'm a married woman, and I'm shunned now because I'm not supposed. Oh, I can't say a man is attractive and smart and intelligent because I'm married, and I'm not even supposed to. How dare I compliment another man? How dare I say he's fine and smart and all of those things because I'm married? I'm supposed to keep my mouth closed and not give nobody no compliment because I'm married. That's asinine. That's crazy. That's absurd. And
Well,
I'm never gonna do that. I'm never gonna do
that's
that.
about being loyal. and down to the soil for your home base, for your marriage.
Me
You know,
giving a
that's
man a
business.
me
That's
having
your
a
honor right there.
conversation with
You
a
ain't flirting with other women. You being steadfast. You know, you keeping it business.
listen, let me tell you something. If my husband saw another woman and she was beautiful and she had it going on, and he walked up to her and said, "You're absolutely gorgeous. I think what you're doing is great. You keep I will not gonna bat a freaking eye. He is that don't take away no loyalty from me. How is my husband pouring into
Ooh,
another black woman taking loyalty away from
man,
me?
where
And
you find
what if
her
he
at, man?
said
She
that
ain't like
ass?
man. I got
Like I
my
just thought.
ooh. I still got that knot on my head for doing that.
Nah, baby, we don't. I don't see. That's the thing. That don't. When we talk about unity, like what you was talking about earlier, all that unity you talking about, unity goes much more beyond just your family. See,
Yeah.
I pour into everybody. I pour into black, YT, Spanish, Filipino.
Yes.
I like and
Yes.
men, women, cats, and dogs and fishes. I pour into
Hmm.
everybody. So that mentality of, oh, I'm a man and I'm in a relationship, I can't even say nothing to the opposite sex. How dare I try to hold a conversation? How dare I try to have any type of dialect with anybody other than my husband? That's asinine. I work around men. I work around women. You know, you gonna come in, even if you just talking to somebody at work as a friend or an associate, you're gonna have conversations with other. We grown now. I don't.
Look, Dazzle,
That's crazy.
man.
That
Like I tell many people on here, you have nothing to prove. You know yourself, you know
I'm
your
not proving.
relationship, you know all that. It's
I'm
nothing you have to prove to
but
nobody
Kevin,
for real.
but it's not about me proving it. It's about the
Right.
mindset. I was just trying to make a point. I know I don't have to prove nothing to nobody on this app.
Yeah,
What I'm
yeah.
saying
Cause
is
they
when
gonna talk.
people,
They gonna talk regardless on here.
yeah, but whatever. I'm talking about this conversation we having now. But I'm just speaking in
Hey
general though.
Dazzle,
Like,
don't
but
hate
the
me,
thing,
all
but
right?
don't say unity. But you can't talk about unity. You can't talk about
If
unity.
I
And you
say
get in a
anything to fit,
relationship with somebody, and you can't. How dare you even have a conversation with the opposite sex? That's crazy. Because let me tell you something. If you be married long enough, whenever I don't know y'all relationship status, but when y'all get married and you be in a marriage for a long time, you think that you gonna be the only man your wife ever have a conversation with. You done lost your mind, and that's all I got to
mm,
say about
yeah, I
that.
know.
So,
You can't stop people from socializing, but it's
so what's wrong with that?
how
I
that
mean,
conversation and where it's going to be held at.
Well, and
You know,
I think the thing,
I
Dazzle, the
understand that
thing,
your
Dazzle.
husband is friends with this guy too, or my wife is friends with my female friend where she keep a close eye on us. But all that closed doors conversations and all that, it led to what you had with your friend for 2 years.
but
When
we
he
didn't
seemed
have a
like he,
close. Wait, love. My situation wasn't no closed door. What are you talking about?
no, well, I know I
What are
ain't
you
talking
talking about?
about you,
Closed
sis.
door.
You misunderstanding me. What I'm saying is I'm not with that.
That's
Me
you.
personally, like
Yeah,
with females
right.
conversating. Say I'm not in the house and your male friend call. He call you 2 times a week, right? And each time he call, I'm not there. I'm not there to witness that he called and to hear to snooze in on that conversation. Like, okay, some ain't fishy. She's talking to him right here with me. But if you're doing some sneaky stuff behind my back, the only time
Right,
you talk to this friend is when
right.
I'm not around. Then that's sneaky. That's
That
just
is right, and
just
that
because it's
now,
just you and your friend on the line. There's also an extra person in the room, and that's Satan.
right,
He bringing y'all together. It caused confusion between you and your partner.
right,
That's why when I was in my marriage, I walk with my women. I seen all types of female friends. They come up with me. I grab my woman's arm and walk up to them like, "Oh, this is my friend
right,
from school,
right,
woo, woo, woo." And she like, mm-hmm. And she look at them serious like, okay. And she sit there and listen to a whole conversation that we
right,
have. And I
right.
make sure she listens to it. And when I leave her, no numbers being exchanged. Don't call me. I'm in the marriage. I
Right.
don't want
And
no
I
confusion in
respect
my
that.
relation.
And I respect that. I'm not trying to convince anybody to change their mind about how they feel. My point was that it's possible. That was my point. I'm not here to convince you to change. I'm not here to tell you you're wrong. All my point was that it's possible and people do it. You may not do it, and that's okay. But I know it can be done. You may not want to do it, and that's okay. Just like the other dude, D Dub, he said he chooses not to do that for whatever reason. That's okay. But I know it can be done. I know it can. I'm not here to convince nobody to do it. I'm just saying that it's possible, and it's different. How I may be friends with a guy in my while I'm married may be something totally different than how somebody else do it. Everybody gonna do what they want to do, how they want to do it. I was just speaking on my perspective from the experiences that I encountered,
Yeah.
as well as what I saw growing up. That's why I said at the beginning of this conversation, you have to be on one accord. You have to be equally yoked. You have to be equally yoked in your marriage. You have to be equally yoked at your job. You got to be equally yoked with your friends. And it don't say nowhere in the Bible that I can't be friends with a man and a man can't be friends with a woman. And it don't say none of that in the Bible. It say love everybody like you love God, right? So love everybody. So when we put all these stipulations and we say, oh, well, I can't do this and I can't do that, and that's okay. But
Now, it ain't that you can't. It's safeguarding yourself to secure your own relationship with your
but
companion.
everybody
Your
relationship is
companion,
not the same.
yeah,
Everybody's relationship is not
I
the
know.
same.
Yeah, I know. I seen relationships where in my family, the women's in my family don't have male friends outside of family. Where
Right.
their only friends is their brothers, the in laws, the cousins, their the other side family cousins. You know,
Right. You
and they
didn't
kept it
right.
like that. That's where the unity come in
Right.
because you have to find unification
Uh-huh.
within your own families, within
And
your
what
own marriage.
what I saw growing up was my family united, and then I also saw them unite with other people that weren't their family.
Hmm.
Because the way I was raised, my family did a lot of community service. They did a lot of things in the community, and they didn't limit themselves to just men or just women. Now,
Hmm.
I'm not saying that the people came over their house. I'm not saying they hung out with these people all the time, but they had friendships outside of their marriages because they had lives outside of their marriages. Now they were appropriate, what we would most people would consider appropriate. Absolutely, it wasn't no going out to dinners, no going on no dates with no man. I never said any of that. But when we're
Yeah, yeah.
talking about just having correspondence with the opposite sex, it's a lot of stipulation on just corresponding. My grandmother was 80, almost 80 years old when I got married. And you know what she told me? She said, you and your husband set your own rules. My great aunt was married for almost 60 years. And you know what her advice was at my uh the biggest advice was the not sleep with no underwear on. Okay. They pretty much told me that I make my marriage what I make it. Don't allow society to come in your marriage and try to tell you what's right and wrong. You and your person, you and your spouse, y'all sit down and have these kind of conversations so y'all can be on one accord, because you are supposed to be with somebody who understands you and loves you for you, and vice versa. And that is how I was raised. I'm not here to tell nobody that they wrong or they right. I was just speaking about my perspective and what I know is possible because I seen it with my own two eyes. I understand that a lot of men are not capable. I get it. I get that. But every man is not all men, because I'm married to one.
Mm.
So I
Yeah,
know that
yeah. A
every man
lot of
don't
men,
think
you
like
know,
that.
a lot of men
But
coming
well,
up under
and
different
that's the thing.
standards about themselves, sis. You know, you have men that you know they put it up in their manlyhood. Hey, I'm not a jealous type of person. I'm not territorial over my spouse. So they could deal with that with understanding because they have a mutual understanding with you, and they know the situation that they in. That's just your relationship. But like
Right.
Me and a whole arm full of men, boatloads of men who's
Well,
just like
if
me.
your spouse is uncomfortable with that situation, are you willing to open up yourself to them?
Hell yeah, shit. I know when I got married, my first marriage before I was divorced. No, she divorced me because I was messing up, man. I got to drinking and got back into my old habits. She got pissed off. Things just went crazy because sometimes a lot of times a man could be a bad person. We all get caught up, but it's like I'm not. I let go a lot of female friends because I got married. Because I had to understand it. This is my woman. This is my family. So I fix to let go all the female friends because I know female friends gonna cause disruption up in my family and questions. Because when your woman question you, who is that, and you say, "Oh, that's a friend from my old neighborhood. We grew up together." You know how many times a female heard that from a cheating man? That's my friend. We grew up together, or that's my friend from high school. We ain't like that. We like brothers and sisters. Then they cheating with that person. Or even if they ain't cheating, it's just it's not gonna register as a trust thing. It's not something I could trust. I'd rather to let go of my female friends and just be mutual friends from a distance.
And I didn't say that the man was gonna be all up on me. You see what I'm saying? See,
Yeah, I
this
know.
is
I
the
ain't
thing. It's
nobody
the
say
no,
that.
no,
Now
yeah,
you have
but
to be going up in something else, sis.
oh
What I'm
Lord,
trying to say is, you know,
oh child.
when you grabbed that, took that male friend, that friendship came to an end when you seen that you was in trouble with your relationship and you thought that you could slide up in.
No,
No,
I never. Wait. You making up stuff.
no, I'm
Wait a
not
minute.
making up
Yeah,
no
yes, you did.
stuff.
I
You
never
did
said my
no. Listen,
relationship was in trouble. What? Wait a minute. When I
or
told my no, when I
what made
told, oh Lord, oh my, I
so
never said
what
any of
happened
that.
with you and your husband that made your
Nothing.
friend
You
go
how
away?
you make that up? You literally just made up a whole storyline in your head, sir. This is
So
what I
you had
said.
a husband.
Didn't
So you got a husband. You
oh
talk
my
to
God,
his
this
man, and he don't
if
even know the situation with
if
you in.
you
We
but you're
even know
not
that you got
listening.
a husband.
But you're not just listen. This is what I said. If you was listening, you was so quick to talk about what you don't want and what you don't like and what's uncomfortable with you that you didn't listen to me. The first thing that came out of my mouth was the friend that I had that was a man that I was friends with for 2 years. We met at work. There was no problems in my relationship when I met this man. We met at work. We started becoming friends. We started talking on the phone because things were going on at work. That's how it happened. And when me and him started talking, we had a lot of things in common. This man has owned multiple gas stations. He's had multiple businesses. When he started talking to me, he started helping me with my business. We became very good friends. He started telling me certain things to do with my money. He didn't come at me as no lover type stuff. When me and him started talking on the phone, it was completely innocent. When I started talking to him, my husband knew immediately what was going on. I didn't have no problems in my relationship. Actually, he commended me and my husband. He talked about how we were such a good couple and how he was proud of us because I spoke so highly of my husband. I don't speak, even if I was having problems in my marriage, I don't speak negative about my friends, my husband. I don't speak negatively about the people that I laugh and kiki with. So even if me and my husband was having problems, he wouldn't have been the one I would have been talking to. I probably would have been talking to
Yeah,
my mama
thing
or my
is,
grandma. But I
boss, what I'm
never,
trying to say is, sis, I probably did
yeah,
misheard
you
you.
made up a
Yeah,
storyline.
yeah, I
That's what you
misheard
did.
you. The
Just like
thing
a lot of
is,
other
your
people on this
friendship
app.
with your male friend came to an end because he had other motives too. He really wanted to get with you.
That was
And what I'm
him.
trying to say is, the
But
point
you,
what I'm trying to get
oh
to is,
Lord.
it's hard for a man
Oh Lord,
to
I
be
can't look.
friends
I
with a
don't know,
woman.
Kev. My blood pressure. I don't think I'm being able to
Yeah, you see the question I asked down there.
but
Man,
Yes,
but
I'm
King,
listen.
hey,
asking you.
King,
This is
But I
pre.
TikTok
That's
is
why I'm
never.
trying to
hard,
see how you
King.
about to handle
TikTok
this. You
is
gonna be
hard.
on.
But
You gonna
I'm
be
gonna
on
Yeah,
your
tell you.
it is
mind.
But you
hard.
know what it is. But you know what it is. It's not the fact that what he's saying. It's the fact that he literally just made up a whole. People don't listen. Like you didn't even. You're not even listening for real. Cause you like literally just made up a whole. I never even said
I
any of
just
that
went
stuff.
back to your whole story. back to
So yeah,
recapping
it's a
your whole
misunderstanding.
story.
So ain't no point of doing that over again. It was a misunderstanding, I
I
guess.
see
Whatever.
why
Yeah,
my
yeah,
husband
but
don't
let's
do the
let that go.
internet
Let's
at
let
all.
that
Like
go.
he don't
Oh,
do
no,
the
no,
Let
no,
them
no, no,
internet
no,
at
no.
bygones
all.
be
Like that's
bygones.
crazy.
I think
Mm.
what other
Let
people need to
Fabian say
interpret
something
is
again.
where is the other person coming? What? How do you think the other person is going to feel?
Yeah.
But I took that into consideration when before me and my husband even got married, love. We had these conversations. We had a lot of different conversations before we got married. That's why you have to know who you get in a relationship with. I've been happily married for it'll be 12 years in October. So my husband
Exactly.
knows the ins and outs of me, and he knows my deepest, darkest secrets, my deepest, darkest intimates, my deepest, darkest fantasies, my wants,
Hmm.
my desires, my needs. He know me inside and out. So, and I know him inside and out. If he came to me and he knew he could come to me and
Mm-hmm.
tell me that he was uncomfortable, and he never did it. He's never done it because he's not uncomfortable because he knows that a man and a woman can do that together.
Woo.
That's the point. He's had female friends when he was in high school that he never slept. See, that's the thing too, and this is my opinion. A lot of men can't do it. Let's just be honest, because they're whorish. The women that they call their friends, they done slept with them before. That's why a lot of men can't do it. So let's just keep it real. Like, let's just be honest. A lot of these men that's gonna say that are men that can't keep their thing in their pants, and they have absolutely no self-control. When they meet women, that's the first thing they think about is getting in their drawers. They don't listen to nothing the woman say. Everything go in through one ear and out the other, and that's why a lot of men are not going to be capable of doing that.
Yeah.
Period.
That's what I said. I can agree that a majority of men do think like this. It's
But
rare to
women
find
are
a
the
man
same
that's
way.
less like that.
Women are the same way, though.
When I
Mhm.
meet an attractive man, if I see, even before I got married, I see a fine man. The first thing I'm not thinking about jumping in the bed with him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man and women is different. Yeah.
yeah, right. And I get what she's saying because eventually but this is how I feel. This is my opinion as a woman. It
Exactly.
takes a lot for me to be stimulated, especially at the age that I'm at now. If I was single and I wasn't married, it would take a lot to stimulate me because I'm stimulated mentally. Like, I'm not just going by what you look like and how good I think you are might be in bed. I'm going by how you talk, what you talk about. What do you like? What are you into? Do we have
Hmm.
anything in common? Is there any real chemistry there other than sexual and physical chemistry?
Mindset.
Right.
I'm gonna
It's
be
a mindset.
And that's why I
Yeah,
said
it's
the
devil's
that, it's
journey
that
I'm in.
chemistry, that
That's why I said that
connection.
takes a lot for a man to be doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? When we was
Right.
talking about me being
Right.
celibate, it takes a
Mm-hmm.
lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the same way you saying that, that's why I'm saying that majority of men, yes, you right about that. Yes, majority of men
Right.
don't know how to keep their thing in their pants. If it's in front of them, they gonna take it dang near. You know what I'm saying? It's a rare situation. That's kind of rare. I mean, that's just it's kind of in their nature at the same time too. It's just they lack that
Well,
control,
and
just like
that's
it's
the
in
thing.
a
It's like,
woman's
how
nature
do
to
you
cry a
hold
lot.
yourself back?
Say
Huh?
again.
see this is the
Say it
issue
again.
that I'm having with what's being said. It's not an attack on you, Dazzle, but I'm just listening. You said he was nice, he was attractive. All these things that you saying that stimulate you, you stimulated by somebody's mindset. He taught you all these things. That was attractive to you.
Right.
You understand? So it was more than just a friendship. You was
No, but
attracted.
I never looked at him in an instant. I never thought about sleeping with him. Though that's what I'm saying. I can honestly, true to God, say this particular man that I'm talking about now. I never thought about sleeping with him. Yes, he stimulated my mind. Yes, he was very attractive, but I never thought about sleeping with him because when I was talking to him, that never was. I never had any ulterior motives. I wasn't even the thing about it is when you're married and you're committed and that's who you with and you know you're not gonna step outside of your marriage, you can be friends with. I don't not saying that it can't
I was
happen
about
because
to say
I
you
know
gotta say
things
when
can
you
happen.
married, because I was about to say it's a lot of marriages that
Right.
been cheating and stuff.
I'm talking about me now.
About to
I'm
say,
not saying
You are the unicorn, boo.
right,
You the
but
you
unicorn.
are the unicorn,
it's
right? I'm
not
about to say
No,
you can't
you
just
got
make
it's
that
that
broad
other.
like that.
yeah, but it's not a lot of us. It's not a lot of
It's
people who
not.
think. No, it's not, and I never said it was. But I just said that really the topic came up for me since I've been on TikTok, because I hear a lot of different perspectives, and like I said, I'm not here to like change anybody's mindset or nothing like that. The only thing I was talking about in this situation was the possibility. It is
My-
possible, but
yeah.
in this generation, just like D-Dub was talking about, this generation do things a lot differently because their mindset, a lot of younger people mindset is jacked up. Their mindset is jacked up. Their priorities are in the wrong place. They don't see value and substance in anything. Like the older you get, the more you're gonna value people. You're not gonna be focused on whether it's a man or a woman when you on your deathbed. Who's gonna be by your side? Hopefully your family will still be alive. Hopefully you'll have that. But even if it's not a whole lot of them, you will hope to have friends that care about you, whether it's a man or a woman. Like people so caught up in well I feel like this and I feel like that. But you're young now. But what about when you get 50? The friendships that I'm talking about are lifelong friendships, and those come far few in between. So what I'm
Oh,
not going to do is isolate myself to only be friends with no woman because I got a husband. Only
Yeah,
associate
you're
with
gonna
women
have your
because I
little
have a
friends, but
husband.
it's like I said, it depends on what type of friends you have and what type of relationship you have with that friend. Because just like with that one friend, he after 2 years of y'all
Right,
being friends, he tried to get with you and you
right,
rejected him and
right.
y'all friendship came to an end.
We weren't on the same level. We didn't have the same mindset, and it was meant to come to an end. It was gonna
Yeah,
come to an end because he was never gonna get what he wanted. So,
yeah.
and that's what he wanted. Now, I'm not saying that he didn't
Oh,
care about me. I'm not saying that
he just
I'm
wanted to
not
get it
saying
and
that,
quit it, huh?
but this is how I feel. He was never or somebody that is your friend, even if that happened, let's say even if our friendship was never the same after that, somebody who really they don't people just don't disappear out of your life when they have good intentions and good motives. That made me question everything about him. That made me question his integrity, everything. Because
Yeah.
if you really found me valuable and I was a good person, the least you could have done was had a conversation once I said that I wasn't interested in it. And I wasn't mean or ugly or anything about it. That's how I was like, well, yeah, it was heartbreaking for me because I felt like I was tricked. I felt
Hey,
like this person
who?
presented themselves and he knew. And I never told him I was going to talk to him, be with him, none of that stuff. I never did that. And he used to talk to me about his girlfriends, the women he was dating and everything. We never had that type of that type of friendship. So when he
Yeah,
did that, it was like a slap in the face to me, whether he felt rejected or not. Like he was older too, so it's like it didn't make sense to me. But like I said, when things aren't meant to work out, they're not
yeah,
gonna
it
be
ain't
meant
gonna
to work
work
out. They're
out. You
not
ain't
gonna.
gonna automatically connect with with a motherfucker like that, you know?
Mm.
I mean, one time, I had this female friend who I wasn't attracted to, right? And she wasn't attracted to me. But after a while, I'm seeing her going in and out of relationships. She's seeing me going in and out of relationships. But after a while, it came to an end. It's like it's dead.
Right,
Dead relationship. But you see these people that's your friends. Of course, we're gonna have acquaintances with
right,
everyone on this planet if we see them, male or female. But it's that conversation, that bond that you got with these friends. What type of friend this friend is gonna be? Because a lot of times
mm-hmm.
opposite sex friendships turn into something else, good or bad, or it could just remain a good friendship, depending on what type of people you're dealing with, what type of person you're dealing with.
Right.
And
And
with
that's
a
why,
lot,
right. And I'm looking at Alandria's comment. You're right. And you can be friends with somebody for years and then you had that one moment that changed everything. And that's why I said at the very beginning of this conversation that when you are dealing with, and I'm not saying because we all human and we're not superhuman. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm talking about me right now. I ain't talking about everybody else. I value friendship so much that I wouldn't be willing to risk that because I know how
Most definitely.
valuable that is. I know
Yeah.
how valuable that is. So I'm
Mhm.
not gonna slip up.
Most definitely, it
Me,
do take two, and it take two on both of that ends though. But the thing is, you can only control your end. You'll
right,
never know what happened on the other end. And then that's when you got to split up again. You know what I'm saying? Same
right,
thing with the 2 year dude and stuff. So it's just like y'all can make that agreement, but it just depends on how that go. All you can do is control your end, which
right.
I'll be saying that if majority of the time it be the woman that put the man to that
In the friend
standard and
zone,
stuff.
right,
Sometimes the man can do the same thing, but majority of the time, I'm just saying in general, it do be the woman that keep them there. Because if the woman was to say, shoot, you want to smash or something like that, the dude gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? That
right,
majority of the time,
Oh
majority of these
yeah,
dudes gonna take it.
bet
Because every
right,
dude is
you.
not like,
right,
it's
right,
self
right,
disciplined and all that
right,
stuff. And
exactly, right,
yeah, so
right. But in like, and I get that, and I
Right.
totally agree with that. I'm in agreement with that. I never, all I said, I just
yeah,
speak.
we understand. We we
Yeah,
we I
yeah.
most definitely
But I
understand
use
since you
you
said
as
at the
an
beginning.
and I have another friend, like I said, and I'm definitely gonna ask her to come on my live
Okay.
because she is best friends with a married man and she's single. So and they've been best friends for years now. I don't know if they've ever been intimate. I didn't ask her any of that yet because I'm gonna wait for the to see if she want to come up on the panel. But I
Yeah.
know it can, and I've seen and they may have never even been intimate. But that's what I'm saying. It can be done, and it's
Mm,
no, I know I'm not a unicorn and all of that. That's it is what it is. It's not happening a whole lot, but it does happen. So it just is what it is.
Well,
No, well, I didn't mean you a unicorn
well,
on the strength of
I
that.
think that's the thing, Dazzle, is like, if you think about it, if you think about it, like, what if you were to talk about your alternate friendships that you had outside of the relationship? Is that person going to be okay with it? And if that
Right,
person isn't okay with that, are
right.
you going to be okay with the fact that they want you to celebrate?
If my husband came to me and said, I don't want you to be friends with no men outside of your relationship. I don't want you to. I would say, okay, well, what do you mean? Like, because for me, it's like, do you mean you don't ever want me to talk? Like, when you say associate and be friends with a man, you mean like talking on the phone and all of that? I would have to do that because I love my husband just that much. Now, would I feel some type of way? Yeah, probably so. But I'm talking about me now that I've been married 12 years. Now, if he had said something like that before we got married, when we was having all these different kinds of conversations, I probably would have had to step back and think about that just a little bit because the reason why I say that is because I don't want to limit myself as who I am. That could have possibly been something that made me feel limited on some type of level. But if you ask me that now that I've been married 12 years and if he came to me and said that, I would absolutely conform to that. Because me and him have grown so much and I'm not gonna put my marriage in jeopardy because of a friendship with somebody else. I wouldn't do that. Me
So I got a
personally.
question for you then. Uh, because in general, all right. So do you look for friends?
No, I don't. And I don't
Okay, because
have
I'm
a
about to say I try to keep my circle as small as I
right,
can. Because like
and
the more friends,
and
the
that's
more
what I was
problems.
right. I literally have a dot. I don't have a circle.
Okay,
So
I'm
that's
trying to make
why
sure. Because
for
you were
and
saying you was
that
limited. You said
but
felt
the
limited.
whole but the and that is why I said when you as you get older, it becomes even more harder to make friends. A lot
Mm,
of the people that I dealt with when I was younger, they weren't most of them were no good. I wasn't supposed to be around them. So now that
right.
I've gotten older, I've built my life up in my marriage, but I'm not limited to just my husband.
Okay, I got you.
I'm supposed to socialize and be around other people, whether it's men or women. Now, of course, if I have all female friends and I never have a guy friend, I'm gonna be comfortable with that. I'm not saying that I'm out here just seeking out guy friends. What I'm saying is if I run into a guy that can actually do that, that can actually has that mentality, of course I'm gonna be open to being friends with him. But I'm not
Mm-hmm.
out here looking for anything. Like I'm not looking for female friends.
You
People
know,
I feel
tend
you
to
on that.
first of all, people tend to gravitate to me. I don't have to gravitate. I don't have to look for anything. Like
can I
people will
say
come
something,
to me.
Queen? Can I say something, Queen?
Hmm.
If you look for a friend, if you consider your friend to be that type of person that we was talking about male friends, to be that type of person that you call every night. chop it up with, have little conversations with behind your husband's back or in private or whatever. You know, if you do that with that one particular friend, but don't do it with your other friends, then that's something else. That's
I
the
don't do
first thing.
nothing behind my look.
No, I'm
Okay,
just
you
saying,
talking
not
about
you,
in
not
general.
you, not
Okay,
you,
yeah.
sis. I'm
Okay,
just
you talking
speaking in
about in
general.
general.
I'm
Yeah,
just
you
speaking
talking
in
about
general.
in general. You're not talking about me, love, because I
No,
don't
I'm
do.
not talking about. I say I'm
Okay, I
speaking
just
in
wanted to make
general.
sure. Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure you
I
weren't
don't want
talking
to talk
about
no
me.
more.
So you sure you don't want to renege on this on
Kev, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
got
I
I
it's
don't want
got
to
but
you
talk
I
no more,
got you though,
sis.
it's
man. We
gonna. But you
just
know what?
Man,
you
I'm not worried about it because I know it's gonna be way more women that's gonna agree than me in any way. Like I'm not
oh
shocked.
yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
I'm not. I mean, like I said, I get it. It's and I'm not trying to
True, they got a
convince
bunch
any.
of men in the friend zone right now, so
Right,
of course
but
they
what I'm saying, what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to convince anybody to change. I'm not saying anybody's wrong. My whole reason for even wanting that to be a topic is just for people to open their mind and expand their mind to the possibilities. The word is possibilities. I'm very extremely open minded, but even though I'm open minded, I have morals and standards. Just because I say I can have a male friend and I'm married, people get to thinking all kinds of crazy stuff in their head. They come up with their own fantasies based off of their perception. Like that's what open-minded is about. That's what it's about. That is what being open-minded is about. Like just because you feel some type of way and you know that won't work for you, don't mean that it won't work for other people. Not to say just because it'll work for somebody else that you need to conform. It's just about the possibilities. It's just okay.
so I got another question then. So since you said that, say if you had a child or something like that, especially the way this world going now, would you recommend that you saying that like them if they got another friend, if they had wanted a friend or something like that,
Right.
if they was married or something like that, would you recommend them
I would
or your
tell them the
child?
same. I would tell them the same thing my grandmama told me, which is you make your life and your relationships what you want. Even though I had that experience with my friend, the guy that I thought was my friend, that didn't change my outlook because he's one person. You think I'm gonna let one experience stop me from experiencing my life to the full? You think because one person wasn't able to meet the mark that I'm gonna believe that somebody else can't do it? That I don't think like that. Just because he wasn't capable don't mean that other people can't. Same thing with women. I've had women stab me in the back. I've had more women betray me than any man would ever betray me. I'm not
Yeah,
Xing
yeah,
out women. The hell?
when the women try to stab you
Like
in the
it's
back, the
just
men was trying to stab you in the
right.
back.
And I mean, and but like I said, to answer your question, I would tell them absolutely. But you have to have discernment though. You have to have discernment. You have to, know what you want, stand on what you want. Don't conform. Stick to your
Yes.
morals and your stand. That's the biggest thing. Like you can do things, but do them with morals and standards and dignity and integrity. These are words that you don't even hear a lot of people talk about no more, even with these topics. It's like people talk about a lot of different things, but when it comes to morals and standards on, we can have different perspectives, but you even with your different perspectives, you still can have morals and standards and dignity, integrity, and respect. That's more important to me than anything. But like I said, I'm a unicorn though. What can I say?
It most definitely is. Man, I got a big thing to say about this
So
topic though,
you
man.
being
But I
you
always get
being
on.
a unicorn, Dazzle,
Oh no,
do
that's
you
a
think it
compliment. That no,
do you think
baby,
it
that's a
boils
Uh,
down
me.
to
That's a
you as
compliment.
yourself?
No, baby, that's a compliment. My husband calls himself that all the time. That we call each other that all the time. That's like our little inside joke because we know we're special. We know that We know that's not the norm. We know that that's like. I don't want to say outside the box, but we know that
Mm-hmm.
most people not gonna see, be a certain way, act a certain way, even in jobs, even in just everyday things.
No, it
Like
is.
I was raised in excellence. See, that word was used in my family a lot. The bar was set extremely high for me. I saw a lot of things in my life that a lot of, especially Black people, don't get the opportunity to see. I'm extremely blessed. I love the way I think. There ain't nobody on this app or no,
And
I don't get offended by other people's opinions. What kind of got my feathers ruffled was when, old Betty kind of came up with that storyline. And then the other dude came up and he started talking about the young the younger people. But I mean, everybody is entitled to their perspective. I'm not here to say nobody right or wrong.
so I feel you on that. But I always get on because it's happened a few times in my life. Like, well, it was like I ain't gonna say what could I call this? They make a because right now you're let me see, what do they call that, making a suggestion? I'm trying to think of the word, but it's like what you talking about is like a minority type situation. What you said, or something like that. And my thing is, since I am more on like a safety type thing, I wouldn't make that a suggestion for anybody. You know what I'm
But
saying? Anybody,
I'm
just
not,
because it's
yeah,
less. Just
I'm
because
not
it's less
making the,
likely to happen
I,
to, especially the way this world going. And I understand why you said you do it because it's going like it's been going through your life and you've been having it smooth and all that stuff. But I'm just saying the way this is, I can't. Uh, I wouldn't trust this. Like, it's more safe to go to
I
the majority. You know what I'm
right,
saying? To not do it. You know what I'm saying?
but here's the thing, Kev, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not suggesting people do anything. I
No,
never
just
said, hey, just listen what I'm saying. If you meet somebody and y'all click, people get so in their head about stuff, they self-sabotage every aspect of their life. That's just another thing for you to self-sabotage. Now, I'm not saying go into it reckless. I'm not saying deal with people and don't have a brain, don't stand on what you believe. What I'm saying is people can limit themselves by having that type of mind frame. You can be safe your whole life. You can do that, right? It's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I feel like with that type of mind frame, not just about the friendship thing, everything, you're gonna miss out on a lot of things in your life. You're gonna miss out, and I get it. Everybody want to say the world going to hell. I get that, and you are supposed to have discernment, and you're not supposed to be out here willy-nilly. What I'm saying, if it comes to you, if you bump into it, I'm not suggesting for anybody to go out and look for anything. I'm not suggesting for people to seek that out. If it runs across you and it's genuine and it's love and it's reciprocated, embrace that. If it doesn't work out, it wasn't meant to work out. You have your morals, your standards, your dignity, and your respect, regardless. That is what I'm saying. I'm not looking for anything. I don't suggest anybody go out there and look for it. But if you meet somebody and they are a good person, you feel like they're a good person, give them an opportunity. If they show you something else, then that's different. You move accordingly. But I don't live my life like that. I'm not gonna say, oh, well, because this is a man, this person could make me a millionaire. They could give me something that could change my life forever. People miss out on a lot of opportunities because they're closed-minded when it comes to a lot of things. That's just my opinion. I'm not telling anybody to go do it or change, but in my experience, from what I've seen, the people who are more open-minded they live better, they're happier. They experience a lot of different things in their life. I've been hurt, I've been devastated, I've been torn apart. I have not let those things conform me into some cold-hearted, self-sabotaging, everybody's the enemy, nobody like me, everybody out to get me. Even at my life and what I've been through now, I wasn't programmed like that. I wasn't raised like that. And out of all of these stories that you hear on TikTok and everybody going through what they're going through, there's not a story that somebody can tell on this app that is going to ever change that about me, because that is who I am at my core, period. That's it. So I'm not trying to conform anybody. That's just how I feel about it. Don't be closed-minded when it comes to having friendships. You don't know what you can run into. You don't know. It's not going to all be good. Nothing in life is going to all be good. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But I'm not gonna close my
Wait, so
life off.
you said they closed minded? Ain't there a lot of people doing it already though? I doubt they closed minded though, because they're doing it right now. It's a lot of
I
people that got a
mean,
bunch of friends during I
well,
think it's a lot of people doing it.
what some people consider friendship, I would never call friendship. So let's
Yeah,
just
but that's what they probably think the same way though. Like everybody brain literally work different and stuff. They probably feel the same way because like everybody, like you said, you are a unicorn. You got your way of thinking, but you know what to look out for. A lot of people think they know what they looking out for, and that's the reason why I had said what I said
I'm
earlier because they feel that way.
right,
But
right, right, right. Yeah,
we,
but and you know, and like I said, I'm not saying because I've been duped. Like I told you, I was friends with the guy for 2 years. I thought we had a real friendship, and I didn't know it. But as soon as he showed me something different, I nipped that in the bud. Like it wasn't no going on figuring out because I knew that I would. That's not what I was there for. So I didn't remove myself, but I made it be known that I wasn't interested in that. And that's all we can do. Like you said, you can only be accountable and control
yeah,
yourself. You
yeah,
can't do nothing about nobody
yeah.
else, you know. So that all goes back to that. But like I said, I know
Mm-hmm.
everybody's not gonna be able to do it, and it's not meant. Maybe it's not meant for everybody to do it. And it is a lot of people now in this generation that are friends with the opposite sex. It's way more of that going on now than it was when my grandparents was growing up. Like way more of that. It was a lot more strict and a lot more traditional back in the day. It's a lot more openness now when it comes to a lot of things, but people still self-sabotage and they still go into situations hurt and broken and wounded,
Yeah.
and then they get closed off and their heart is just cold and hard, and they just can't open up to nothing. I'm not saying be out here willy-nilly and talking on the phone and being disrespectful in your relationship. I never said that. It's a way to do. My grandmama used to tell me it's a way to do everything. There is a way to do everything. Not some things, but everything.
Yup.
So it's
Yup.
about the way you move. If
Yup.
you
Mama
move
right
funny,
about that.
if you move deceitful, you're gonna get deceitful. Let me tell you something. In
So,
my marriage, I can honestly say I have never
so
yelled at
what
my
do you
I
think
have
we're
never
doing?
yelled, I have
What do you
never
think is
cussed in
being
my
done
marriage. I
different?
don't do that. Huh? What you say?
What do you think is being done different? What do we need to change? What do we need to fix?
I feel like people need to be more transparent. When you meet people initially, people need to be more honest. If you meet a woman, right, and she gives you an opportunity to talk to her and she tells you whatever it is, I'm not looking for somebody, I just want a friend, I'm not looking to date. Same thing with a man. If a man tell you he don't want a girlfriend, he just want to have sex, take people for value. Take what people say for face value. If somebody going to a situation and they tell you what they want, give them that. If you can't, leave them alone. Stop playing mind games. That is what's causing all this confusion. People want to manipulate and play mind games. When they come across genuine people, they do them just like they do everybody else. That's why you see so many good people turning into cold-hearted people, because they've been hurt
Right.
so many times, because they're honest, they're upright, they're good, they're in good standing, but they keep coming across people who don't have integrity, that don't have respect. That's what's happening. If people had more integrity and respect and dignity, a lot more things would be, it would be a lot more people who
You see
could
where my
do it.
confusion coming at though? Now, because you said that, and then you said they run across people that don't have that intentions, and then you said you would teach your
But
child. You said you would teach your
but I said
child.
no, I said you have to I would tell my child to have discernment. Yeah, you're gonna run across people that are like that. The only thing you can do is try to have discernment and be true to yourself. If somebody show you something different, if you tell somebody one thing and they do something else and they completely switched up on you, you have to see that for what it is. Period.
Hmm.
I'm not saying that it's not gonna happen. What I'm
But
saying is,
doesn't discernment come from within?
yes, yes. And what I believe is that that's the Holy Spirit. That's my belief, because I'm a Christian and I'm Baptist. So when I think of
So,
it, discernment in it,
so
discernment,
we can give our kids all their guidance and all their understanding, but we can't tell them how to discern.
Right, you can't. But that's something. But you can tell them what to be on the lookout for. My parents didn't. They didn't teach me discernment, but they let me know that.
Right, right,
Right,
right,
they
right.
didn't
I agree
teach
with
me.
that.
Right, they didn't teach me discernment, but they told me things. They explained things to me. They told me how what people will do and what people won't do. How people will manipulate you. How people will tell you what you want to hear. All of that stuff that most kids hear. The difference is I took heed. Every child is not going to take heed. The only thing I can do is what most parents do, and that's pray. That's pray for their child, because at the end of the day, your kid is going to have their own personality and they're going to make their own decisions, regardless of what you instill in them. You cannot control anything. So I'm not gonna tell. Of course, I'm gonna tell my child, be careful about who you're friends with. But I'm not gonna tell my child, oh no, you're a girl and you can't have guy friend. When you have a boyfriend, you can't have guy friends, and you can't do this and you can't do. When it comes to dealing with people, I'm not gonna do that. My
I'm not
grandmama didn't
saying,
tell.
hey
Listen,
sis, I'm not saying that you can't have a guy friend when you're in a relationship, but if you got a close guy friend who you chatting on the phone with, having conversations all the time with on a
I
daily
never said
basis,
all the time. You
yeah, I
look,
understand.
you
No, I'm
may.
just saying, not even all the time, just like every blue moon, you
How?
pop up, want to say something to you all the time. Now, me being a guy, I'd be disturbed. I understand if y'all friends and you see them blowing in the wind downtown, y'all just happen to just bump into each other and y'all say, hey, what's up? Woo,
That's
woo.
you.
Yeah,
That's you. You keep talking
yeah,
about yourself. I get it. We already established that everybody's
yeah.
not gonna agree, love.
A
We
work
already
friend, that's
established that.
different. A work friend, that's
Yeah,
different. But you had a
right.
work friend and this dude, after 2 years, he wanted to get with you.
Right, but because of that, I look. That go my boo right there. Hey, boo, look, cause I'm so look.
Can't see
And
him.
I'm trying to. What I'm trying to explain to this
Turn the
gentleman
screen
is
on.
what I'm trying. He keep talking about himself. He keeps referring to himself. We know
Yeah,
you can't do it, baby. We know you don't like it, baby. We know you ain't for it, baby. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking
yeah,
about people in general. People are going to choose to do what they want to do. All I'm saying is for people who are open-minded, right? And they feel like they can do those things, or they're the type of person who can have those types of friendships, they don't need to limit themselves. I don't believe in it. Just because I had that experience with that man, I'm not going to say, oh, well, because he did that, F men, can't no man be my friend. Can't no man care
Nah,
about me as
you
a
can have
person.
mutual
No, I'm
friends,
not
but
doing that.
friendship like that where y'all talking and all of a sudden it blow up in something else and y'all friendship can't end. That's on y'all
It was
part.
meant to come to
Man,
an end because it was never a real friendship. It was a
yeah,
real friendship, love. It wouldn't have never ended like that.
yeah. But the thing is, he probably try to give you a chance before he even moved on. You know, he
But I
probably
no, it
moving
ain't no
on. Probably just
chance.
stopped
No,
to
no
check
love. When
in with you,
after
like, hey, if it could work out with us, what's up? But
yeah,
it
but
didn't.
what but it was but I tried to have a conversation with him
The
after it, and
thing
he wouldn't
is,
even have a
y'all
conversation with
still
me.
is friends just because you don't talk to him no more. In reality, y'all is still
Well, I
friends.
don't know what, but honestly, like I said before, I once he did that, I didn't really trust nothing that he did. Like it
Yeah.
xed out everything. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I wouldn't have. And that's the thing. Everybody's not gonna treat us how we treat them. I'm big on reciprocation. So if I treat you a certain way and you completely dismiss me like I never existed to you, I don't care if your ego and you felt rejected or not. You should have been man enough to have a conversation. You can't even have a conversation like after 2 years. That's crazy. If they
Mm.
don't talk, how they still, girl, look, I ain't look. We gonna say this back to your topic, Kev, because I'm hungry and my head hurting. Y'all didn't.
Yeah, I know. TikTok is crazy.
Kev ain't my friend. I can't have no guy friends. Nobody in this world gonna ever be my
This is
friend of the
why I love
opposite
you,
sex.
Dazzle.
What?
No, my
This is
life is
why I love
over. I gotta
Dazzle.
be. I can't have. Look. She looks. Look, girl. I can't have nobody. I can't. I'm married. Can't no man call me. Can't no man compliment me. None of that, child. It's
We
over.
can turn
I
this
can
place in
only deal with women for
Afghanistan.
the rest of my life.
Ah, man.
My man, look, he gonna think I'm over here having side sneaky conversations and I
Ooh.
What's that you got over there?
I'm so, but you know what, God, that's why I know my marriage is ordained too. That's how I know my marriage is ordained. He put me with
You know
And
what?
exactly
you
who I
can
needed to
bring
be
your
with.
husband on this live. We've had many of that too.
What you said? what you said, lovely?
Lovely, are you
What
I
you
there?
said
said,
you can
lovely?
bring your husband on the live. We've had
Oh,
many
let me
of
say
that
let me
too.
say something about my husband. My husband don't even know how to do TikTok. He knows nothing about social. He don't want to do it because he know how he hears some of these
Mine doesn't
conversations.
either. Mine doesn't either.
Yeah, he hears some of these conversations and he's like, "Wow, that's interesting." He said that about everything because it's like he said people don't live in the real world, and I agree. I with a lot of that because, like I said, at the end of the day, people gonna be
No,
people.
my husband is the same way.
Right, and that's a good. I mean, he does have, and I mean, he's open to me being like that, And I talk to him, and we have conversations. But as far as him getting on here, child, he'd be like, "I ain't got time to be talking to these." And he literally don't have a lot of time. He don't have a lot of free time like I do. But yeah, so I have free time, and he teases me. He say I got my little internet boyfriends, and we make jokes. This is not like, oh my God, another man is talking to my wife through the screen. I'm so insecure. Like, it's weird. I mean, even when we go out,
Nah,
like
you
my
know,
husband has
you got
literally
that good
had men
understanding. Y'all
hit
got
on
that
me right
trust.
in front of him.
That's unity right there. That's trust. Remember what I was saying about the
Right,
church house?
right,
That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly,
you guys have,
right.
You ain't gonna be up on
yeah,
here gossiping with another
trust.
man,
Right, trust,
conversating
exactly.
intimately. You
Honey,
dig?
that
We
hub
gonna
is
keep
not
it
instant.
business. Like
I
right
wish
now,
my
what we
husband
doing right now, sis? We keeping it
was my
business as
TikTok
friends.
liking.
Yeah? We have a friendship where we keeping it business.
Well, yeah,
Like
and
that.
not even, but see, that's like if you when you talking to people that's all over the world, you meeting people on this app that's from all over the world, from different places. You learning about different things. We talking about all kinds of stuff. Like we got men and women in here right now having conversations. Ain't nobody. Well, I mean, I can't say
Mm-hmm.
that, but you know what I'm saying. Like it's platonic. That's the word. It's platonic. It's a platonic. That's a platonic relationship, which is strictly friendship, no
Yeah.
intimacy, no sex. Like it just is what it is. But
Mm.
I can't have none of that. Y'all said it don't exist, so.
Yeah, I try to have an
Nobody
internet
never said it don't
relationship.
exist. It says less likely to
No,
happen.
they said it
Hey,
don't exist.
do
She
not
love like
include me in
Lovely. They
that,
said it don't
Dazzle.
exist, girl. And
Right,
my
she
Dazzle, do
just
my
put
not
the
that's
whole
include me in
my
thing
that.
in.
bestie. That's my bestie right there. She looks like eyes. She yeah, she's the one I told y'all about that. She has a guy friend and he's married and they've been friends for years and she ain't gonna tell y'all nothing and she gonna say that for my life. So boop, cause Kelvin already took my juice.
No, you did. You said you wasn't gonna do it, then it slipping out
It's
anyways.
always
But
Kevin's
But that's
fault. It's
pregame.
always Kev's fault.
oh,
It's
Kev, I'm gonna
always
be
my
I'm gonna
fault.
be
I know
ready
they.
when listen. I'm gonna be ready when I do it on my live. This ain't gonna happen on my live. I'm
You
gonna
can
be
Right.
continue it on your live. You got
yeah.
I'm
9
gonna
viewership.
watch.
Girl,
I'm sure
We can
it's
Dazzle,
just
gonna.
you
pass it
are
I'm
through.
nervous because
you are a beast.
I feel like I'm gonna get beat up on my life, especially with me being a married woman. Oh my
Now the
God,
thing is,
how
when you do
dare
your
I do
live,
that?
hey sis,
Hey,
when
be
you do
ready to
your
put that
live,
No,
armor
the only
on.
thing you
hey,
do is
I'll
present
be
the
your
topic.
moderator. I'll be your moderator.
Be
Yeah,
ready
the
to
thing
Right?
you do is
Yes,
present the
lovely. Yes,
topic
yes,
and let us
lovely.
go at it.
be
Yeah,
ready to
cause
put that
That's
armor
all you
on.
do. You're gonna find
she
someone
look,
come up
she
on here with some
she
conversation.
she
That's
looks.
all
I
this
No,
life
told
is all about.
I
it's good
Just
told
like
my
the
girl that
conversation.
just
I
like the
already
host
been.
doing.
They already kind of low key, kind of real low key. You know what I'm saying? Like real low key, kind of snuff me a little bit. But my thing is this: when women get on these apps and and especially the women that's taking up for the men, that's talking about how great men are and how much they love men and all this stuff. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay for you to show that kind of love, but don't you dare try to have a conversation and have a friendship with one of them. Oh no, don't do that. And you in a relationship, you got the scarlet letter. You got the what they call it, the S or whatever symbol that was. You walking around with the S on you. You know that's crazy to me.
Y'all women's be
That's
tripping
crazy.
off the hair too much. Us men, we straightforward, you know. We cool, we chill.
Y'all ain't straightforward because men lie, and a lot of men will say anything to get what they want. So no, y'all straightforward with each other. When it
Hey, the
comes to
only
a
So
reason why us
woman,
men
a
is
lot
on
of times it's
TikTok in
not
the
like
first
But
that.
place is
hey,
for the ladies.
hold on, Dazzle. Women lie too.
Oh yeah, no. I
Women
didn't.
lie
Everybody,
too.
right? I didn't say men are the only ones. I didn't. We definitely do, but I'm just saying he's talking about how straightforward they are. Yeah, just like
I
Okay.
some
feel
women
you on
can,
that.
just like some women are straightforward, and some
Yeah, but
men
when
lie,
y'all
and
come
Ah,
some
okay.
women
together,
lie.
it's hard for
That's
y'all to get together and conversate about things.
Yeah, she looks,
Got
girl.
y'all
They
tripping
got
off
my
of
pressure
who
up in
here
here.
got the underbraids, who got overcut, whose bangs is dried out, you know.
do not bring your blood pressure up, Dazzle.
It's too late. I blame it
Man,
all on Kel.
hey, don't y'all know I spent 2 hours last night listening to a
I'm
live.
chilled. I'm just sitting,
These
chilling, man.
sisters was
I
He
done
arguing
did
about
all
opened up
their
this
the
hair.
before,
can.
man.
He
This
opened up the can and then sat back and then gonna try to and then you try
Kevin
to play
always
devil's
calls.
advocate.
I,
Yep, and
I
then
told you to let it go. Hey, you wanted it, I wanted it to go, son.
what
And then
you
when it
mean
is.
let it go? That's
Yeah,
I
let's
told,
hear this.
hey, look, I told you, man. I'll allow you because I know you mess with me heavy and stuff. I said, go ahead and you can change the topic if you want to.
no. Oh
That's
Lord,
you right there.
kept all cool and laid back,
Yeah, let's go
girl.
back into that topic because
No,
this is what I
Dazzle.
want. Because check this out.
Yeah,
Before
you see me, yeah, man. I ain't let my blood pressure get
This
high.
is
You know what
this
I'm
this
saying?
is what
I know where every topic is going to be some type of disagreement every time. You
this
know what I'm
is
saying?
but
So
it's
I
yeah,
just
but
I
yeah.
just
Kev,
sit back and
but
listen to see what people say for real. That's all it
don't try
is.
to make it seem like I got
We
heated
be going
because of
off
that.
of
That's
we
not
be
Ah,
what
going
happened.
against each
nah,
other's
That's not
views
what
a lot.
young
happened.
grasshopper, you got to get used
We
to
gotta
these
sit. We gotta
these
really
hosts,
sit back.
the
Hey, we
host
really gotta
ways.
sit back and
It's
start
like
listening to each other's views, man,
But it's
I'll
easy.
and
teach
But listen,
understanding
it's
each
I'll
easy
other's
for
teach
the
views
host
instead
to
of going
sit back.
against.
But it's easy
No,
for the host
this
to
is the
sit back
same
and
person that will fall asleep on their lives.
who who fell asleep on the live. I fell asleep in Kevin live one time.
Yes,
It's lovely trying to
Listen,
tell jokes up there. I feel like she's going towards me.
that's okay.
exactly.
I'm letting him make all his jokes now because when I get ready to do this topic on my page, it ain't
No,
gonna be nothing like this. So
that's lovely making jokes on me.
I ain't make.
I was talking about lovely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's okay, Kev.
I wasn't trying to
It's
make jokes.
all good. It's all good, Kev. But you know
What?
what I do? I
I ain't do
pray.
nothing. I never did nothing.
I'm just teasing.
No,
Oh
but
God, I can't
Kev
say
really
nothing
makes
now.
a
I'm
safe
I'm
just
in it.
space for people to have regular conversations about real shit.
right. And the thing about it is, I pray and ask God to bring the right people in my life. I don't say, dear God, only bring women, only bring the right. I ask God to bring what He see fit for my life, what
I
I
say only
need.
bring man. I be telling God to
You a
bring.
lie. You don't say that.
Yes.
I said I might as well continue. I said I might as well troll since her blood pressure high. Let me go ahead and troll. Let her see the other Kev side.
Why you gotta
I
go
got
there,
Since
both of
Kev?
your
I done
life. I
sat
got
there,
Already.
she
men
went in
and
my
women
mind.
in my
Now
life
she got to
as
see
my
the other
friends.
Kev. You know the troll
Listen to
side.
this,
Lord.
y'all.
It's
I
like,
got men
I'm
in.
done with
Hey,
this topic for the night. Y'all,
for
woo.
sure.
but listen to
But
this,
look, that was
y'all.
pregame
I
right
got
there,
men
man.
and women in my life as my friends.
You
But it's
guys
gonna
are a
come
big
a time
baby.
where I'm gonna have to distance myself from the female friends.
That's you, and I get
I'm
that, and
for
I
sure gonna
respect
bring
that.
him in there too. I'm gonna make sure I
I
see him
respect
in
that.
every fight.
It's all girl.
I'm
Look,
coming with y'all. I'm
She
following.
about to be super man.
I'm good.
And she get to be
I'm
on
good.
camera too. She gonna be
I can't turn
it's
on
gonna
the
be
camera
blood
right
coming out her
now.
nose
My
and stuff
face
like
red.
no, I'm
Yeah.
saying
Don't do
me.
that shit.
Where am I? Don't be
Don't
putting
say.
no
Don't
stuff in
ask
my
nothing. No.
Here's
Don't do
my
that.
question.
pointing the camera like
If you
Child, it's
didn't
all good. That's okay. They just have
if
to
you
miss
didn't
out.
have this platform, what would you be doing?
You talking to Kev, right?
Who me?
Anybody.
I would be doing the same thing I'm talking about, living my life with an open mind and
Living
having a
life like it's
blast.
golden, you know.
Right.
Man, if I didn't have this platform, I'd probably be working.
Yeah,
You probably
I be playing a
exactly.
video game.
don't let the platform stop you from working now. That's okay. She looks. They ain't never gonna get it. That's why we.
Exactly.
They ain't never
You
gonna. And
can
it
you
ain't
can
meant to.
create
And,
your own
it's not
platform.
meant for
Who
Hey,
is
everybody
hey,
to
let me
get
ask
they?
it.
y'all a question. Let me
It
ask
ain't
y'all a
meant for
quick
them to
question.
get it.
Who is
One quick
they?
question. Let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask y'all a question. How old do y'all think I am?
I don't know.
40 something. I think you told us. I was trying to be slick, but you told us though. You said 40
You
something.
already know. You just spilled the bucket. Yeah, 48. Somebody came up on and talk about
Oh,
calling us youngsters, blood.
Oh, talking about, oh yeah,
That
but yeah,
young buck.
You like you young. I'm like, man, you
what?
know,
Dazzle.
How old were
I
they?
Dazzle.
gotta turn. I'm gonna turn on my gospel. I gotta listen to me some
Put
church
yeah, you
music
gonna
after
need it. You
this,
gonna need
child.
all that. Look at that. She gotta put all that. She not ready. I'm gonna get you together though, man. I'm gonna get you
No, cause
together.
people trying to like, oh no, that's.
And
Mm-mm.
about to
man,
bring
you
that
gotta
gangster out of her.
far back. You the host. You ain't gotta do too much talking. Let us do the talking.
So does age matter though?
Yeah, you don't
Does
want
age
no.
matter?
Yeah, no one under
You said, does
18
body count matter?
age. We don't want people under 18. It's a real. I like them
Stop
to
it,
be
Kev.
adults.
Go to 500 right
Hey,
before
the
I go to
youngsters
bed.
be trollers, man. I be a lot of them trollers that be up on our lives. Them be youngsters, under 18
Yeah,
youngsters, trolling away.
yeah, you right.
They be
You
having
right
us
about
pissed
that.
off, fight, going at it with each other.
Dazzle,
Mm.
put that cigarette down, Dazzle.
I'm finna fix me some tea. Y'all ain't look. And then look,
Put that
she
cigarette.
look. No, Cab knew he did. Look, let me tell you something. And she looks already know because I told her what happened already. So I already been kind of feeling the heat because I feel like people been low key coming at me for like just how I interact with people through a freaking screen, child. So
Oh, that
uh
trigger came out. I knew it was something. I know everybody got it. I feel it. I could tell. Look, I could tell in the. Look, that's what I told you. I'm good at reading stuff, man. But I already
because
knew it.
because this what they did, right? Exactly. And guess what? Because I smile at the man too much, or I give him too many compliments. How dare she do that? And she's married. Where her husband at? Why she on this screen all night with these people? That's what they say. I'm done. Let me stop. People need to.
Mind your
They sure do. They need to
business.
mind their business. They sure
Yeah,
do.
mind your business.
Man, that's something we ain't gonna do.
You
Well,
ain't us.
The
Go ahead
whole
and say
world
it, y'all.
just can't
Y'all ain't
live her
us.
life, so we trying to enjoy it. So the whole
They
world
mad cause
is.
they
right, and
ain't
that's what it.
us.
And that's right. You supposed to enjoy your life to the fullest. You're not living your life based off what nobody judgments. And God knows what they doing behind closed doors. So,
Mind the business that pay you.
right, girl,
One
look,
thing,
she
You
don't
know
be
you look like
value your
eyes.
life.
listening.
You
Do
know
you
what
know
they
you look
say?
like eyes?
Hey, you know what they say, y'all? Value your life, even though you only live it once.
I
We
know.
don't know
Now
Right.
what's
y'all made me
behind the
want to go
curtain.
around. I'm gonna look for a
We
bunch of
only live this
friends.
life once, so you value it.
No, Kev can't have no friends. No, no. You a woman, you
Who
exit
said
out
that?
for life.
Who
Kev
said
can't
I?
never have a female friend in his life.
Who said that?
You did. You said you don't believe men and women can be just friends. You
They ain't
said
got
that
nothing
in
to
the
do with
beginning.
me. You must have to misinterpret that whole thing. I'm
It's
telling.
all
I'm
good.
speaking in general.
Ah,
I ain't talking about
I know
What
me.
what I
time you
heard.
gotta
I know
be
what I
in,
heard.
Craig?
I
Hey, what
never
time
said
you
I
gotta
could.
be in,
I
bruh?
Well,
know
I
what I
remember when I
heard.
first talked to you. Yeah, I said it was. I never have. You know what I'm saying? There's always been something going on. But we already talked about this. I said now that I've been working on self discipline and me being a celibate for two
Oh yeah, I
years.
know you could do it. I know
I
you could
said I
do it
probably
now.
can do it. That's when we just
Yeah.
talked about that. But
Well,
I
you
was saying
can.
that everybody is not like me. That's why I said
Oh,
I
I
wouldn't
know. You a
recommend that. That's
unicorn, baby. You a unicorn.
yeah,
Welcome to the
you a
club.
unicorn. Yeah, right.
Right.
We both unicorns. See, but I wouldn't. I'm not about to put it past no. Almost at the end where I forgot we on.
Ooh,
Which I
I
wouldn't
have
put past no
one more.
dude. I wouldn't put it
I
past him
have
because
one
I know
more.
dudes are not like me. You know what I'm saying? They're getting ran by their Peter Weeder nowadays and stuff. They
It's
not
a
doing
lot
it.
of and women too, and women getting ran by their cat.
Yeah,
It's a
right.
lot of that going on. So
You right about that. You right.
I've
So
never, I'm just like on the non horse side,
mhm.
non horse.
Exactly.
Let me stop playing. Unicorn, yes, we are. And my friend right here in the comments, everybody go follow her. I'm sorry, Kev, I'm doing this on your platform. Yes, everybody go follow her. She looks like eyes because she will. I'm gonna invite her up.
Nope.
When I
Monique
have this
Matt.
topic,
Her name is
I'll pin
Monique Matt.
I'm not following her. She got a male friend.
Mm, uh-huh. Oh, yeah, she got enough followers. She got
I hope she
1,200
in your room
followers.
that day too. Y'all both gonna be mad at me. It's like no, I ain't gonna troll. I'm
That's
just talking.
my boo right there. She know what I've been going through on here, but I'm a warrior
She
though.
said she
I
got
told her,
plenty of
and see
friends.
that's the
Oh
thing. He could take,
my.
but
Well,
I'm
I ain't
saying,
playing that.
but he could take, he
I'm not
could take,
playing that. I'm sorry.
he he could take people kindness for
I know I ain't
weakness.
taking one. You talking about plenty. I wish my wife would tell me that. No.
But she's not married. She's not married though,
I
is
know I
she?
was talking to. I was just talking to.
Oh,
Oh, I thought
okay.
you were saying that.
Yeah, but ain't nothing wrong with that. She looked, and then guess what? And they treat you good, and they your genuine friends. You keep them people in your life, child.
Yep, you get
You,
protection and
but
food
I only
from
talk to
them.
one a day. You a mess,
Oh,
girl.
you single? Oh, okay.
Right.
Look, y'all a mess. No, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'm a it takes a very confident man to let a woman just be and be happy and be free and not only
You
that,
right about that.
he can trust. But that's the biggest thing. He know he
Yeah,
he trusts
the
me with his
trust is
life, literally everything, because he know I got his back like that, and he knows how I
But
am.
I only trust
honestly,
God, man.
I
That's
think
why
that
I'm different. I only trust
You gonna
God.
trust
it
your
takes a
wife, Kev? Be
confident
quiet.
Look, I got
woman
You
this.
gonna
That's on
trust
my
to
your
know
wife
tattoo.
first with
themselves.
all of that.
That's what it say on my neck, man. Only God I trust. I
So
take
you're
that
not gonna
serious. And
trust
I
your
didn't
wife.
even
So
realize that
you're
was in
not.
the Bible too. It is
So
in the Bible
you
too.
you're not gonna
Put your
trust your
trust in
wife,
no
Kev.
man. Huh?
You're not gonna trust your wife. You gonna trust
I
her.
got faith.
It is.
I got faith. I got faith. I got faith, but I trust in God if it's gonna work between me and my
Yep,
wife.
I
That's how I
love that
look at
they
it.
taught me so much. Right, and taught you a lot about me. Yep, I had when
Hmm.
I was younger, I had a couple of
Right.
good guy friends, but when I got older and I
Right.
tried to do that, it didn't work out. But I know that don't have nothing to do with my age. It has to do with the people that I was trying to, that acted like they wanted to have those types of relations, and they really didn't. They had ulterior motives. That's why it never worked.
So you said she said you taught she taught him about of course it's a lot of pros to being friends with a man. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
But
but
I
that
don't
but
need to get taught about no woman. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. We go fishing for the women, so I don't need to get taught about a woman. Really, not really.
friends
You
with a
know.
woman, really, you're not going into it for that. But she could teach you about other things that don't even have nothing to do with a woman. That's the thing. Like,
What's
teaching
that?
is more than just about whoever you friends with. They can teach you about a lot of things.
You need to learn what I need to learn
He
more
don't
of.
need
Tell
to
me.
learn that,
I
girl.
can what I can need to learn from and that I can't learn from nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what's you know what I'm saying. Let me see what you talking about.
He ain't gonna listen. You a woman.
I
You
need
can't
me a
have
little
you
baby who
can't
gonna
have women
listen.
friends.
So are you saying you need to learn it for yourself?
I
How
love
you
this. I
think,
love it,
child? He
man.
don't. He said he know women. He just said he know women. He don't
I
need to
know
learn.
I know a lot, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot.
Yeah, Kevo used to be old Mac
But
Daddy before he
no, not
became
like that.
one.
No, I wasn't. No. Quit it. Quit it.
tell
Mac
you this
I
much.
wish
Daddy.
I'm a
I
Leo.
said I wish I would. No, I'm glad I didn't. I wish I was a virgin, low key.
Oh,
But
okay. Excuse me, I missed.
Yeah,
excuse
I'm a
me.
Leo. I know women's too, but one thing I know is I like to be in control.
But
Hello.
you can only control yourself, though. You can't be in control of everything and everybody. I mean, even in your life,
Right.
if you believe in a higher power, you
I
gonna
like
surrender.
I like to be that judge, the one with the gravel. Once when the decisions come to me, once when everyone one present to me the report and I have to make a judgment, I want to be the one to say yay or nay. That's my part of being a man. You know,
Yeah, but and everybody have control of the
You know
decisions they
where
make in their
control
life.
I
comes
don't, I
from,
don't want
though,
to control my
though,
woman.
Ben,
I don't want a
is
woman to be
ego.
submissive to me. I just want to control the destiny where we going. I
Submission is
want to
not
be the
about
boss.
control, though.
Huh?
Submission is not about control.
Yeah.
I'm
That's what
very
I'm saying.
submissive to.
It's
I'm
not.
very
I'm
submissive.
just
No,
saying
it's
that so
not.
y'all don't
It's
Yeah,
get
it's
about
it
not.
adapting.
misunderstood, thinking I'm
Right.
talking about I want to be in control of a woman. No, I don't want to be in control of a woman. I want to be the judge, the one up on the seat with the gravel. When my woman
Right.
presents an idea to me, I want to say yay or
It's
nay.
about that time, y'all, man. I'm gonna have to hang it up. It's 10:45.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
get
had
ready to
fun.
smoke me a blunt.
Oh, go ahead, Kev.
Who going
I
live? I'll
had
come on
fun.
there.
Kev, the next time I come on your live, I'm not gonna bring up no topics that I.
Nah, this was a fun
Oh no,
topic.
it was good. I'm just teasing. Yeah,
Pre-game.
I'm just teasing. I'm just
Pre-game.
teasing, child. I'm
Be
No, it
ready.
was
my
great.
Be ready, Dazzle. Be ready.
my heart hurt now. I'm
Pre-game.
I
hurt.
know
Oh,
it
don't
is.
let it hurt. We
You'll
all
be all
learning
right,
here. This is
Dazzle. Just
unity,
take your
baby.
time. It usually happen like that a lot of times, especially on my live. It take time. You
My
just gotta
heart is hurt.
soak it in. You'll be all
I,
right.
Every
Just
live
gotta.
I
You just
started
need to
was
kiss
shut
somebody.
down the
Kiss your
same
boo
day.
boo. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you
You'll
know
be
my first debut or my first day, live debut?
that's why, yeah. And I ain't turned my camera on or nothing. My face so red. Lord, I need an ice pack.
Man, I
She done
can't
went
even
through the
turn my
most over
camera
there.
on.
One of
Yeah,
these days, I
she not
promise I
ready
will
for
go
the
But it's
live.
not.
I
But you know
promise.
what? It
TikTok
One
all.
day.
But you
streets.
know what? It's
And I'll
not
let you
y'all
guys
fault.
borrow my live to do your blog.
It's not y'all fault because just like Kel said, I really was triggered. Like something really triggered me yesterday that didn't have nothing to do with this live or nothing nobody said. But I know somebody was like low key, real, like super low key, like kind of like insinuating some. Like I just read in between the lines. That's all I'm gonna say. And
You
I
talk
know
about
it
me?
was really
Oh.
no. What you talking about, Ken?
Oh. No, continue.
No, of
Continue
course
on.
not. You perfect. You didn't do nothing.
You
I'm
Oh, I'm
talking
perfect.
all
about
defensive
you
You
and
perfect.
shit.
I
perfect.
You
just heard that
perfect.
low key thing. I was
No, I
like,
Then
was
all of a sudden,
triggered. Yeah,
oh shit.
I was triggered. It didn't have nothing to do with you, not nothing you did or nothing like that.
that's what I
Like
respect about Dazzle, man. That's why
people
I
was
feel like we're gonna be good friends for a long time.
we ain't
She
gonna be
she she's
friends.
actually aware and
I'm a married woman. You can't
confessing
be
to it.
friends with me.
Huh?
We're gonna
You
be
right?
I
TikTok
said I'm married. You
comrades.
can't be friends with me.
You
I'm
you
married.
right?
How dare
You
you? How
right?
dare you be friends with a
We
married
You
just
woman?
right?
gonna be
You
teachers
right?
on
You right?
TikTok. We gonna try to
What
teach
was
our
I
And
classes.
thinking?
proud. And
What was
proud.
I thinking?
You never
Look,
know. You never
You'll never
know.
find.
All right, who going on live? You going Dazzle?
huh?
You
Dazzle
going?
need to go to bed before she get a whooping.
Who
Oh
gonna
yeah,
whoop
your
me? Yeah,
husband in.
my
You
boss
guys
He
gonna
don't
whoop
want to
me.
see
My
you
boss
winning.
gonna whoop me. I started my new job Friday, and my
Oh
boss
my, yeah,
came.
well, that's what I was saying, right? For
Yeah, my
sure.
boss came up there. She's like, "Is everything okay?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna quit, ma'am. You don't have to worry."
You'll be all right.
I just been up, but I'm going. Kev, you going live tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm on the rest of this week
Well,
until
I'm
Saturday.
going. Everybody go follow me. I'm going live. I might go live tomorrow for a minute, but I'm definitely going live this weekend in my boutique.
So
Oh,
you
I
okay,
ain't
already
going
got
okay.
live
you.
tonight? No live tonight, huh?
Huh?
No live tonight.
Oh, snap.
No live
Where are
tonight.
you at, Dazzle? Where are you
She looks
located?
be on the standby, girl, because as soon as this live in, you know I'm about to call you. Cause she know what I'm
You about
triggered
to
about. No,
call Tyra?
she know what I'm triggered about
I know.
from earlier yesterday. Cause I can't. They tried to shame me. I'm telling you, like people literally, and it's so crazy because the same people who praise you will tear you down for the same thing they was praising you about, bro. That's why I said, like, I peep
but
everything. I see a lot of stuff,
but
and
we
I be
have
like,
to understand that
We just gotta learn to not take everything
not
personal,
everybody's
man.
gonna be on the same page as you, though,
yeah,
Dazzle.
but I'm
Like
not
you
expecting
have
no.
to know how to
That's
react.
Right. But I didn't. But what
or
I'm saying is,
respond.
but it's not about everybody being on the same page as me. I get that. We all entitled to our own perspectives. But when people literally see, and like I said, it's you don't have control over nobody but
Right.
yourself. But my thing is when people come on these apps and these lives and they literally try to shame and judge people. That's my issue. It's not, and you
People
don't
gonna
know
talk.
these people. You don't know these people behind the screen. Like you can't
But that's
make
the thing. They're hurting,
right. It's a lot of hurt
but they're
people. You
hurting.
right.
They're just projecting all their bullshit onto you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I get it. And like I said, it's unfortunate, but I
How
know
long are you going to carry it?
but no, I'm not. No, I'm just girl. It ain't even. I'm just teasing for real. But I'm. It is something that I do have to get used to. But I was an oratorical. I was in
I know,
oratorical
me too.
competitions my whole life, so I'm very used to speaking in front of people. I'm not used to debating though, or speaking in front of people and debating are two totally different
Feel
things.
you on that.
But
So
I'm
let
all
me
good.
know if
I
you
mean, I
ready or
know
not.
people.
You gotta understand, this is
Well,
a
ask
live.
Kev, because I've been following Kev for a long time, and one of my biggest things is I hug lions.
She hug a lot. She that's why yeah, yeah. She too nice. Too nice. They say I'm nice. She
I
too
don't
too
like
nice.
confrontation.
I
She
don't
don't like
either,
confrontation
lovely.
at
I
all. But
really
if I gotta
don't.
get my point across, I'm gonna get it across. But otherwise,
Right.
yeah, I will put up with some stuff until you know what I'm
Right.
saying. But
And I don't either, lovely. I really, really don't. But when I'm passionate about something, I definitely will speak my mind. And I know that judgment comes
Yeah,
with the territory. Like people are gonna judge
I
you. A lot of
agree.
people are gonna
I
judge you.
agree,
yes, that's gonna
Dazzle.
happen. Oh,
Y'all done broke my heart tonight in a million pieces.
it's all
Y'all
right,
done
Dazzle.
shattered my
That's
dreams.
why I want to say.
No,
That's why I didn't want to talk about this right now.
no.
I will
Don't
apologize, brother.
don't look
This
at
Right.
is
it.
the
Me
Don't look
lies
at
too.
me
that Kevin
different,
holds.
Dazzle.
He'll make you go
Same
to
way
sleep
she.
thinking about something.
Don't look at me different, Dazzle. It's all out of love. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I see where you at with it.
Nah,
I'm just
yeah,
playing.
you. I'm just see. I'll be like, what did Dazzle go? No, see her for some days.
We're,
And I'm
No,
probably gonna
we're
no,
see her for
bad.
the
no, no. I'm
rest of
gonna
We're
this
be
month.
bad.
right
It's
back
over.
in here. No, I ain't like that. I'm
What?
gonna be right
You
back
talk?
in here.
No,
I'm good.
I know
Dazzle,
I'm talking
your
junk.
live was great earlier.
Thank you.
Dazzle,
Yeah,
you did it earlier.
yeah. Thank you. That's my space is gonna be, and I love kid. I love this platform, but I know I know it's not gonna be a whole lot of controversy on mine. Now this topic is definitely controversial, but
You already knew it.
but most of the topics that I plan on talking about, it's gonna be different perspectives, but it's not gonna probably be as controversial as
Yeah.
what some other people. Cause I'm more love and light and let's lift up everybody. Like that's
Yeah.
the vibe that I'm on. So
Yeah.
and Kev gonna be
Well,
like, I love you, but you're wrong.
What about the topic, sis?
this in a
Hey,
way,
about
this
the
is
topic
that's why I say this
though.
kind of controversial, just a little bit. But then again, this is me doing this out of love because I feel like people just need to be aware. That's why I did this one so I can get it out the way because a lot of
Right.
people
And this
just
is a
getting away
good,
with doing stuff.
yo, this is a good. I told you need to read the Willie Lynch letter. You need to watch Color Purple. You need to watch Rosewood. You need to watch Roots. Before you watch anything,
Oh,
watch Roots. And Roots is like a 10
mm-hmm.
CD series. It's hours and hours long. It's a whole
But
series about slave. You never
so,
heard of Roots?
yeah, I heard all that though.
You
What you
gotta
saying?
watch.
What's the point of me watching that to
I
get even
made
madder or
my
something?
husband. I literally
What?
made him watch that movie when
Nah,
we first got married.
you know why I watch Roots, Color Purple, and all that?
I heard those shows
It's
is gonna
so I
make me
can
madder. Why would I
understand the
watch that? I'm
tactics
trying to bring
that
unity.
the yeah. Listen to me, y'all. Listen to me, y'all. Listen to me. Can y'all hear me? The only
Yes.
reason why I watch that stuff is to understand what our peoples went through, understand the tactics that they use to keep them in bondage so it
Right.
don't happen again.
Right.
So we
Right.
know how to deflect
Yeah, I
that
know
stuff.
a lot of people say that. They say that
Such
a
as
lot.
the
I
Willie,
feel that
Right,
situation, but I
yeah,
think we'll
such
be
as
right.
the
fine without it.
Willie
That's
Lynch
my
letter
opinion.
and
Yeah.
the Willie Lynch manual on
Yeah.
how to break a man into a slave.
I'm gonna tell
Basically, how
you.
to break an
Yeah, because
African native into a
Right.
slave. There's a
But I'm gonna tell
manual.
you another reason why it's good to watch those movies because it makes you very grateful. It makes you extremely humble. It brings you back to a place where you understand the sacrifices that were made. Like we will never really understand that because we didn't grow, we weren't raised in that. But when you get a peek into that, it's like, wow, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I'm
It
you
gonna put
makes
it
start
this
you
way then.
understanding it. You start understanding the opposition,
I feel
man.
you. I hear this plenty of times. I heard everybody keep telling me the
Yeah,
same thing. But
you gotta
out of this
understand
whole, out
train
of
of
that, you
thought.
think is it more? You get more gratefulness out of it, or you get more hatred out of this situation?
I don't get hatred. I
No, I'm
really
talking
don't
about
get
overall
triggered.
as a whole general out of
Oh yeah,
everybody.
yeah,
You
I'm sure
think
it'll be more triggering. Yeah, it will be more
that's
Yeah,
that's
triggering.
what I
it is
figured. That's
too.
the reason
Right.
why I
Yeah.
feel that way towards that because
But
I don't
you
think
being a
everybody take it
man and
that
a
way.
human being with a
Right.
conscious mind, you know you ain't gonna inflict no pain, but you're gonna be conscious of the tricks and the
Yeah, but
traits that
everybody's
they
not
do.
conscious.
My
That's the
daddy
thing.
is so pro black, it ain't even funny. He watch all, he love it.
Right.
He love it. And he old school and he grew up in the 60s and the 70s and he
That's
loved
my
it.
husband.
Yeah. He got little black figurines everywhere. Them his little children. He he love anything documentary about black history, anything about black people, don't matter what time it's from. He gonna watch it
Right.
because it's educational. I mean, you gonna learn. And I'm
That's
not saying
good.
you gotta watch it over and over again, but for you have never
Well,
seen any of that, you definitely need to watch some. You know, I'm not saying watch every single thing or every
Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
about it, but
But
It's
learn
funny because I
learn
watched
about
enough
your
of that and I took.
ancestry history. Learn about your ancestors, what they went
right.
through. This ain't about us. It's about our
Yeah,
ancestors,
but
man,
we
with the
trying to make a
struggle.
new future. We're trying to make a new president. Now. It's like how
yes.
how much how much of the history do you need to know to figure out what to do with it?
Well, that's
Understand
not
what your
right.
ancestors went through, the
Because
struggle and
like
the
I
Right.
battles
can
that
I
they've
can
been
keep
going
looking
through.
back and back and back all into the year zero.
Exactly.
You
Let
know
me
what I'm
say
saying?
this.
When
Let
I'm
me
gonna
say
do
What
this,
do
something
you
now
man.
do with
about it.
what you know?
Let me
Yeah, that's what
say
I'm saying.
this.
That's always preach on is what we gonna
Mhm.
do about the information instead of keep on looking at history, looking at it, looking at it, looking at it. Okay, we're smart enough, we're grown enough, we know enough about it. You know what I'm saying? So what more we get out of it? We gonna apply nothing to it or do nothing about it now, or is it just to talk about it?
Nah, it's being applied. Long as we talk about it and
Yeah, but I'm
people
saying
feel it,
like, how far we
you
gonna
got
dig back?
people acting on it. Let me say something. With B1, with the B1 fam, the other live that I be on with Dr. No Joss and Manchu and other
Oh,
brothers.
that's where you came from. Oh yeah, I know
Yeah,
what they
yeah,
talk about
man,
over
that's some
there.
good brothers,
I know a
bro.
lot
That's
of
some
people
good
don't.
brothers.
A
Me
lot
and
of people.
Manchu, I talked to
A
him
lot,
for a
Yeah,
little
they
minute.
kind
Me
of
and him was going back and forth
controversial.
for a long
Mm.
time. Yeah,
yeah,
cause
but that's a
I'm
good
all
brother.
about
You just
unity.
have
He
to
about
work.
Yeah.
separation.
They,
Me
they,
too.
you know, I ain't with the separation thing, but the brothers they be speaking some points on trying to unite blacks together, where
Yeah, I
we is
feel that. And I'm
you
trying to
know,
unite everybody. That's the difference. And I know that
yeah.
that's what you and you. I could
Even
tell that
though
you came
we,
from that group too, because you was talking about the blacks too first. But my thing is, I don't know. That's a whole nother topic, whatever. Because me and him talked about
yeah,
that for
my
a long
group is
time,
band
and
two
I
B
don't care
one.
about skin color.
Yeah, my group is band two B1, man, B1 fam. That's all of us. That's what I'm representing.
Yeah.
And when I was young, I used as a youngster, we used to have teachers come and teach us. Black activists and revolutionaries, former revolutionaries. And
Yeah.
one thing that teacher told me, he said, man, learn about your ancestors and their struggles and that
Mhm.
revolutionary that they're fighting. Because you guys will stop fighting that revolutionary and you will disgrace your ancestors. They're fighting for something. Our revolution ain't even
Take
over yet.
take a break,
We're
Dazzle.
supposed to be, we're supposed to be fighting for reparations.
We don't get tired.
We're
I'm
supposed to
tired. I'm about
continue
to get,
our revolution. We're supposed to continue our
make
revolution
sure you get your talk
all the
out the
way
way
to
so you don't be
Africa.
mad at me.
Yeah,
Who? What? What you said?
yeah. I
Look,
said
Cal
we're
said he
supposed.
let me take over. I didn't take over your life. I was
No, I never
listening.
said that.
I'm
I'm
just
gonna let you, I'm
I'm
gonna let
just
you take a break.
why
Get
every
you,
time
get
I say some people think I be dead serious. Like I must when I get serious, I
you.
must be serious, boy.
You got the accent that just sound like you're serious. I don't know.
I'm sorry. No, I'm just
I'm
playing. No, I'm
sorry.
just teasing. But I'm happy you let me get my pregame, even though it wasn't playing. But now I know when
You happy you got your
I said I'm happy. That's what I said. I said I'm sorry. Did I say?
It's
Yeah,
the
that's what I said. I'm
pregame.
happy. I said I'm happy. I meant that's what I meant to say. I'm happy. I got
Dazzle's
my
been
pregame.
practicing.
You let me get my pregame. I'm happy
Okay, I
you
got you.
let
I
me
feel
get
you.
my
Yes,
pregame. But
yes.
when I have this topic, I'm gonna do a little talking, but I ain't gonna. I'm gonna let other people talk more about their perspective because when I talk, people, I guess it come off like I'm trying to persuade people to do something, and that's not what I'm
You
doing.
gonna
So
do it. You gonna do
And you
I
just
got
say,
I'm
you
gonna
quiet.
let
know,
you
I
play
thought
devil.
my
hey,
camera
I'm
was
gonna
on.
let
maybe
you
your
play devil's
topic is,
advocate with the other people on the panel. I'm not.
it's
Y'all, I
always
can't.
starts with your opinion,
I
sis.
always, me myself, it ain't even that playing devil. That it's
Oh
just
no, I'm
always
gonna
trying to
say
think
my
about it multiple
opinion.
ways. That's all.
Yeah, I'm gonna say what I feel, but I ain't gonna like how I went into it real deep tonight. I ain't gonna
That's
go
what she
into it
said.
that deep. Yeah, I might. I don't want nobody to creep in there and not need to be quiet because I might get triggered again, and it might be a
Mm-mm.
lot more
Stop
people.
it.
See, it wasn't even that many people in here tonight, so you know.
That's why I said if you get a big crowd, you
Man,
better be ready.
you
You
got
better have that
10
whole
people
armor
in here.
on.
Right.
All through the night, you've been having people stop by, so you've been having a lot of viewers. It's gonna add up. But
Oh yeah, I know.
9
Yeah, you
people's
know.
in your show just by you hosting this show. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
You know,
but
just keep it up every day with some.
But
But
Kev
one
does,
thing,
he doesn't just do TikTok, he posts YouTube videos.
hell yeah, keep it up. People's going to hear. Long as we got a clear message of unification for our peoples first, then we can unify with the
What the
other
heck?
people. But
Good looks, Dazzle. Dazzle over there. Got the whole paycheck on me, man. Chill. I ain't about to dance
man, how
and
much you
stuff. Trying
get
to
for the
make somebody
baseball
dance. I
cap?
don't do that. I'm a man. It's like that.
Yeah, hey
Think this a
everybody,
big
I'm
head.
on
You got a
restriction
cat.
mode, so you
You got
guys might not
you got
want
a
to
cat.
give me any coins, cause I can't spend none of the money or buy coins
Good
with it.
looks, Dazzle. At least I know she still got love for me because I disagree.
you saw me. No, my love is gone because my love is completely gone. No.
Uh,
Hey, bro.
I'm doing the etiquette thing on you tonight. That's etiquette because you
Hey,
a
No,
hoe.
bro.
it's not. It's
I'm,
just stored.
Hey,
yeah.
let me say something.
My life. I can't have no friends. I can't have. No, it's impossible. I
Nah,
who
you
tried.
can have friends,
who
but you
told you
can't have
that?
close
You
friends
said
like
Everybody's
you
the
you.
same.
I
you
Oh,
just
said you
feel
know
everybody the
that
same.
yourself.
to
Oh
have
my
close
God.
friends when you know
Who told you you can't have friends? You said you know
you can have
yourself. You
friends.
know.
Nah,
You should
y'all
you should
said
start calling
men can't
friends.
do that.
Yeah, but listen, you should start calling friends acquaintances.
But it's and if you didn't
Turn
hear
to
what
a
I
snake
said
real quick.
earlier, but you didn't hear. See, you don't listen.
See,
See,
I
you
turned
didn't
to a
listen.
snake real
You
quick.
didn't listen to a lot of the things that I said because one of the things that I said is that it takes years to work up to a certain
I
type
agree
of
with
level
that.
with somebody. So I don't need no. I know about acquaintances and associates, and I get all of that. It takes years to be friends with somebody because it takes a long time for you to get to actually know somebody anyways, but
Yeah.
you have to, if both of the people are willing and y'all both on the same level, you can actually stand the test of time in a friendship.
Yeah.
Well, whoever it is, whatever sex it is, if
Yeah,
y'all
just
really
like
care
I
about
said
each other
in
and
the
y'all
beginning of this
solid.
conversation, friendship come and go. Did
But
just
I
like
didn't
you
say
got
that. Yeah, most of them do. Most of them do, but not everybody. That's why I just thank God, man. I really do, man. Because I be people like limited a little bit. Like I saw some remarkable things growing up, and it's like, yeah, everybody's not gonna be here until you die. We all know that. That don't even have to be said. I'm talking about the people who will be there though. People X out a lot of good people because they're, in my opinion, like I said, they're closed minded. They're closed minded. So it is, and that's my opinion. Some people are closed minded and they've cut themselves off because they've had other experiences that were bad, and now they like, oh, I don't, and that's okay, and they're entitled to do that. I just choose not to live my life like that. I don't want to.
Mhm.
I don't want to block nothing God got for me. I don't. I'm not gonna sit up. I'm gonna do what He tell me to do. I'm gonna talk to who He tell me to talk to. If I feel like if He tell me somebody ain't for me, then I'm gonna move away. If He don't, then I'm gonna stay around as long as He need me or as long as I'm supposed to. That's how I live my life. If we not aligned no more, we grow apart, then it was meant for that to happen. I'm not gonna live my life like that. Sorry, just not gonna
You
do
know
it.
what you gonna do at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
nothing
cause
you
I'm gonna be happy when I'm old. I ain't gonna be no old, bitter, miserable person biting
exactly.
people.
That'll
Yeah,
yeah. You right.
I ain't
Yeah,
doing
you
it.
know, whatever relationship you got with your partner, that's the
For
relationship that
real.
y'all comfortable with.
For real.
You know, that's your relationship. Everybody got
Right.
their own
Exactly. Right.
relationship.
Right.
Life is life, you know what I'm saying? Life gonna happen regardless on whatever.
You only
So we
live
just gotta
once,
be
you
willing
might as
to
well
accept it when
enjoy it.
it comes to stuff.
Right. And we don't know what the future holds. You can plan all you
Don't
want
know.
to. You can say what you're gonna do and what you're not gonna do. But at the
Exactly.
end of the day, if you believe in the most high, whatever God you believe in, if you believe there's a higher power, then that is what it is. So that's how I feel about
Preach.
that's how I feel about that's how I feel about it's. Oh my God, it's over. Oh my God, I can't
Well,
handle this.
at the end point, though,
All because of what's his name?
do
Dennis.
you believe in yourself?
Do I believe in
Who?
myself?
Oh, she's talking to me.
Do I believe
She
in
on tip.
myself?
Nah, she ready for hey, it's time to go to bed now.
Does anyone
What time?
believe in themselves? Like,
I
cause
believe in myself.
She ready for
yeah,
everything.
it's
What you
time to go to bed. It's time to go.
you said what?
It's too early for me. Yeah, I believe in myself.
Oh,
You hear me, sis?
what's that
I
coming
believe
about
in
me?
myself. But also, I believe I know myself. Where I believe in certain things about myself.
Where my friend at? She live? You still in here, girl, or you gone? Cause
And she
I'm
wants to
finna call.
sleep.
I'm finna call her in a minute. She might still be in here in the shadows somewhere.
All right, I'm gonna catch y'all in a minute.
Yeah, she gone. She gone. Okay.
All right, y'all. Hey, it was fun. It was fun chatting with y'all.
Did you
Thank you,
follow?
Ben.
Did you
Yeah,
follow
I
me?
follow all
Follow.
y'all.
Hey, I'm
Okay.
gonna
Yeah, I
drop down
followed
too,
you.
Kev.
Right. I
I'm
followed
gonna
you too.
drop down. I'm in Cali time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you early then.
Yeah, it is early out here. It's party time now.
Yeah. Y'all have a good
Yeah,
night.
I'm early
I'm gonna wait
compared
to
to you
see if you
guys.
come back on. Yeah, my phone. Your phone died. Okay.
You going live, sis?
He's still on live talking about his phone died. He must be on his
He ain't prepared.
backup. He
Hey,
on his
Dazzle.
backup page.
Hey, Dazzle. You going live?
He's probably
No,
on another.
Kev, you gonna come in my live for a minute?
Dazzle,
No, he
you can
going to
go
bed.
live. I'll
Kev,
hop in always.
that's
Yes,
okay. He can go.
yes.
I know his phone
Hey,
is
Ben, I'm
died.
gonna follow you too, cause this is.
All right. Well, he said his phone died, so I'm gonna go. Y'all have a good night.
All right, Dazzle.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Night, night.
Night, night.